Good morning, people. I hope you had a lovely bank holiday. It is Tuesday, the 9th of May. Welcome to TDA, the day after, your favorite news platform and the home of popular culture as defined by the culture. You guys know you're hosted by some of the best people in the industry. Introduce yourselves.
It's your boy Big Moss from the east side of the bridge. 6 foot plus of pure temptation and all that good stuff.
You're a little hoe, aren't you? Why did you put your voice down? The octave went down. Ridiculous. But good morning. I am your favourite shade queen, so I forgot. Favourite shade queen and my royalty.
Good morning. It's your boy Big Man Use in the building.
And they call me man, the pro-black activist, TDA producer and news analyst, melanin jam-packed.
That is right. You're such a main character. You always look at if the camera's on you. You go ahead and introduce yourself.
You gotta make sure you have their
You
attention.
do. That is true. How's everyone doing?
Camera on me.
There's camera on me. I wonder what I was doing in there.
Do you?
Yeah, because I always think like for people who, even like Young Thug, like having a lavish life and then that's just snatched away from you. And now you're being told what to do up and down. Like now you're on a by force diet.
Yeah, but
It must
he
be
probably
difficult,
gets,
man.
He probably gets like a lavish version of prison. He probably gets like extra cookies.
No, because remember they had to put him in isolation because the old women, the older girls, were out there with flipping protesting outside the prison all the time, making noise and singing his songs, disturbing the other prisoners.
Yeah, R. Kelly probably doing like
It's
talent
mad.
shows in there and that.
You doing what in there?
Huh?
You doing what in there?
Like just cooking the talent show, you know, like when, like,
Oh.
you know,
We
when
got him
like,
singing for free, you know.
yeah, he just.
I'd be
enters.
fuming. Do you know how much I would have charged you, lot? And now you just got me singing in the canteen for extra snacks and custard and cake.
That's what he's doing. I heard he went crazy because he went in the talent show, but he come second. What? You think I heard he went mad on the wing. You think I'm joking?
Do you know who I am?
Oh man.
I said he came second. Do you know how funny that is? Yeah, that's hilarious, man.
I mean, they do say like a lot of talented people are in prisons. Or,
That's the
in
thing.
world, they-
You know what I'm saying?
I would say there's a lot of good-looking men in prison. Sometimes I see some mug shots and I'm like, oh, baby, I hate it had to be you. You should have been out here. It's crazy, man. But how was everyone's bank holiday? How was your allegiance? Did you pledge your allegiance?
I had some words with Charles and we said, you know, it's probably
It's best
best
you
if I
didn't.
don't. Yeah.
That's probably why he was in a bad mood. Did you see that clip when he was in a bad mood?
Yeah.
People need to leave the man. He's an old man. Old people are grumpy. Well, not all. He is always grumpy.
What, did you watch it?
No, of course I didn't.
So how do you know he was in a bad mood?
Because I saw a clip circulating.
Yeah.
Oh.
And they're talking about how he looked like he was fighting Camelo, talking about always late. But then the caption said how they were early. I was like, relax, man.
But he had a certain time he wanted to get there, maybe.
Like, how early do you want to become the king? Relax. I suppose he is, you know, at the cusp of. It makes sense. But no, I didn't watch it. I didn't know it was a Saturday.
Oh, same. I thought it was a Monday as well.
I thought it was a Monday.
Mm.
But when I think about how dramatic all of it was, I guess you can't really have people going to work tired.
Nah.
They need the worker bees working hard for the economy. So
Mm-hmm.
it was Saturday. But yeah, man, I guess people that had fun.
That managed to pass me by, but
Same here. I never knew nothing was even going on.
I
Really.
didn't
Yeah.
see. Well, actually, I'm lying because in my area they had all the
The street parties.
Oh yeah. So
Yeah.
block off my road as
and,
well.
and the banners and all that, all the Union Jacks and the road was locked off. There was
Yeah.
like a big fete. There was bare people out there. So I saw that when I went to the shop. But
That was a Sunday.
Same.
That was Sunday, yeah.
actually, yeah.
It was in every area because I went on a walk and literally everywhere, like, there was random roads just closed off. And I said, you lot are very... But then, the black people, I knew the areas where there was black people running the party. I was in a lot of bashment. I said, okay. Like, I said, all right. So one thing I love about y'all gonna have fun.
Where did the concert happen?
I don't know, actually. When?
No, where?
Where?
I'm not sure.
Did it happen?
It did.
Yeah, happened,
Okay.
I'm going to talk about Word and Road because people are getting cooked. One person's getting cooked.
Who?
Tiwa.
Oh,
They're finishing her like stupid.
Right.
Finishing her.
what? Bad performance.
No, but it's the song choice.
Okay.
It's the drama attached to the song choice. And it's the fact that you're a Nigerian woman and you went to do that you're a sellout. And then when people heard this, people were already coming for her. Then when they heard the song she sang, they were like, nah, you're a coon.
What one of her songs can be
It was
quite that way?
Keys to the Kingdom.
Okay.
Talking about he's got the keys to Canada.
It makes sense, though.
But that's one of her songs.
Yeah, but it's one of her songs on Beyonce's album.
Okay.
She had beef with Beyonce.
Oh, gosh.
It's the whole thing. She's been getting cooked, but sis don't care. She looks amazing. I loved it. And she was all in green and everything. I was here for it, man. But yeah, but it looked good. Do you reckon Charles and Camilla still have sex? Because I was thinking it must be lit to like have like royal sex.
But he would have been doing that since.
No, but he wasn't king then. Now that you're actually a king, would have been lit. But I don't think he's.
What would change though? He just had the crown on the dresser.
You can wear it.
How old was Charles anyway? 74.
He doesn't.
I don't know why I didn't think of that, you know?
Wear the crown. We got it. We might as well. But yeah, and there was a whole like thing about was she really the side chick? And it had me thinking actually, because I've always said she was a side chick who became queen. But when I think about it, I don't think sis was a side chick. I think Diana was a side chick. Upon reflection, because it's always been Camilla.
Yeah, it seemed like that was the love of his life. From early, innit?
And I think I realised that, if it's the love of your life, just because you're with him, doesn't make you...
Yeah, because she's been there since the beginning. She's still here now.
And apparently she was out here letting Diana know what Charles likes and stuff like that, his favourite this and his favourite that.
Yeah, I remember that, yeah.
Took her out to a cafe and whatever. She gave her notes on how to be with her man. Big up Camilla, man. She's not a side chick. She can't be. But yeah. Big up them anyway. They had a great time. It was good for them. But so we need to talk about power.
Oh crap.
Get on my nerves.
Y'all still watching that?
Yeah, we've got 2 episodes to go, so you've got 2 more weeks of this. It's shorter than Love Island, so. Do you think this is bad? Just think about Love Island.
I told Brent yesterday I'm watching The Real Power.
What's that?
About time. Ghost one.
No.
Oh. What are you talking about then?
The Power.
Move, man.
You did the same thing yesterday.
I'm beating It's so annoying. What are you talking about?
That real show?
What?
That real show?
You're the only one who knows that you can't what us. We are the ones who should be saying what?
This is why it's got 6.2, Brent.
Was that the rating?
Out of 10, yeah.
That's ridiculous.
They give it a 6.2.
So
They didn't even let it finish yet. They didn't even let it finish yet. How they judging it like that?
What, so it's still, the season's still ongoing?
Yeah, I'm on
And
season.
the ratings are in?
I'm on season.
Nah, you're asleep.
I'm on episode 6 or something.
Stop it.
What, this?
Yeah, it's the truth, man.
It looks like a boot cut of stars. That looks like a stars thingy.
That's a big production. It's on Amazon
it about?
Prime.
What's
It ain't that big.
Huh?
What's it about?
Evolution and the patriarchy. The Gadlem, yeah, all the teenage women in the world, yeah, evolve and get a new organ, like some new gland, and they can produce electricity, and they start shocking up all the men.
That sounds whack.
Oh no, it's so funny, bro. It's the coldest show in the world because you see the dynamics, the power dynamics change. You see that you big man use? Not no more, fam.
No around here.
Not around here, Killy. You get me? The whole dynamics be changing. Like it's seriously because the men are pissed. They can't do nothing. You get me? They can't do nothing, and the girls going wild. The girls
The girls gone wild,
man.
So what? The only power they have is electricity.
They can produce. It's like it's like a new organ. It's like they're saying it's evolution. Yeah, there's a new organ that all of the women have developed here. Only the females have got it, not the men. Yeah, and it produces electricity.
Yeah.
So it's just like with any organ. Some of them can control it. Some of them can only do it a little bit. Some of them can shoot out big electric beams like X-Men. It's like it ranges between some of them that can control it. You get me? But it's just all the women. It's only women. And then there's something that it's like something dormant that lies in women. So the girls that's got it can open it up in the mature women. So like if they touch and shock up the mature women, then the mature women can do it as well.
Yeah.
So they're going around just creating monsters, and it's just the gal them that's just running things. And the man them don't know what to do. The man them literally don't know what to do. You man wouldn't be able to survive.
Would you be able to survive?
Of course, I love women. Like I put women on a.
I'll be on their side.
I'll be on their side. I'll be an ally. I've always been an ally. I've been one of the main allies.
You are
I'm
an
a
ally.
feminist. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Do too much.
Oh, sorry. No, but
I'm a feminist.
No, I'll be cool. You get me?
You will survive it.
I'll be cool. But you, man,
out here, done out
here.
I'm gonna watch it.
You should watch it. It'll be. It's actually honestly, yeah. Whether you think the show's good or not, yeah. It makes you think about things like you know what I'm trying to say, like about the dynamics of men and women, and like because men act like they're a certain way because. Like,
the power.
No, they act like it's nothing to do with power, just out of the goodness of their heart, yeah. But the things are set how they are, innit? And if the power dynamics really, really changed, yeah, you'd see everyone for who they are. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, there's some man who just pissed off about it for no reason. None of the gal ain't done nothing to them, ain't done nothing, but they're just livid.
I feel like it's a reflection of actual society today.
I'm telling you.
Because there's some men like that who are just upset, like, they're just upset that women are just living and just having fun. They just get angry about it.
Because the Saudi government tried to ban it.
Yes.
All right, cool. Watch the show anyway. Because it's funny. It's not funny that it's not comedy or nothing.
But it's
like
interesting.
That. Yeah, it's interesting.
Okay.
Like the premise of it is
What's that,
interesting.
the thing on Amazon?
Yeah.
Yes, I think I see it advertised.
Yeah, no, the premise
Decent,
of it.
yeah?
I don't want to say that. Like, I could watch it. I've watched it. I've watched 5 or 6 episodes. I could watch it and it's all right. But like I said, I just think the premise of it is proper interesting.
Is it concluded yet?
Yeah, but man asks, is it decent? That's borderline.
Like, that's average.
Man said, yeah, it's decent.
Yeah,
So
but
what is it then?
no,
What
because
is
I
it
don't
shit?
want
Out of 10, guy, out of 10.
6.2.
After all that, no, the build-up was whoa. Hold on.
Decent. The word decent is the bare minimum of a show.
Yeah, literally.
So if it ain't decent, then what is it?
What is it?
No, it is this. You know what it is, yeah?
After
I
all
told you,
that.
yeah? I'm watching it from different eyes. I'm trying to say that the conversations that it could develop here and that you can have your watching the show, yeah, are proper interesting to me. Like,
Okay.
That's what I'm trying to say. That so I don't want to go and say, oh yeah, like it's a dope show. I think you'd find it interesting. I think you'd like
Yeah,
it.
I think I like it.
I can't speak about the boys. You know, there's too much masculinity and. Do you get what I'm trying to say? It might...
Don't do that to them.
Sorry. Okay.
You're on the same team as them. Yeah, don't do that. Yeah, you
One
should
of
say
them, man.
that.
It's
Don't do
moving like
that
one
to
of
them.
them, man, bro.
Like, you're really sending people out.
Man forgot who he was this morning. Woke
I
up
said
on the
you
wrong
guys
side of
wouldn't
the bed.
make it. Like, this is.
You put sesame seeds in your water.
Oh, are we? Oh, okay. He's gonna call these elements gay. Go on, start.
Whoa, I wasn't gonna say that.
Nah, go on.
He's
I've seen you talk about these guys.
Elements.
No.
Oh, what, seeds? I said elements.
I know, but you know, like with him, you gotta get Pacific and all that.
Oh, okay.
I've seen him call these gay. Go on, backtrack.
I don't
Are you
know.
going to let us know though? It's sesame seeds.
No, cheer seeds.
Okay.
Who?
What's the benefits?
Chia seeds.
Yeah.
What's that? Talk to me.
Oh,
Seeds,
no,
innit?
I'm not. E-man, help him, please.
High and omega 3 and that.
So
that's good.
Also like fish.
Yeah, but it's a bit.
So it's fish water you drink.
That's
He
what I'm saying.
called them
Shout
gay.
it.
He called them gay.
drink fish
He said, "Oh, what? See, eat seeds, yeah." I said, that's gay.
Yeah, it's good, you
I
know.
said,
Oh,
what?
what? So for you, anything that's bitty? Anything that's
No,
that's
the word
seeds.
seeds.
I don't
in
drink. It's
general.
not seeds.
Oh, shut
I don't
up,
drink
man.
aloe vera.
Look,
I don't drink that aloe vera water.
Obviously you don't.
That's impossible.
That
Have you had melons before?
Who?
Have you had melon?
What sweet melon?
Watermelon. Just swallow the
Man said
seeds.
sweet. Yeah, God, have you had melon before?
Yeah, of course.
Look. See?
You just swallow the seeds.
Then you're done in it.
Seedless melon.
That's a why, as they say. I said seedless, idiot. Foolish man. I'm not even gonna set the name.
No, it's like they do.
Yeah, you got, man.
It's like they do it with the grapes. You see seedless grapes.
Whatever you say, bro.
Did it seeds sink?
Nah, you gotta put them in water, innit? Can't just.
Oh, so they grow.
What's my your guy,
But
man?
you got to clip that.
They so
Come and help
You
your
got to
guy,
clip
man,
that.
please.
There's no way you have clipped all the dumb things I've said. You're not gonna. I'll clip it myself. Send me the full file. I will clip it. That's ridiculous.
You know it is, yeah. Well, I've known him so long, so
think this is-
I just can't be bothered anymore. That's why I just let you listen to it and you like dissect from there. I can't be bothered, man. Just heard the most foolish things come from this guy's mouth. Ridiculous.
That is ridiculous. But all right. So the real power, not that other thing that was about. Actually, we're gonna watch that.
Oh, you should do. Look, someone said it's a good show. It's better than
Depends
Basic.
who said it. Who said it?
It's better than basic.
Ara Jamal. It's better than Basic. That
What's
means
the one level above
I don't
basic?
know.
Average.
6.2 in it. What's man talking
What's that?
about?
6.5.
Basic is not an appealing word.
You know like that? Yeah.
All right. So we're gonna watch it then. Should we watch it?
Yeah, I told him I watch it.
You said.
I'll give it. I'll give
I'm
it
gonna
a
say
shot.
catalogue now. I've been watching it.
You know,
You have not done a good job to stop the shit.
no. When he got to the 6.2,
just watch it until all the gathering get the power, please. It'd be like, I think it's like 2 or 3 episodes. Just watch all the gathering get the power and just watch how you man act. That's all I want to.
man said you man, you know, hey, you're moving wild over there.
I'm an ally, so.
You probably built it up though, and then you hit man with the 6.2. I was like, what? Like,
No,
what?
because Brent would have.
Would have held to it.
If I didn't give that information, Brent would have dropped it in there.
He definitely would have. Definitely.
Like 100%. Yes, I just went with transparency.
Yeah, but 6.2 is a poor rating. If you're a football player, you're getting benched next game.
Maybe it's the manosphere that's giving it the rating.
Thank you. There's a lot of men watching that, thinking, "No, I don't like
reckon?
this." Yes.
There's got to be women watching that as well, though. Ain't that sounds like a woman empowering show? No.
It's called The Power.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
All right, so I'll be getting to the.
Shade Light is
Let's get to the
amazing.
real power, please. Can you start it off? I just need to do something.
All right, cool. Where are we at now? Do you not normally just go from the beginning to the end, or do you just?
We just go
straight-
wherever the spirit
straight to
leads. What happened in the beginning anyway? Oh, the questioning.
The questioning.
Diana.
Oh, Diana. All right, let's just go to the end quickly, and we can go backwards. So, Lauren has, I guess, snitched on what's her face, Effie. Mm-hmm. Effie's been taken in by the DEA or Blanca and them.
Yeah, Blanca and them. I wish Blanca was the one who got it. But
For Lauren's murder.
attempted murder.
Attempted murder. But before that, them lot tried to. They set her up. They set
Yeah.
Effie up to get followed by the feds.
Yeah, we might have to go from the beginning.
no, I ain't. Wait.
Sorry.
Are you up to date?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm trying to remember the beginning. What's the beginning
The
again?
beginning was Diana being questioned.
Yeah.
And then she obviously was, and then what's it called? Sax.
Oh,
I think it was
forgetting
drinking on the
about what
thing,
happened with Sax
remember?
at the end.
Because his brother left him, remember?
Yeah.
Brother left him, Method Man.
Yeah.
Brother left him.
Yeah.
He then went started drinking beer.
Yeah.
Sax sees him up there. They drink together.
Yeah.
Then he finds out. Then Diana gets arrested. He's like,
Yeah.
I've got to go.
Yeah.
Sax said, don't worry, I'll do it.
Yeah.
Savior,
Yeah.
I'll do it.
Yeah.
He goes, and then while he's gone, goes back to the office.
Yeah.
Tariq gets there, and Tariq's like, bro, he's an op.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
That was one of the big talking points. So,
yeah.
Method Man finds out that Sax is a snake or the ops, whatever. That's a big point. Drew
Okay.
gets upset over Everett.
Can I say, Drew, yeah, his dad is dead. Your sister's been arrested.
Yeah,
You are being charged with RICO.
yeah,
And you're going to cry. This is the time you want to lean into your heartbreak of the man that you killed. And you're upset that your other boyfriend has a white man.
yeah. Oh, because
I don't know how he was going to take charge of the business.
no, but Drew was never gonna be
No.
the one anyway.
But I feel like the way they propped him up to be,
Yeah,
I expected better. You couldn't put your heartbreak on pause.
She said I expected better, you know.
I definitely did. This guy is out here drunk and belligerent in the middle of the day
yeah,
over his black boyfriend. He wasn't really his boyfriend, his link, who now is on a press tour with his white boyfriend.
yeah.
But you're literally facing prison time for the next 20 years. And this is what's got you upset.
Yeah.
And got your little thong in a bunch.
Yeah, yeah. Kane and Effie
Oh.
finally hooked up.
I didn't like that.
You like it?
No, I didn't like it. And obviously everyone knows how I feel about Kane, right? But I've spent the entire season
Yeah.
watching Drew having sex with everybody.
Okay.
Everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody on the block. And Effie, I see them kissing, lightly lipsing, and then now they're laying in bed.
Can you imagine?
I'll be honest, I wanted to see this. I wanted to see the full thing.
Agenda on that.
I wanted to see the thing. But
Ain't
I do
Effie
think
Curry? Ain't not Curry? What's his name?
Woody the Great.
No, ain't. No, what's the
Tariq.
Tariq? Ain't Effie Tariq's guy?
Nah, they broke up.
Broke up.
Oh, okay,
The game is the game. She moved on.
okay. Sorry.
Another man paid the tuition.
Rich, you're an actor, right? Could you do
No.
Okay, let's move on.
I knew exactly what was coming. No, and you know what it is?
Are you sure?
100%.
Are you sure?
I look at my peers.
But your thing
The
is
people I rate, I've never seen them do it.
but
So why would I?
What sex scenes? Or gay sex scenes?
But Rich,
Gay.
you're open minded.
Yeah, 100%. But no, not that.
that-
Not that open-minded. I'd rather have tunnel vision. I'm good.
Rather have what?
Tunnel vision, as in like,
Tunnel vision.
you know, blinkers on, horses running.
Okay. I believe you.
If I've never seen my peers there, why would I do it?
What's the people got to do with it?
As in like the peers, people
Bruv,
I rate,
be
the
your
people
old
I
man, but man's doing sheep.
Would you do it? Hold on, would you do it?
I'm not an actor.
No, would you do it though?
I'm not an actor.
If you was though, hypothetically speaking, all right then. Why not?
Why not? Because you're an actor.
Why not though?
Why not?
Yeah.
Because it's not my steez.
Man said, Steve. Hey.
My flavour, neighbour. You know what I mean?
That's my flavour, neighbour.
I heard.
You know what I mean?
I'm not there. I would never be there in life.
But yeah, but I like the fact that they were together. I feel like they make more sense than Tariq and Thingy. I feel like I always knew anyway. What's her name? Effie was a rebound. It's because for Tariq because he lost Lauren, and I guess she just swooped in at the right time to be like, oh, da da da. And I actually feel like her killing Lauren was not to do with the business. I feel like she's always liked Tariq.
Yeah.
I feel like she snitched on him when he was at Chope. Remember that's how he got kicked out of that private school.
Who did? Effie did.
Yeah, because they were selling drugs, and she said that it was all him.
Oh yeah.
And that's how he got kicked out. So I feel like she just always positioned herself, and she was able, when the first chance she got to get rid of Lauren, she did.
Yeah, she took it.
Yeah, but Kane as well, I'm disappointed.
Why?
Like I like a lover boy, I like a sensitive guy, but you had sex one time, and now you're out here trying to be her lawyer, telling the family, are we really gonna throw Effie under the bus?
But you can tell he always kind of liked her beforehand anyway.
Yeah, he did.
You know what I mean?
That was sweet. I think I liked the chase more than I think I liked them actually being together.
Yeah.
Exciting.
What else happened? Oh, so Method Man's brother killed Sax at the end.
Sax is
You're
dead.
really giving
Sax
stuff
is
away.
dead.
I ain't seen
No,
it.
we
You
are.
know?
No, we are.
So this is what we're doing.
This is what we do.
I know, but I haven't. You know what it is because I haven't seen it. That's why I haven't seen the latest one. I'm
Sax
sorry,
is
I
dead.
didn't know
Sax is dead, man.
we were talking about this
Sax
today.
is
I didn't.
gone. Like Sax
One shot kill.
is right in the heart. Like it's so close range. Yeah. Psh, surprised they didn't show his heart falling out the other side. Sax is gone.
Surprised he lived so long.
Yes, he's actually the longest. He was the last OG member.
With Tariq.
Oh yeah, I forget. Yeah, Tariq. Yeah. But he actually is gone. But he's had a
gone, man.
good run, you know.
Yeah, he has had a
and
good
someone was
run.
saying how
Was
like
that annoying policewoman with the funny voice gone?
Nah,
no, man, she needs to go, man. She's next.
Blanca.
I do it myself.
Yeah,
she needs to go.
She's irritating, bro. Her voice
She
is
makes me
dancing.
so. She makes me
That's
so
a
sick.
Brooklyn accent, no?
Brooklyn.
Yeah, I'm sure it's a Brooklyn
She
accent.
talks like J-Lo.
That's more like a Spanish something, no?
Yeah,
it's
no,
like
no,
a Bronx,
no.
it is Bronx
Yes,
or something.
yeah,
Yeah,
Bronx,
yeah,
that's
Bronx,
it.
yeah.
She needs to go. But Sax avoided Tommy, avoided Ghost, avoided, what was that guy? Who was it? I can't remember. Like, he's
Lobos.
avoided Lobos. He's avoided all the proper criminals.
Lobos,
Yeah.
you know,
And you
right.
get killed, not even by Method's man brother. The little quick one they had to get in because he wouldn't get vaccinated.
Oh, was that the reason why?
Yeah, he wouldn't get vaccinated, so they had to replace him.
Okay.
But yeah, he got man.
And then he killed himself as well?
Yeah, and then he killed himself. But that made sense. I was like, oh, you can't go back to jail.
Killed
I'll just
himself.
do it.
Yeah, he killed
Yeah,
himself.
because he was gonna die anyway. So he was basically lying to what's Method's man's name in the thing though?
Davis.
Davis, yeah. Davis
Davis
McLean.
McLean, yeah.
Yeah, so he was he was lying to him that he got treatment and treatment was working, whatever. But he didn't want him to worry, basically. But it turned out that he had like 2 weeks to live anyway. So he just thought, might as well.
He says, I'm gonna just take
That's
everyone
not
out.
early.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Might as well go on a rampage. Everybody dead.
I do think Sax's death was sad, but
I didn't find it sad at all. I
Really?
wish him and Davis would have had some type of dialogue first before he died.
Yeah.
Just so he can out him that I know that you were working against me this whole time.
yeah,
just
like
some
kind
type of
of
dialogue.
confront him about it.
Some type of confrontation before he gets killed.
But Sax has been a sad man there. I feel like, yeah, man. I don't know. He didn't give me power. He didn't give me white man power.
His obsession with that woman is jarring. What's her
It's
name?
annoying.
What, the lawyer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
It's ridiculous.
It's
But I
impossible.
don't see how. Yeah, so obviously, they couldn't get them on a RICO. Why couldn't they get them on a RICO again? Yes, because Davis told Diana to pin on Effie,
yeah.
and then they set up. There was a whole plan that Tariq came up with. Tariq, yeah, love it. But basically, yeah, Tariq came up with a plan that they should pin it all on Effie, and what they were gonna what they were gonna get Effie to do because she wanted back in the business. So he said to her, "You want to go back in the business? I've got a task for you." She was gonna go and deliver some boxes to the warehouse where they do the whole coffee cup thing, whatever. But obviously, when they got there, essentially the drugs are in the boxes or whatever already there, and then they slot it into the cups. But when they got there and she got arrested, they went and did a search of the place and it was all sugar. So basically, that information Diana told Sax. So Diana said to Sax, and I talked to you privately, I don't trust Davis. I feel like he's not a good lawyer, whatever. So got Sax's trust, told him he broke attorney-client privilege by telling the girls that he was working with that, you know, this is what's going to happen. There's going to be a drop today. Effie's going to do it. Effie's the one. Apparently, she's the mastermind behind all of this. Cool. So then obviously when they go there, and this entire RICO was based off of that, them having evidence and seeing that much drugs there. When they've got there now, and it's all sugar, the cups are just normal cups, and what she was delivering was just empty cups. They had nothing. So essentially that blew off the whole case. And that's when his little girlfriend said to him that you've ruined everything. And then she said that you're off the case. She said, I can't give you security anymore. Because they all had personal security. And I feel like that's when he got. And then he then called Tariq. Because he was acting, they're going to kill me. They're going to kill me. Called her a bitch and whatever, told her, fuck you, whatever, cool. He is going down to his car. He calls Tariq and says, listen, I know where Tasha, Yaz, and your grandma are. So you better get your people not to kill me. And if they don't kill me, I can give you the information. But while he's still speaking, gets in the car, Davis's brother's got the gun to his head. He's got abruptly cut the call. That's when Tariq then goes to Davis and is like, oh, I got this voicemail from Sax. And Davis is like, oh, you know, Sax, he's probably just bluffing, blah, blah, whatever. And then what happened? Yeah, then Davis gets a call from the hospital telling him that, oh yeah, basically your brother's treatment's not working. Yeah. He's got 2 weeks, blah, blah. And he's like, what the hell? So then Tariq's like, oh, what's wrong? And he's like, oh, my brother, this. And he's like, what's the last place you saw him? Then he clocks, I told my brother that Sax is a mole. Then he clocks, that's where his brother will be. Then they go there, and then he's trying to plead with his brother not to do it, whatever. His brother's like, listen, you need to just be free because this is all going to come back to you. Because he knows that Davis essentially committed a crime to get him out. Yeah. And obviously Sax knows that. Yep. So he's like, this is the only way I can actually save you yet again. But then Davis is like to him, I'll go to jail this time. Do you know what I mean? Well, obviously, brother's like, don't be stupid. I've got 2 weeks. Treatment's not working. Kills Sax. Kills himself. Davis, he can act. Because the way he broke down...
Nah, I wasn't loving that.
I thought it was good.
It wasn't great.
Because for a big man who's got muscles, he's method man, he was really on his knees, like clinging onto the... I was like, wow, baby, don't cry.
Why did they stay behind the fence the whole time?
Because they couldn't go over.
Yeah, but you got to actively try.
I ain't trying.
You can't be standing there holding on to the fence like... Come on, make it more realistic.
Not ripping my suit. The guy's already dead. Nothing I can do about it.
Yeah.
But I thought that was really good. And then Diana tried to tell her mum, Mary J. Blige, yeah. Monet, Mary J. Blige, same people.
I can't see her as Mary anymore. She's Monet.
She's Monet.
She's permanently Monet. Yeah.
Did you see her talking to Skepta at the Met Gala?
No, what she saying?
Auntie was smiling. I said, Auntie.
So Auntie was smiling.
And again, she just looks like Monet. Everywhere she gets, she just looks like Monet.
Cook her up, you know.
100%.
Listen, I know.
100.
And I feel like sis knows that she was thinking...
You cook her up, innit?
Who, Mary?
No, yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, of course.
I don't understand why you're looking at that, Wood. I don't understand what you're trying to say.
I asked you, would you? And you're getting bare defensive.
No, because
if you would, just say you would. You have to get defensive.
Defensive? I'm proudly... Are you looking at me like to say this? I'm proudly cook her up.
You read my face wrong.
I was trying to determine what you was...
Okay. I was asking you.
And the answer is yes.
Okay.
Yes. I mean, when I saw the video of Mary and Skepta, I said, y'all could do this. Yeah. Look at one time. It was really, really cute.
That's a list, man. Naomi Campbell, Adele, Mary J. Oh, Skepta's the truth.
Look at how she looks. Do you see how she peeped?
The average...
I don't think... Look at the look she gives him at the end. When he walks away.
I don't think no one's got that list.
No, Auntie, you better get
No one's got that list in the world.
What's the list?
Naomi Campbell, Mary J, and Adele.
That's a good list.
That's a top three. It's a big three.
That's a good list.
No one's got... It doesn't matter whether you rate the three or not. No one's got that three.
That's a good list.
Based on... One, he ain't cooked Mary J. Blige anyway, so
True,
you're putting...
true.
He must have.
He must have.
I think it's in the West.
He must
Do
have.
you see how she looked at him?
Yeah, see?
She looked at him like,
Later.
my people...
We're going to call your people.
All right, let's just say hypothetically speaking, he did. Yeah. That list is great, name only. It's like a big three of names. It's not like
you see. You're trying to disrespect it, but
how?
What's your big three?
Ben said, "Show me your credentials." You ain't credited, cuz.
Oh, damn, man. My big three, though. Listen, on the street level, my big three's up there.
Period, isn't it?
Yeah. That is too funny. That's too funny. But what did I talk about before it happened? What's saying? Oh yeah, and then so Diana should have snitched at Monet when she had the chance, man. Monet is she's so rude to Diana. So Diana was obviously pinned on Effie, whatever. She comes out, she's like to Monet, she feels like she held it down. Like, I've done one for the family. Yeah. It's time for them to do one for me. She's talking about like I think I could get a fresh start transfer lab now. Monet said, a fresh start. I'll give you a fresh start. I'm such a stupid head. Get in the car. I think Monet's gonna get got. I think Monet's gonna die with a prediction. And I think Diana should be the one to do it. For all the things Diana's been through with Monet, she deserves that bullet. She deserves to do it. Because basically, so in the preview for next week, Diana's got a file. Mm-hmm. She's reading a file. So do you guys remember when Monet was gonna kill that police officer? Yeah. He had the file that said that no, I was calling Benzino, wasn't it? Lorenzo. Lorenzo's DNA was found on the scene of Zeke's murder. Yeah. Diana's got that file. Okay. She's reading that file. Because remember David said he was going to get rid of it. Well, he didn't. I don't know how Diana got it, but she's got it. So she's reading that file. I think reading that file, she's going to see that Lorenzo was the one that... She's going to clock Lorenzo was the one who killed Zeke. And then clock that. And she's going to clock Monet killed Lorenzo. And I think that's how Monet's secret's going to come out. Because also, I think that's how it's going to happen.
I think so too, actually.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I think Monet's going to get got.
Do you reckon?
And then also as well, I think Drew might die. Because basically, I feel like the way his story is going, the way he was last episode, acting a damn fool, crying all over the place, I feel like they're trying to phase him out. That they're making him look very unstable. And I think in that instability, is that the word? Un or dis? Instability? Thank you, babes. Instability. Yeah, instability is how he's gonna get got. Because again, they're looking for their kid. Because remember when they all had the meeting and Renee's letting them know about, we've got to recode the moments, we can't sell, we can't do the whatever. Yeah. I think you are really having a meeting, no one's gonna ask where Gordo is.
Yeah, that's what I thought too, but then at the end, they asked.
Yeah, and then she said, let's go and talk to Drew. Yeah. I think Drew's gonna get got. He's got to go, man. I feel like there's gonna be a spin-off. Did I say this last week? I think I said something about a spin-off. I feel like it's gonna be a spin-off with Kane, Tariq,
and Braden. That's meant to be like the new Tommy Ghost and Kanan kind of vibe.
I think
Kanan. See that there?
See? Tariq, who thinks he's not like Ghost, but he's everything like Ghost.
And then
imagine that.
And then Braden.
The white boy.
Tommy.
Yeah.
I think that's what's gonna happen next. But yeah, I really enjoyed the episode. I really like it. I think it's really juicy now. They struggled to have me at the beginning. What else happened? Yeah, I don't see how they're gonna pin Effie on an attempted murder. The girl's alive. Like, can't we just let bygones be bygones? Like, she's alive.
Yeah, do they know that she's alive yet? Do they know that she's alive yet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They know now, yeah?
Like, Lauren looked at Effie, she's like, yeah, that's the girl who tried to kill me.
Yeah, and then Kane saw her and they ran off.
Yes, so this is what I'm interested in now. Because Kane's been bigging up Effie about holding it down. Yeah. You did what you had to do. Yeah. When he saw Lauren, he's thinking, nah, you're a liability. And the thing is, Effie will snitch. And you know when they did that whole setup and they didn't tell her about she was going to get set up, whatever. She came back to the family house and she said, I would have done the same thing to any of y'all niggas. She, right?
Don't worry. I heard that.
I'm just being in my apartment. But basically, I feel like that was a foreshadow of her snitching on them. And then you see Kane dressing up as a lawyer. He's good in glasses there. Dressing up as a lawyer, talking about pinning all of this on Tariq. He just hates Tariq so much.
Jealousy, isn't it?
Yeah.
He's always been jealous.
The Emmy's mad. I feel like she's going to snitch on them. Because basically, they don't really want her for attempted murder. They just want... Them two women are obsessed with Tariq. So they just want to know that... They just want to get Tariq on stuff. Yeah. But I feel like that's where... Because we haven't seen Mona in a while.
Who?
Mona, the woman. Yeah. And I think that Tariq... What's her name?
Noma.
Yeah, Noma. I keep calling her Noma. Yeah, Mona. Oh, that's the girl from Grownish. Sorry. Yeah, I feel like this is where Tariq... Because he must know if he's going to snitch. They all must know. She snitched once.
I don't think Effie has a snitch the way you see her as a snitch,
Do you think so?
There might be a plot twist somewhere.
Effie's the only person who has nobody.
Yeah.
And she makes it clear every time that I am in this world by myself.
Yeah.
And I've been the one... Because if you think about it, this sis is worrying about her tuition. No one stepped into that for her except Kane. Tariq knows that she actually has to sell drugs to live. And this boy is out here buying a Porsche BMW or whatever. No, it was a black man walking... But do you know what I mean? He's out here buying his new car and whatever. And no one actually ever checks for her or cares for her, anything like that. She's very insignificant in the group. I feel like she might.
Wait, no, not for the. I don't think if she snitches, then what about the dynamic in terms of Braden, Tariq, and her?
It's already
it's
done
done.
though. It's already done.
Yeah,
It was
done
done.
already.
It was done from when she and Braden wanted to kill Lauren and didn't tell Tariq, and then when Tariq then confronted Braden, and Braden never told Effie that Tariq knew.
Yeah.
Because if she had known, he wouldn't have tried to take her out to that bare land and try and fake kill her,
Yeah.
make her walk home.
The only other thing that happened was you had Tate and his girl broke up, which was, who cares? Then you had, what's that guy's name? Chris from The Wire. What's his character's name again in this?
I know what's the wire.
Chris from The Wire. The one who is giving his money.
Yeah, the investor.
Yeah, the investor guy. What's his name again?
Oh, the old white guy.
No. So remember, Braden found out that his dad's company is a Ponzi scheme, innit?
Oh, okay.
Oh, is it RSJ, bro? RSJ?
Yes, the Nigerian guy.
Yeah.
Not sorry, he's not Nigerian. I just
Nigerian?
assumed. Sorry, he's just a powerful man. I
Yeah,
just
so
assumed
RSJ
Nigerian.
confronted Braden's
Uncle Lucas.
Yeah.
He looks like his breast stinks.
He looks like
He looks like he's like, you know, like when Oyinbo's just coming straight out of bed and they just get on the
It
tube.
looks like his breath stinks, you know.
He just always looks so dirty to me.
Yeah, so Braden's just out in his
Yeah.
family business on there.
Oh, so
But he
he's not-
had
he's-
to though, because he was gonna die.
He's trying to get the hardest money back.
Yeah.
Plus
And
Tariq wants to get his
trust.
trust fund back,
Yeah.
and then RSJ wants to get his money back.
And I think that's what it is.
Okay.
Because I feel like Lucas is not because he's not been in. He doesn't understand the pressures that Braden is really facing. There's no way Braden is going to live after they done called him the White Taylor Swift. They call him so much, that little boy. There's no way he's going to live if you don't have just messed with the money like that.
Yeah,
So it made sense for him. He had to snitch. He had to say. But I like the fact that RSJ said what he said. But it's mad because Tariq really is such a toxic person. Now he's got this man who made his wealth in a clean manner, now committing a crime.
because he forced him into it.
Because he forced him into it. It's mad, man. But it'll be interesting to see what happens.
I still got to watch all this, man. Thank you for that. These are just
Anytime.
literally broke down
We are the ones you
maybe
can trust.
3 episodes.
I'm sure you're gonna
Just
forget
now.
all this by the time you watch it.
Hopefully.
It's different watching it in play.
Yeah, but still, you know, like when something happens, like, oh yeah, that's what they would talk about. Oh, there's another part.
Yeah.
Oh look, there's another part.
Ties it all together.
Mm,
Closure.
thank
Such
you.
life.
Anytime. But yeah, I'm looking forward to next week and seeing what. Oh no, it's never on this week.
Isn't it? How come?
Yeah, I think there's
There's
something.
a break.
Yeah, there's a break.
Okay.
I hate when shows do that.
You know,
Especially the juicy part. Don't be silly.
Power always has a break.
Yeah.
Always.
But we've got 2 left, so it should be interesting. And
What,
see
just 2 episodes?
Yeah. But yeah, man, let's get into our headlines.
All right, so our first headline, of course, related to the coronation. And the Prime Minister of St Vincent and the Grenadines has said having a British monarch as head of state is an absurdity that he would like to end in his lifetime. Ralph Gonsalves has said that he would welcome an apology from the British state and monarchy on past injustices relating to slavery. He said he believes King Charles III is open to talking about reparations. King Charles is head of state in 8 Caribbean countries. Within the past year, political leaders in the Bahamas, Belize, Grenada, Jamaica, St. Kitts and Nevis, and Antigua and Barbuda have all indicated their plans to review their positions on constitutional monarchies. The Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis, Dr. Terence Drew, told the BBC his country is not totally free as long as King Charles III remains the head of state, and that a public consultation on whether the nation should become a republic would begin during his leadership. And the next headline, a leading activist has said that anti-monarchy protesters who were arrested during the coronation on Saturday have been told that the police will not be taking any further action. Graham Smith, who's the head of the group Republic, said it was considering legal action and had demanded an inquiry into the conduct of the Met Police. Smith tweeted on Monday evening saying, "We have just been told that the police will be taking no further action. This has been a disgraceful episode and we'll be speaking to lawyers about taking legal action. I also expect a full inquiry into why they repeatedly lied to us and who authorized the arrests." Early on Monday, the activists said the arrests were a premeditated attempt to disrupt and diminish the Republican demonstration, and that the police's decision to break up the planned protest before it began trampled over their rights. He added that the group had been in conversation with Scotland Yard for months before the event. But since that headline, there has been a bit of an update. And this is basically that the Met Police have expressed regret over the arrests of 6 anti-monarchy protesters on Coronation Day. Republic Chief Graham Smith, who we just spoke about, who was amongst that group, said he has now received a personal apology from police officers. He said he did not accept the apology and will take legal action after no charges were brought against him. The Met have also confirmed that it had used a controversial new law to detain the group. Mr. Smith said that the Chief Inspector and 2 other officers visited his Reading home on Monday evening to issue the apology. And that's it for the headlines.
Brent, can we pan to the seats before we move on? Because we've had a mass exodus in the room for some particular reason. But yes, let's move on to topic of the day, please. What you say?
All right. Now, today's topic of the day, right? It is titled, How Much Does Your Partner's Profession Matter to You? Right? What takes precedence, their profession or their wage? So you don't have to necessarily think of it as just your partner. It could be just like yourself as well, innit? Right? And I didn't want everyone obviously to see the clip, but we're gonna start anyway, right? It's a short clip. So Brent, if you don't mind playing the first clip, yeah, that's in the doc. And this is basically what started all of this discussion on Twitter, which went on to the Breakfast Club as well, and the reason why we're talking about it now, pretty much, but from a different kind of angle.
Oh, I saw this clip actually. Yeah.
Can't hear it, but okay, cool.
Know that you've said that you cannot teach a man or tell a man how to be a man. So I will not ask you to indict men in this question. But I do want you to speak, Ayanla, to how women need to, position ourselves so that we can be in our divinity, so we can have our crowns right, how we can create and not build, when some of us, quite frankly, feel that the men that are available to us, and I'm talking about across the color spectrum, across the age spectrum, trust me, I've done them all, they are not positioned to protect nor provide because of some of the statistics we just talked about. They're not earning the incomes. They're not having the resources, and some of them are not even showing up in the leadership.
Would you date a bus driver? Would you date
if
a bus
he owns
driver?
the bus? If he owns
No.
it. If he owns the bus.
See, that's a problem. That's a problem. That's a problem. Okay. Because the standards and requisites, and I'm not talking about him laying on his sofa playing video games all day.
All right. So you heard a bit of the preamble before it, but the question was direct. Would you date a bus driver? Yeah. What are you going to say, Ben?
Question.
Mm-hmm.
You want to go on to another headline before?
Yeah, before them to come. Yeah, might as well. We shall return, but I mean, guys.
Monkeys. Headline.
What I miss?
All right, guys. Headline. So basically, this is an update on the Ukraine war.
Yeah.
Air raid sirens have sounded across Ukraine after Russia launched a fresh wave of drone and missile strikes. Explosions were heard overnight in the capital, Kiev, where the mayor said 5 people had been injured in the biggest kamikaze drone attack so far. 1 person was killed in the attack on the southern Odessa region. Ukraine's Red Cross says that its warehouse was hit. So after a lull in Russian attacks on civilian targets in recent months, Moscow has intensified its air raids over the past week ahead of a widely expected Ukrainian counter-offensive. Kiev's mayor, Vitaly Klitschko, said that nearly 60 drones had been launched by Russia, describing it as the biggest such attack so far. He added that all 36 drones had been destroyed over Kiev, but 5 people had been injured by falling debris from downed drones. And the next headline, the European Union delegation in Israel has cancelled its Europe Day diplomatic reception over the planned participation of the far-right Israeli Minister of National Security, Itamar Ben-Gvir. Regrettably, this year, we have decided to cancel the diplomatic reception as we do not offer or do not want to offer a platform to someone whose views contradict the values the EU stands for. This was said in a Twitter post on Monday by the delegation. Brussels marks May the 9th as Europe Day, honouring the 1950 French declaration that led to the founding of the body that became the EU. The remainder of the public event is to take place as scheduled. The act of protest by the EU's delegation in Israel against Ben-Gvir, who's a member of the Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's government, which is the most religious and ultra-nationalist in the country's history, could cause a diplomatic dispute between Israel and the EU. Relations already had been strained over Israeli policies in the occupied West Bank. Ben-Gvir is the leader of the far-right Jewish power faction and was assigned to represent the Israeli government at the Europe Day event on Tuesday. And that's it for the headlines, but let's go into People's Journal. All right, people. Welcome to the People's Journal, where I give the news from an economics point of view. So there's a few things that I wanted to kind of mention quickly. And it says that UK house prices, last week, I believe I spoke about it briefly. And according to Halifax, last week I spoke about Nationwide's data. But Halifax has come out and pretty much said that the average UK house price decreased by 0.3% in April, following a 0.8% rise in March. And the annual rate of house price growth slowed to 0.1% from 1.6% in March. The bank has also said that this has now meant that the average property value in April was £286,896. In practical terms, that means an average of £995 was knocked off of prices. So, again, Halifax has basically concluded from all of this that they expect to see a further downward pressure on house prices over the course of the year. The director of Halifax Mortgages, Kim Zolciak, he came out and pretty much said that a typical property now costs, the price I said before, £286,896, which is around £7,000 below last summer's peak, though still some 28,000 higher than 2 years ago. So that's the current situation. Again, this is just off of a discrepancy in that downward trajectory this month, in April. But I guess we will be yet to see what will happen for the rest of the year and be able to actually draw some proper correlations from that. Also, onto the GPs and NHS, more people will be able to access health services without needing to see a GP under a plan which has been launched by officials in England. So basically what they're saying is now, and obviously there's going to be arguments from both sides pretty much, right? But basically what it is that GPs, this new plan asks patients to use high street pharmacies for some common drug prescriptions and things like nature and routine tests, right? To ease up the pressure on GPs. So all the
pressure on GPs.
Yeah. They've been pressured since flipping COVID.
I'm getting 100 bags a year and talk about pressure. Shut up, man.
You don't think there's a pressure?
Listen,
they do a lot though.
So I don't want to be seeing my GP for 10 minutes. I've got stuff going on. I might need half an hour, big man.
Yeah,
what?
No, one time I went to GP.
No, but this is it though.
No.
This is why they're saying.
I went to GP. I had 2 problems. Sister telling me you're going to
Yeah,
have to
exactly.
what? I'm here. Do you know how long it takes me to get an appointment in the first place?
That makes no sense.
And furthermore, why is it that everyone before me always seems like they're in there for time? But when I get there, it's on the clock now.
So what? I got to pick my struggles and I come in there.
Exactly. No, literally, she was like,
what kind of nonsense is this?
That's what she said to me. Like, you got to choose whichever is the most pressing health condition you have. And then other ones can be addressed later at a later date.
Ridiculous.
And then misdiagnose you anyway. Talking about, I'm out here, my skin's about to look like Michael Jackson the whole time. It was a wrong thing.
But doesn't that speak to the pressures on them? Because the fact, like back in the day, remember when we were younger, like you want to have this type of issues. You know what I'm saying? You could sit down, talk to the GP. You know what I'm saying? Your mum will say, tell him this and all this other stuff.
So what,
right?
is there less GPs or just more people going?
I think more people going, less GPs as well.
It's old people though. It's a day out for them. Yeah. But they spend a lot of time with old people. If you cut that time short.
10 minutes, you know.
I'm sorry, I'm the working. I'm the one who's keeping the economy alive, right? I'm the younger generation. Old people are important, yes. But, you know.
Yeah, my time is valuable too.
Yeah.
My health is valuable too.
No,
you want me to pick a struggle? What?
Literally.
So what? Hold on, I got kidney problems, I got heart problems.
You got to pick which one.
Well, yeah, like, what?
Yeah, but this
you want to pee or you want your heart to beat?
But this is the thing though, like for routine tests, yeah, and like normal, common like drug prescriptions, they're saying don't waste the GP's time. So that if you've got a real thing, you can actually sit down with a GP. Like people with regular stuff, go to the pharmacy.
What is a real thing though? What's the real problem?
Like you said, like kidney and heart and them things.
But then some people will just go to the hospital, but then you sit down for 7 hours and they tell you go back to the GP anyway.
To be fair though, my GP, they're still in a way, because since COVID, obviously they can't see people. post-COVID, COVID was like, what, 4 years ago now? They're still not seeing people. Like, they're still not, so basically, if I want a prescription or whatever, I have to do it through the online thing.
Yeah.
But even if I want to see somebody, you do it and you put your issue online. They let you know whether or not it's important enough to come and see them. So sometimes they'll just book a phone call. And they've been late to the phone call as well.
No, they're milking it. The practice is open
I've been to mine.
No, mine are not. They're not caring for it.
It's rude though, man. About pressure. You're getting 100 racks, man. Relax.
So, do you think they're getting paid enough then?
The NHS staff is not getting paid enough. The GPs are alright.
Because GPs go private, they go NHS,
well,
they go wherever.
How much do GPs earn?
They're what? The doctor.
6 figures.
Yeah, they're on that 100 bags plus.
I think that's after like some years, isn't it? And if you become a GP and stuff. But earlier on, they're not making like loads of money considering what they do.
From early they were making money. Like,
but look,
families are busting each other, sisters, brothers, cousins, uncles. Right, there's a whole herd.
But consider the amount of like hours they put in, how much work. Like, cause you know they don't do 9 to 5s. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of these guys doing like 12-hour shifts and more than that, and they're not getting proper like.
Don't know about that one.
I'm telling you, man.
In the hospitals, some of them,
yeah. Not in the GP. Sorry.
Oh yeah.
Not in the GP. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The hospitals, they're not getting enough money. Like the staff workers there and all that. Fair enough. But in terms of like the GPs, yeah, some of them are out at 12. That's what I'm saying.
Well, according to this, right, the average salary for a GP is 78,000 in London. 78,000, yeah.
That's average. So the man are alright, man. They're fine. Talk about pressure. So we need more GPs, basically.
Yes, we need more GPs, and until something like changes properly with certain things in the NHS, I think there's going to continue to be a strain, man. And like you said, we're still going to be struggling to get appointments. Still going to be like feeling pressured to get out of the seat when you're in an appointment. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like a lot of people just go like for regular things and kind of waste time. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what the issue is. And there's not enough people. It just doesn't pay you enough. Because like Esther was saying, like you can just go private and make much more money. Much more money. So why would you stay being a GP or a regular doctor in the hospital?
How often do you go to the GP?
I've not been for a while, you know. I'll say maybe once a year or something. Yeah, something like that.
Boy.
What was that?
I wish I could go once a year, bro. You know, like, don't see me. I wish.
Oh, was that in reference to what he said?
In a nutshell.
Yeah, because it was a bit confusing, wasn't it?
Yeah,
It was.
I wasn't sure. I was like, okay, are you here with us?
Do you go more infrequent or more frequent than that?
Yeah, more frequent than that, 100%.
But do you go GP just for regular checkups, or you go just when you actually
I
need
go
to go?
GP when they ask me to come in. They might ask me to do a piss test or whatever.
Right, you get oxygen.
Hello.
Yeah. Go check my kidneys and all that.
Oh.
Check the levels, this, that.
I don't really have regular checkups like that, you know.
Nah.
I've never been asked to come in.
I do for my asthma. So I've got to have an asthma review every year.
That's basically what I was thinking. The
That's
1
one
year
time
that I
you
go.
Yeah.
So good morning, caller.
Good morning. How's everyone today?
All good, thank you.
Live.
Saleh.
Yes.
What?
How are you?
Yeah, Saleh. I'm very well. I've got a controversial opinion about GPs. Yeah, I actually think that we should have less GPs. I think GPs are overused especially in Western societies. And Western, especially if we're looking at like countries like the UK and America and stuff like that. Because honestly, okay, you see, when medicines were first, when it was first widely accepted that people were going to use medicines for certain diseases, it was widely understood that when you take a medicine, there are going to be side effects. There is no medicine that you're going to take which is completely good for you. And especially think about it like this. These medicines are being created in these medicines are being created in factories. On millions and millions and millions of pills are being made for one disease. Now, different people of different heights and different things. Okay, you can say, okay, if you're a bit heavier, then take 2, and if you're lighter, then take 1. But people don't have the same effects to everything. Just like how 2 people can, 3, you can have 3 people, 2 of them are allergic to honey, 1 of them is not. You see? It's one substance, and 2 of them might be allergic. 1 of them completely isn't. But even the 2 people that are allergic to them, they'll have reactions in different ways. Medicine right now is being prescribed to people just so that these pharmaceutical companies can make billions and billions and billions of pounds. People wake up and they have a headache and they're calling their GP. Is your brain rotting? Why the hell do you have a headache?
Na fight?
Huh? No, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense because instead of you to wake up and actually take a hard look at your life, because if you look at your life, you will find the reason why you're having the problem.
Saleh,
huh?
You can do all of this by telling people to go keto. I swear, you would never call this tonight again.
Your life.
No, but it's true. It's true. Because what, like, if you were to wake up and have a headache, why would you have a headache? As humans, is that a characteristic as a human that, on Sundays we have headaches? No. So there is something in your life that you are doing. Maybe you're depressed. Maybe you're dehydrated. There's something happening in your life which is the cause. Everything in life has cause and effect. Now, unless it's like a disease that you were born with or something like that, now that's a different matter. That's a very different matter. So then maybe you should, or those specific people do need to look at medicines. But you cannot just wake up and start falling sick for no reason. You need to look. Maybe you're not cleaning the kitchen properly. Huh? Maybe you're drinking too much. Like, you see, all these things have effects, but people don't want to look at that. They don't want to continue living the same lifestyle that they have. And then they just want to slap a plaster on, okay, paracetamol, headache. Let's go. Let's get the shots. You see, it doesn't make sense.
So I've got a question for you.
Uh-huh.
And I don't want you to take this the wrong way. What did you do differently this morning?
Hello? Nigga, are you high?
Well, no. I'm always high on life, man. I'm always high on life.
Look at Freddie for the screen.
Huh? Sorry, what did you say?
Where did you find that?
Hey!
To be fair, that smile matches the voice.
Where did you find that picture? Why do you have that picture of him?
It's part of the community.
Oh.
Huh?
It's part of the community, so I've just pressed his profile picture.
That's his profile picture?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know, Saleh. It is definitely a controversial opinion. I don't agree with. I feel like everyone's situation is different. I feel like doctors
true.
and stuff are there. They have knowledge that other people don't have. So if I do wake up every day, I've got a headache, and I need a doctor to let me know that I'm dehydrated, then that's what I need them for. I don't think that it makes sense.
No, but then again, it's like, now the information that doctors have, especially in this day and age, is widely available. Within 5 minutes, you can do a deep dive and see, like, especially if it's something as trivial as a headache, and then look at the causes of headaches and align that with the things that you've been doing in your life, and then you'll see the answer right there. And also, you are right. Everybody's situation is different, but the way things have led to now, when people get sick, the first thing they do is go to the hospital to get medication that is going to give them side effects that are not beneficial to them. That should not be the first cause of action. That should not be the first thing that people do when they're feeling like a runny nose or something like that.
What do you say?
It's crazy.
Okay, so Saleh, yeah.
Sorry?
If there was less GPs, yeah, what effect would that have on society?
I would say there should be less GPs and better education. So not just less GPs and everyone fend for yourselves, but less GPs, and instead of putting money into into paying the GPs and all this, putting money into maybe like online courses and stuff, into all these things, so that when you are feeling ill, then you go and you seek the information which will help you. Because and honestly, I promise you, when these drugs that they give, they're prescribing them to millions of people. My mum is a pharmacist. She was telling me that a lot of these drugs that they even when they're brand new and they release them, there's something called post-marketing analysis. So it's like, obviously, when they're testing the drugs first, they do their tests on their sample size, blah blah blah. Be it 1,000 people, whatever. And then after they've released the drug, now it's like it's another stage of testing. Although it's now released to the public, it's another stage of testing. So, and a lot of the times they have to bring back these drugs because like people are getting urine infections and blah blah blah. And because you go to the hospital and all the walls are white and the person is wearing a white jacket, you think, oh, it's going to be okay. No, these things are anything that is mass produced cannot be the perfect thing for you.
All right, so
you know your body. Everybody knows themselves. So if you just use your brain, and then you can get to the bottom of it. And once again, I'm not saying that everything can be cured this way. Of course not. Everyone is different, and different things are. Yeah, like we do have extreme cases, but for the most part, and this is another thing. Why is it that GPs are so overrun? Is everyone just dying? And if everyone is just dying, why the hell is everyone dying? Well, what? Huh? In the first world country that we have all these benefits and all these things, everyone is so sick. Does that even make sense?
Yeah, but I think this is. I think this is part of the issue though. Like you're saying, people are not necessarily like full blown like sick and need to see the GP in it, but people feel like they actually do need to see the GP, and this is what's draining the resources. You know what I'm saying? So
because they want to, but why do people go to see GPs? It's not for advice. They want drugs.
I mean, it depends. Some people want, a surety that, I'm okay. Or this particular thing that I've just seen it appear on my kneecap, or it's going to go after 2 weeks, or I'm not too sure about this, that, and the third. Like, there's so many people who have ignored certain things. Like, something as simple as Bob Marley, when he had a situation with his toe. Like, he ignored it. People didn't say, go and see the doctor. You know what I'm saying? And then he had cancer, and he was dead.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So there's always like you need you need expert advice every now and again, and that's what GPs are for. This is why they spend X amount of time studying and going through all the rigorous training.
Yes, and I do not dispute what you just said. Of course, 100%. That is factual. But what I said is for the most part, because majority of the population of the world, or even in the UK, do not have cancer. Majority do not.
Yeah.
You see, as I said before, we have rare cases. It's not everybody that needs to go and see the GP. But when you go there, you can't even find a seat to sit down.
You know the thing is, and maybe I shouldn't bring up this example. I don't want to trigger people in it, but. Remember before when I was talking about the stats, when I was talking about polygyny and stuff, yeah?
How
did you do that?
What made you go with that verse?
I didn't see that coming at all.
What?
No, I'm just basically trying to say, how I was talking about the stats, how basically loads of women basically want to get married, right? But according to the stats, not most, but a big chunk won't. That's like me. That's like you basically saying, because most of you won't, just start planning for the fact that you won't. You know what I'm saying? Just because most people don't have cancer and won't have cancer, let me not say it won't have, but don't have cancer, doesn't mean you just say, there's a big chance that most of us don't. So I hopefully won't be that.
Be one of them. It's not smart.
So people are still
no. But at the end of the day, let's think about it like this. Okay, if you're running a business, or okay, let's say you've got a block of flats, and there are 100 people living in this flat, and it's full occupancy. So, are you now going to make sure that there's a lift for 100 people to get a lift for wheelchairs, for 100 wheelchair access to this property, when you know that you only have 2 wheelchair users in the building? No, a common sense will tell you that you make the provisions for if there suddenly becomes a pandemic of cancer within the UK, then you increase the what's it called, the demand to meet the supply. But having GPs there for people, I hurt my head, I banged it, I'm smoking too much, and come on.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying.
Yeah. Demand has to meet supply. We can't just be demanding so much and then also complaining about taxes but because all these things are linked. It's all linked. It's all linked. Like I've never heard anyone say that they want to pay more taxes so that they can help the NHS. I've never heard anyone come up with such a thing. You see? But everyone wants to have their cake and eat it too. But it doesn't work like that. Yeah.
All right, well, sorry, we hear your point. Funny enough, the other day, at my daughter's birthday, a couple of my friends, they're doctors, innit? So we're actually talking about one of the episodes on the show. And it was an episode where Sally was talking about basically
keto
the stuff.
and nuts.
Basically, and they were like, no, like, obviously your perspective was your perspective, but that type of information isn't necessarily accurate. So anyway, long story short, I'm going to try and get them on the show.
What's happening right now?
I'm going to try and get them on the show. And then, we can delve into this a bit more. But thank you, Saleh.
I would love to. I'll be looking forward to that because I would like to know which parts is not specifically factual.
All right, cool. But thank you for calling in, man.
But yeah, guys, love the show, man. Everyone have a fantastic, blessed day.
And you too.
Yeah, take care.
I thought you were going to show for us.
His keto was ketoing today.
Bro, overdrive. Had an extra dose of nuts this morning. What'd you say?
Unseed.
I said unseed, innit?
All right, so the last thing I want to talk about real quick is basically a deposit-free mortgage, which is specifically aimed at people currently renting, has been launched by a UK building society, man. Obviously, it's not the biggest building society in the world. They're called Skipton Building Society. And they're basically saying that their deal, although it requires 12 months of on-time rental payments, right, and a good credit history, it doesn't, you don't need a guarantor, basically, So, no deposit, basically. No deposit, man. And you can get your mortgage and stuff. Obviously, there's other things they have to look into and all this type of stuff, innit? But yeah, man. It seems like it's a good look for people obviously who are desperate to get onto the property ladder and actually do certain things, innit? ASAPity. And a campaign group said that obviously while this no deposit deal is obviously a good thing for buyers and all that type of stuff, the main issue that we need to tackle is basically the lack of affordable homes, innit? Because at the end of the day, not everybody wants to buy property, you know what I'm saying? And people obviously need somewhere to stay in it and rent and stuff, innit? But if the prices are sky high, then it doesn't really solve the issue at hand. But that's it for the People's Journal, man.
Thank you. Well, let's get into the topic of the day.
All right. So, topic of the day, right? I'm going to ask Ben to play the clip so you guys can hear it, but basically what it is, the general gist of this is, how much does your partner's profession matter to you? Does their profession matter to you? Does their wage matter to you?
Yana gets my nerves, man. Like,
I'll see this the other day.
She gets on my damn. She's such a.
You may agree with her in this one.
Old ass pick me.
Let's see what you guys think.
Know that you've said that you cannot teach a man or tell a man how to be a man. So I will not ask you to indict men in this question. But I do want you to speak, Ayanla, to how women need to position ourselves so that we can be in our divinity, so we can have our crowns right, how we can create and not build, when some of us, quite frankly, feel that the men that are available to us, and I'm talking about across the color spectrum, across the age spectrum, trust me, I've done them all, they are not positioned to protect nor provide because of some of the statistics we just talked about. They're not earning the incomes. They're not having the resources, and some of them are not even showing up in the leadership.
Would you date a bus driver? Would you date
if
a bus
he owns
driver?
the bus? If he owns it. If he owns the bus.
See, that's a problem. That's a problem. Okay. Because the standards and requisites, and I'm not talking about him laying on his sofa playing video games all day. I'm not talking about that. But the standards and the criteria that we use to measure men is off for who we are as women and who they are in this society. I would date a bus driver if he loved driving the bus, if he was a man of integrity, if he was good to his mama, if he treated me well, I would date a bus.
Know that you.
All right, cool. So that's basically where it starts.
If you love driving the bus.
Yes.
You know what though? Does that? I kind of that last thing though. I don't know. I think I kind of hear what she's saying.
What did she say last time? What's the last thing she said?
Like if you're saying if he loved driving the bus,
He
and
enjoys
that.
his job, basically.
No, yeah, because it's like if it is a
that's
passion
doing
of
it.
you, if it's a passion and that's what you're doing, it doesn't matter. If you hate driving this bus and you don't want to drive this bus, but you're driving this bus every day, it speaks to a lack of ambition or something like. Because why aren't you doing what you want to be doing then?
Yeah.
Like why are you driving this damn bus every day and moaning about it and coming home and moaning about it for if this ain't what you want to do? You know what I'm trying to say? So in that sense, I hear her.
But I think her stipulation is though he has to be making good money from driving the bus though, because you can love driving the bus and have a passion for it, but if you're not making enough money for it to provide for her and the family and for a certain lifestyle, then you can enjoy it all you like, but you're not making ends meet.
I hear that.
You know what I mean?
But wait, did she mention the wage though?
No, I'm saying
No.
that I reckon
Okay.
that's the caveat she hasn't mentioned.
That's the part. That's the real part.
Okay, so saying that though, because let's just assume that's not part of it though, because she didn't mention it. She just said, if he loves driving the bus, if he's a good man, he's this, that, and the third. Is that enough? Let's start.
Do you know what? I do hear the passion thing. I think I'm not for projecting how I like my ambitions and the way I think and the way I want to live my life career-wise on somebody else. If I met somebody who has a humble job and they're fine with it, they're fine with the humble job and they're like, do you know what I mean? They have peace of mind with it, that they feel satisfied and fulfilled in life. I don't think it's for me to say that you're not good enough or whatever. I think that if we're able to have the life that I would like to have together, like your income is enough, like Yusuf was saying, I thought the money does make a difference.
So if the money's enough, are you doing like street sweeper, janitor, and that? Street sweeper?
If he's happy, you know.
No,
Yeah.
not about if he's happy. I'm saying, are you happy with that?
Yeah, because if you're happy with it, I'm not going to project wherever I'm thinking, I'm good. If I'm good in my career and stuff like that and you're fine doing what you're doing, I'm here for it.
How much do other people's opinions of your partner matter? So would you be happy to tell your parents, yeah, my husband is a road sweeper or dustbin man? Would you feel proud, or would you feel like you'd be judged, or they'll judge you, or they'll scrutinize him?
I feel like people would judge me, but that wouldn't stop me from letting them know what he does.
What he does, okay.
Oh, so he could be an exotic dancer then?
No, you know I ain't doing that.
No, there's degrees.
Are you gonna come? I'm gonna go to church.
Just out there flexing.
I'm doing that. He's out here showing his penises to everybody. Why is your penis on a dead girl's phone? Not me. No, you can't. Not that kind of career. I wouldn't do that one. But I think, I feel, and I'm not gonna just cracking up like that.
Why is your penis on a dead girl's phone? It's so
iconic. But that kind of career I wouldn't be able to do. If you're like a stripper and a porn star or anything like that, I wouldn't be able to do that. But I think...
What if he worked in the strip club? He doesn't strip. He works at the bar.
No, Mugs, nothing with nudity.
No, he's not nude. He just works. He's a barman at the strip club.
He's just seen hella titties. No.
Titties every day.
Every day,
male
no.
dancing strip club.
No, it's worse.
I think it's better to be the stripper than to work in the stripper as a man. To work in the strip club as a man.
Well, a barman.
Yeah, you might as well just be a stripper.
Why?
I don't know, man.
If you're a barman, you're a bartender. This is your job. You're a mixologist, and you're looking for work, and the work comes up in the strip club. You're not taking it.
I'll be honest. I get what you're saying because I'll be honest. I feel like the girls will have the ick more if he was a bartender than he was a stripper.
At least be the main character there, not be the side man in the male strip club.
Come on, man.
No, but people that are bartenders.
When they're thirsty, you give them a drink.
People that are bartenders like that, when they're looking for work, they're taking it anywhere. Sometimes they're in a pub, sometimes in a restaurant. They're denting, nice thing. It comes up anywhere. If the strip club comes up, you're a bartender. You could tell people I'm a bartender. Where do you bartend?
Strip club.
Platinum Lace.
Spearmint Reynolds. You know what I mean?
Platinum Lace.
Platinum Lace.
That male bar.
Oh no, it's not a male. It's a strip club.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not with it.
I don't know the male strip clubs.
I would assume so. Not sure. Should I
do? C talk this morning. But I'm not gonna say it's not gonna bother me because I've had that before.
Okay.
And I think because I'm a hard worker and I'm ambitious, but not enough to. I've talked about the whole family / versus ambition career thing, right? And family is always gonna be more important to me.
Yeah.
So I want to meet someone. I want to be with someone who's equally yoked. However, I do think because I always strive for more, for better, like more fulfillment.
Yeah.
It will be tricky. I'm not gonna say it won't be tricky. I feel like it will be tricky when I first meet you and you tell me your job. And I think especially with your age is where I'm gonna think, oh, okay, so this is This is you're in your 30s and this is what we're doing kind of thing. Like having you wanted to do more. But I think if I got to speak to you, I would not speak to you on a kind of this is what you told me your job is.
Yeah.
I feel like I would get to talk to you. And I think when I get to know you more and I see that you're happy, that you feel fulfilled, like there's joy in your life and you're a great person, I think I can do it long term.
Let me ask you a question, yeah?
Here we go.
There was this video and they were basically saying that as a woman,
Yeah.
would you be a doctor, no pay, or be a street cleaner, get 100 grand a year?
I cannot do no
Wait,
pay.
say that again?
You're a doctor,
With no pay.
yeah, but okay, you're a doctor, less pay, 20 grand.
Okay, I think that's an obvious choice.
Yeah.
What's the obvious choice?
To be a street sweeper and get paid.
Yeah, but all the women said doctors.
I'll be a street.
And their contingency plan was to marry a rich man or something. Because how else would you make any money if you're getting paid nothing?
I'll be honest with you though.
All the guys said street sweepers.
I'll
All
be
the
hon-
guys.
yeah, but I'll be honest, it makes sense though, actually.
Them women were banking on the fact that they're gonna have a partner who can provide for them.
It makes sense though, because especially if she's a doctor, doctors marry doctors. I've just got to be one of the top surgeons. Mate, I'd hood.
That's true.
I hear what the God's saying.
To make it out of the hood, you know.
Because there is some kind of prestigeness when it comes to job titles and sounding important and feeling important with what you do. Like, we can't deny that.
Okay. So you mentioned the job titles, yeah?
Yeah.
So like you said, like if the guy was a bus driver, you wouldn't necessarily like disregard him. You wouldn't disregard him just based on that alone.
Yeah.
But if you then, like, I don't know, somebody walked around you, yeah, whispered in your ear, bus drivers make 100K. Are you now thinking this is a great job?
Of course I'm thinking that. Everyone should
All
be
right,
thinking
then.
that. Tap. I'm going to bus to the studio every day. Never know who I might meet.
All right, so what I'm trying to say is, like, do we have these type of stigmas about certain professions because of what we perceive their wage to be?
Yeah. I'd say yeah.
You guys?
I don't think it's about wages
No, I think
because
it's about
people
wages.
chat
I
shit
think-
about dustbin and street cleaning and I've heard that they earn good money.
For me,
Do they?
I think it's the actual job itself, you know.
They're
It's
good
not the
looking
money.
these days. I've been seeing them when they get in the recycling.
Oh no, I just heard them dustbin men earn decent money. I haven't looked into it, but I heard.
Yeah.
I heard
Don't
the
you think
same.
it links
I'm
to?
gonna
Because you know
look
when
into
people look down on people's jobs,
Yeah.
it's because you don't think like they're well off. You don't think that they're rich or they're
Do
anything.
you think it's that, or do you think it's the actual job itself? Like, for example, you know, being a dustbin man, even though that's a fine job to have. I'm not job shaming, but in terms of like something that stimulates you, something that you find enjoyable, fun, it's not. You know what I'm trying to say? So for me, it's like I wouldn't want to do that even if it was a high wage, because that job would not stimulate me. That job wouldn't.
Prince
Yeah,
face.
please finish.
No, I'm thrown off. What's happening?
It's 20K a year.
To be a boss,
What
what?
is?
You said it was good money.
Well, the truck drivers, the dustbin men.
Yeah.
Apparently
I-
America is where it's
Oh, I
at.
told you I haven't looked into it. I heard they made decent money though.
Someone
I don't know.
said, someone,
Yeah,
I heard the
about
same
25.
though, ages ago. Unless we're wrong, then fair enough.
Yeah,
but-
I just said I haven't looked into it, so I don't know.
You said you heard the same.
Yeah, I heard it was decent. I heard it ages ago. I heard it was decent.
I think
At
it's the
least
men.
5 years ago, I heard it was decent money.
Or is it
Even-
men coming out of prison?
What?
Do they tell this to men coming out of prison?
I don't know. I didn't come out of prison 5 years ago, so you're asking the wrong brother. All I know is at least 5 years ago, I heard the same.
I just literally just said I have not looked into it, so I don't
know
know
why?
for sure. But I don't know why or who I would have heard that from. But I was under the impression that they earned
Do you
decent
know, I
money.
think it is. I think the men started the rumor amongst themselves, so words could spread to the girls, and the girls could date them. It's a conspiracy.
But I think also, sorry to cut you, I think it's because people are talking like in relative terms though. Oh yeah, they get paid well. Da, da, da. Obviously they don't get paid like, you know what I'm saying?
GP.
You know what I'm saying?
But you know what is there? I also feel like why it is the money is because if a girl, and I'm being honest here, if say there's a bin man that's trying to move to me,
Yeah.
I just feel like there's something about you probably don't have that much money. If I heard though that he's got the contract around the town and someone dropped out today, and so he's just stepping in for someone, I'm gonna think, oh, so you got money then? Like money plays a part then. I think that's why people look down when you go to like restaurants and whatever, and you treat them a certain way. Like I feel like if you found out that was a millionaire's son and he's just doing this because it's just something for him to do on a Thursday, I feel like you will speak to them differently. I feel like money really commands respect in places because there's people that pose that they have money, but they ain't got shit for nothing. But then when people find out, now the attitude's changed them, but you didn't know what they did. You didn't know anything about them other than you just heard this person has money and you've treated them with respect because you feel like they have money. When you find out they don't have money, now you're just like, oh, so you're beneath me.
Does that make us, well, the people that do that anyway, like gold diggers and stuff?
I don't think it's gold digging. I think that's just the way the world works. I think everybody does
Terrible though,
that.
man.
Everybody does that.
That's bad, man.
I think everybody, because even like when you think about, sometimes people see women with nice stuff and they just assume it's come from a man. This time, sis might have like 6 companies. I feel like it's something that everyone does. I feel like it's in our subconscious. It might not be very loud and apparent to you, but I think we all do it in some kind of way.
Okay. So like based on what this, again, like why there was some controversy with this clip and whatnot, yeah. Her saying, no, unequivocally, unless he's owning basically the bus driving company, right?
Yeah.
She's not looking to date a bus driver,
Yeah.
right? Do you feel like she's kind of mocking people in those type of jobs?
Yana.
Yeah.
No, sorry, the other lady.
Yeah,
No,
the
I don't
one
think
on
so.
the left.
Yeah.
No, I don't think she is.
You don't think so?
No, because if a man
Brent, you
comes to
come with
me and says,
misinformation. Why they all saying it's not 20K?
Yeah, they say people saying it's like 30.
I've just put it up on the screen. Did you just see it?
Yeah,
No.
No, I didn't say it. I saw I didn't
It's
say it.
1st of May. Do you want me to put it up again?
I mean,
that was
hey,
wrong.
I mean,
that was like 8 days ago.
yeah, but what borough is that?
It was what, 24?
Borough.
24.
Yeah, as in
No,
that
it's
borough is
20,
different.
UK. It's in the UK.
What the thing I've got here is that
No, different boroughs might,
All
give you.
boroughs.
and different parts of the UK as well. But according to this thing here, obviously Brent may put it up again, right? The average starting salary of a bin worker in the UK is 17K. This increases to an average of 25K for experienced bin workers. However, bin men in London have a higher average salary of 31K.
31, okay.
Yeah, well, almost 32. So yeah,
And waste management.
Innit? You tell a girl, you're a bin man, or you say to
Waste
her, I'm
engineer.
into waste man. I'm a waste engineer.
Engineer.
She's like,
Waste-
sign me up, because it sounds important.
Waste
No, it don't. That sounds like a
engineer,
super waste man. Man
Okay.
said I'm a waste
No,
engineer. A waste engineer.
That
yeah.
sounds good. I could get got with that.
So I got a
That
PhD,
sounds
I got a
good.
PhD in waste
Super waste
management.
Listen, what was the question you asked before that?
do you feel like she's kind of mocking?
Yeah, I don't think she is, because this is why I don't like Iyanla sometimes, because she does a lot of things that I just think is very problematic anyway. She talks like, anyway, whatever. Another conversation for another day. But I feel like everyone has whatever it is that they want to deal with. And I don't think that me saying I don't want to be with something means I'm mocking that.
Okay.
So I feel like someone saying they wouldn't want to be with a bin man, or they wouldn't want to be with a cleaner or whatever. That's not me looking down on the job. That's not me mocking the job. That's just saying that's what I don't want. I feel like if they go on with the sentence and say, I don't want to be with them because they don't make this and they're this, then you start adding other explanations to it, then I think that then you can see maybe you're being elitist or you're being this or you're being that. But I think just outright saying, I can't say, if I meet a white guy and he says, I only date white women, I cannot say he's racist. He's not looking down on black women. That's just what he likes. So I don't think it's that. And one thing I need is people, if you know you want to date a bin man, you want to date a Hermes delivery person, date them, but stop making other people feel bad because they wouldn't do that. That is your plight. That's the fight you want to fight. Go off, sis.
But so remember, obviously, like you mentioned, the whole dating, the colours of different races and whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I tried to demonstrate the other time. Yeah, when I was talking about dating white women. Yeah.
Okay.
Like I feel like
Which time?
it's kind of it's kind of impossible to say, I prefer dating white women. And
Damn it, man.
I'm finished.
You really are.
But oh man, anyway,
You
yeah.
hire a PR firm because it's not looking good, bruv.
Let's just say, yeah, I am saying, this is what I prefer, yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to kind of to say that and the reasons why I prefer this without it kind of sounding like I'm putting down the others that I don't.
But
prefer.
unless you say something negative about white women, you're not putting anybody down. You're
But
just
doesn't it sound like
explaining
that?
why it is. Huh?
It doesn't it sound like that?
I think it does, no.
Ain't it how
Give
it
us an,
comes across?
give us an
How you say
example.
it.
I can't.
No, but I think it does, because I feel like if I say I like black men because, you know, I love my culture, I love tradition, I love black culture, I love this, I'm not saying that the presence of one is not the absence of the other. So I'm not saying because I love black people's culture means that white people don't have any culture.
It
So
kind of sounds like that.
It doesn't. I don't think it does, you know. I feel like because people think in extremes, and so we think that because one thing is present here, that means it's completely not present in another place. That's not the case. White people have culture as well.
Yeah, but look at the clip that Brent did of me, yeah? Basically, when I said, I prefer this because of so-and-so reasons,
can't remember
everyone
what
said
clip.
I was a coon, this, that, and the third. Acting like those particular things you can't find in a black woman.
Yeah, but you was really going hard for it. you were pouring your heart and soul.
I was trying to, you know.
You was giving Lorenz Tate and Love Jones. You were really spilling. But do you get what I mean? And I do think, I just think people have that mindset where if you say you like something, it's like you tweet, I like apples. Someone's like, yeah, but but oranges are the best thing. That's great. That's great for oranges. But in this moment, right now, in this conversation, I like apples. Do you get what I mean?
Okay.
And I just, yeah.
All right, Brent, there's a second clip there, yeah? If you don't mind playing that, yeah? And basically, DJ Envy is basically responding to what she said, innit? And basically talking about, he's basically articulating the argument of many men who were commenting under that post, that initial post, yeah?
I'm not a cheater PR trick anyway.
You pick up.
Good morning.
Good morning, caller.
Good morning. I'm very behind on the pod. I was listening to Saleh's rant, and then I know that you guys might have moved on to the bus driver.
Yeah.
So I'm happy to wait my turn, or because boy, Saleh just said something that my head I had a headache. It's good vibes, caller. You might hear I'm still have good vibes, but you can hear my tone in it. I'll just leave it there.
You're very calm, say.
I think it's best for her to
I can speak. Sorry, I don't know if I was interrupting the bus driver thing.
No, sorry,
Sorry.
you can just say what you wanted to say, babe.
Oh, okay, yeah. Obviously, Saleh has a wonderful point. It's all cute and stuff. Obviously, Saleh has, in my opinion, everyone's making a joke that he should have a pod. He should, about health promotion. And afterwards, he should make sure that he has a balanced view on the side as well to make sure that the public is not being miseducated. Simply because, what does he mean exactly by less GPs? The funny thing is, he said a throwaway comment, and that's what even made me press the button. I was like, oh, stop right there. Somebody bangs their head and my knee's hurting while I'm going to the GP. Pause. And also, let's rewind even. The cancer thing. A lot of the red flags for cancer, some people don't even know what they are. That's the whole point of being a doctor. You're meant to know exactly what the red flags are for cancer. You can have cancer in literally any single part of your body, guys. I don't know if for some of you guys, might be bait for some of you guys, but obviously if you poop and you have blood in the poop, that's a red flag. There's many a red flag for cancer, and afterwards, and there's different ones in the system of the body. Afterwards, it's a doctor's job to know that. We move on about the cancer topic. But obviously, yeah, he said, bang your head, this, that. Oh, no, sorry. And as he was going along, I was thinking to myself, well, there's a reason why the GPs are full. We have an aging population. I guess that's a good thing. We're living longer. But at the end of the day, they're aging. So afterwards, you have more ailments. You have this, you have that. As you guys are aware, as you have menopause, you have more risk of osteoporosis. You have this, you have that, and the third. Now, sorry, specifically, bang your head and hurt your knee. Guys, if you bang your head, you're not the one that knows yourself if you have concussion or not. It's the GP's job to understand if you have concussion and you need to be sent to A&E if you have a neurological issue or so on or so forth. If you now wake up, sorry, it's sad to say at the end of the day, some people bang their head and chose to ignore it afterwards. Unfortunately, they woke up a day later or so and they actually passed away. They had normal symptoms of just having simple nausea and simple vomiting or whatever, and that was a simple bang on the head. Like I said, that's that's his job. A simple hurting of knee, once again, for somebody else that has diabetes, in the end now, that can mean that the difference between them losing partially their foot or not losing their foot at all, or versus actually truly, once again, osteoporosis. You can have, I'm just saying that basically, it doesn't really work that way. And I know he's not his soul and stuff. And the funniest thing is, I've been trained to, let's not talk about other parts of my training, but I do have what do you call it, personal training qualification and stuff. And I really do understand where Saleh's coming from, because I know he's had the health stuff in the past and stuff, but that doesn't work for everyone. And I was gonna say, yeah, it was giving very African parent triggering common thing. And I'm not being funny or anything, but at the end of the day, my little sister, literally, I'm not being funny, but I was sitting there. She got diagnosed. They told her she had asthma. They gave her mum the asthma pump. I remember us going to that house and mum saying what kind of silly thing that Saleh said or whatever. My sister never used asthma pill in her life. I want you guys to now fast forward to her giving birth to having a son, and afterwards, then her asthma symptoms became more serious. And she had to go in A&E and whatever. And now she has her inhalers. And obviously, her son actually has it too. And do you know what I mean? And there's ones there where I think in my family, we have type 2 sensitivity. So a few of us have allergies to little things here and there. A few of us don't. I've never had hay fever. Recently, I've started to develop hay fever as I've been older. But that's just something that's just that. Do you know what I mean? So that's what doctors are for type thing. Obviously, things like Eman was saying, yeah, they do need to exist. People do need to be going to other places, different, and figuring things out. Yeah, I really do agree. Certain things like 111, for example, potentially, yeah, they could invest in having online courses where people can go through a system and fix this. Yeah, other stuff needs to exist, but more GPs need to exist. And all what stuff that Saleh is saying is very cute and stuff, but that is specifically for able-bodied, young, and so on and so forth individuals that have the get up and fortitude. And last of all, to the GP. That is the real thing, because I just want you guys to know that, like, in general, there are stats that show, and I know people, and it gets on my nerves. They'll actually be walking around with something for ages and not even go to GP because of, they just think they're making a fuss, they know this and that. And actually, they always take a long time to present. So it's actually not the case that everyone's just using it left, right, and centre, this, that, and third. So I just want to just to throw that out there. I'm sorry, but sorry if I derailed everything, guys. But yeah.
That's right, babes. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
The second clip.
Yes, Spence.
I love that. Sorry, Brent. I can't see that.
This was one hell of a conversation. Great job to everyone involved.
I feel like, first of all, people need to stop acting as though bus drivers and binmen and all these people ain't getting girls. They're, again, the baddest beats. I would tell you that. There was a scandal on the timeline. They're getting the buff girls, first of all. But yeah, I feel like I like the fact that she addressed. I feel like obviously I haven't watched the full interviews and stuff, but from the clip I saw with the young man and stuff, I don't feel like she was shitting on them.
Okay.
And I think that sometimes it's ironic for me, because when you say that you wouldn't date this kind of person, people automatically assume that you're shitting on that person. But the reason why people assume that you're shitting on that person, if people look deep down, is because of how they feel about that kind of job. So you're projecting. So while you're saying I'm looking down on somebody, you're having more empathy because you see that as less. You're projecting on me.
Okay.
Drop mic there.
Okay.
Clip that.
Well, basically, Esther basically just said a good point there, yeah. But I wanted to see what you guys think. Do you feel like that's the case as well? Do you feel like people are kind of just projecting their opinions and putting that on her and making it seem as though she's being degrading, like, to everybody else who's got those jobs that she won't date?
Oh, no, I didn't see what got said. If you were just talking about that clip that you saw, I didn't see her say anything
negative like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did it? No, I don't think there was anything going on in the conversation. And the other woman was with it, so I don't know what else she said that's got everybody
up in arms.
Well, the other woman disagreed and was like, "Well, that's the problem. The problem is why is it that you won't date a bus driver? Like, what should matter to you is the fact that I'm a good man. I'm this.
She never said no. She just said if he owns the bus. She said, would you date a bus driver? And she's like,
if he owns the bus.
If he owns the bus.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. But that's the Yanna's problem. Yanna's problem, because she did another whole rant on, and that's the video I saw that I thought was going to be played. Okay. And she was talking about, if you're a bin man, if you're a bus driver, I will date you. I said, Auntie, sit down. That was there
at the end.
Oh, did she? She went into that whole.
That was the end of that video.
Yeah, no, the video with her and.
No, this was a separate video, just her. Just her
by herself. Okay,
her by herself. Just went off on a whole spiel about naming all the jobs that, like, I guess, I don't want to say menial jobs, but all the kind of jobs that that we're talking about in that same bracket. And she basically went on a whole rant talking about, if you're this, because you're worthy, because you deserve this. And it's just like, shut up. No one is saying they're not unworthy. No one is saying this or that. No one knows what each person's needs are. Sorry, but what if that girl, say she grew up poor, say her father was a bus driver, say they struggle to make ends meet and whatever. So for her, I've worked so hard for that to be more successful. So doing that, first of all, that might take me back to a bad place, or I just don't want to live that again. I feel like the issue is that whenever women, and I feel like it probably happens with men, in terms of when they say they're attracted to this kind of women, people just be like, oh, so you just hate black women, or you just hate this and hate that. But with women's one, it's like, when a woman talks about, I want to be with a rich man, or I want to be with someone who's in this career, or whatever, it's like, oh, you're a gold digger, you're this. No, that's just her preference.
No, I think
and that's okay.
I think with that statement, right, people are reading into what they believe is being implied, as opposed to what she said verbatim.
What she's saying, that's true.
So if you say, I wouldn't date a bus driver, he has to own the bus, then people are thinking, okay, you're implying that a bus driver isn't good enough, that he has to own the company or the bus. So therefore, you see a bus driver as a lesser role or lesser job. It's more so what they believe she's implying.
Implying, yeah.
I'm trying to say.
And that's the issue, though, because you're just projecting on people.
Do you feel like...
Someone on the line.
Oh, morning.
Good morning, caller.
Morning, everyone. Hope you guys had a good bank holiday.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes,
how are you?
Positive.
Good, thank you. It's RJ.
Morning, RJ.
Morning.
I was just about to say what Yusuf said. I think no one is saying that she can't date on a level or whatnot, because she makes X amount of millions like a year. So for her to date someone like that, earns a bus driver salary, the difference is very wide. So they're going to be from two different classes, two different finance tax brackets, and it may not work. But I think what the issue is that, I guess the discontempt where she might have some feelings towards a bus driver in a way. I think I was watching some of her old stuff, and she did say that her mum was a bus driver, and she was saying in that time that she was working a mediocre job, and for that, it's if her mum said that now, she's saying that she was working a mediocre job, but not. She wouldn't say that she's only saying that now because she's out of that financial position because of Ebony's now like a millionaire. But I think it's just how you communicate what your wants are, and you can say them perfectly. You can say you want someone on your level, but don't talk bad towards those who can't, I guess, meet that standard in that way.
So RJ, do you feel like, two questions here? Do you feel like she's talking bad to those people who don't meet that standard by saying she won't date them? That's all she said. Her preference is, I won't date a bus driver, right? And number two, also, do you feel like a bus driver is a mediocre, common, typical job? And yeah.
Well, I'm gonna say to the second one because I couldn't remember the first one, but no, I don't think a job is. Me personally, I don't think a bus driver is a mediocre job, because these people who like do these high-paid roles, like these like UX designers and stuff like that, they are very much very mediocre jobs, but it's what's needed in like today's life, and they get paid X amount. Like they're sitting down just on Photoshop or like these types of software, and you're not really doing much, but you get paid a lot for it. I think it's like a bus driver, like everyone's gonna need a bus, and we're seeing how much issues things are when bus drivers or train drivers go on strike. Like it causes issues for everyone, and the issue is just these companies should pay more to these people who work in those industries. And in my head, if that happens, no one's got to talk bad or have some discontent towards these bus drivers, in my opinion.
But do you, obviously I don't want us to go like left with it, right? But do you feel like people are paid based on like the market, the demand? Because at the end of the day,
for sure.
Because like I'm pretty sure most of us will say, oh, doctors should get paid the most, or this, that, and the third, or at least they should get paid more than footballers, like everyone likes to say, innit? But the demand is such that, you know what I'm saying? So, but to bring it back to what she was saying, like the first question I asked you, do you feel like she's talking down on people because she simply said, I don't want to date that type of a person who has that profession?
Well, it like you used to said, because she says, no, if he owns a bus, then now you're just saying something differently. If she just said something that is more fitting, where she's, I guess, aware of the positions that she is, but also being aware that she doesn't kind of cause any offense to those who are working those jobs, then it'll be fine. But if you're just saying, if he owns the bus, then, and then afterwards, she kind of then doubled down and saying, responded to, I think, the black men who came for her, saying that they're mediocre and they get C's and D's.
Yeah.
But that also doesn't, say to those people that because you've got C's and D's and you're mediocre, you're not going to have a successful job in the future.
Yeah.
Because that's just education.
Yeah.
So.
All right, cool. Thank you very much, RJ.
Thanks, RJ.
Thank you.
Brent, if you don't mind, Jake, can you play the second clip? Yeah, well, it's the same clip, but basically from the 3 minute and 5 second mark, please. And basically, this is her responding to what Envy said in it. I want to see what you guys think of this. All right. So, based on what she said there, what do you guys think?
I feel like sometimes it's not what you say, but how you say it.
Okay.
Because again, we didn't see. Well, I haven't seen the whole clip. Well, the only clip I saw was the first one when she was saying about she won't date the whole, bus driver, but unless he owns the bus. So, yeah. But again, you can't tell people how they feel. So, but if she broke it down like that in the first place, then I don't think there'd be this uproar. If that makes sense. Yeah.
Okay. Monks, I feel like you're gonna say something.
Yeah, no, I don't know because I don't know who this woman is.
Okay.
You get me? I've never seen her a day in my life, and I haven't got all the information, so I don't know how she delivers her stuff in it. I don't know how she's gone about whatever she said, because what she was saying there, if that's how she feels, and she's got stats and facts to back it up, then.
Like even some people had the issue with the fact that they feel as though she was moving the goalposts. Like she's now talking about all the other stuff.
Yeah,
to back up the initial thing.
I hope that's not the case.
Okay.
even when you were referring to her saying, "Oh, I will date this one, I will date," was that after the uproar?
Probably.
Oh, Iyanla. Yeah, I think it was. Yeah.
So I'm saying. So then, why would you?
But that wasn't her though. That was Iyanla, the old lady that was fighting her in the first bit.
Yeah.
But what's the conversation that she's having? That she's trying to set standards for herself that everybody should have for them, and you lot have got an issue with it now.
Exactly.
Basically,
Yeah.
That's basically the conversation that she's trying to have. And she's trying to say that if I don't have these standards to put on you, if we don't think, then we're not going to raise up, innit? So if you are cool being bottom of the barrel and being median and average, then cool.
They're fine.
She got whether you like her delivery or not, she's making points, man.
No, but if she said that from the get go, then I
Hold on,
don't
wait,
think
do
there
you,
would
do you
be.
think bringing up all them definitions makes her argument better or less?
Is she saying that black Americans, the black men and stuff, whatever, they're the bottom tier of all these categories? What she's saying, saying, if she's saying that's a fact, this is what she's getting at is she wants more in it. And it's not just for her, it's for everybody else. If I demand more, then you are gonna get more, then you are gonna have more, and you are gonna be better. If we all demand more and want more,
everyone levels up.
then we're gonna level up. That's what she's saying.
It's okay
isn't it?
for her to say she wants more, but I'm saying is her running through all them definitions of those jobs, is that putting down those people in those professions, the bus drivers, the dustmen, saying it's mediocre, it's this, is that, and the third. Right?
Yes.
I don't know. Maybe it's. I don't know if it is, but like you want to. If you're doing working class stuff, and you're doing like stuff, there's people that jobs are, however anybody feels about them, they're meaningful jobs. There's certain stuff here that are running the world that needs to get done. Bus drivers, train drivers, wherever you look at them, they're important because if they're not driving them damn buses, we ain't going to school.
No, they're important.
And work.
I think my point is, isn't the argument always state your preference, but don't put down others? So she can say she's I don't want to date a bus driver.
No, but the facts is the facts though. If you it's not even about putting it down, but we can, like I'm saying, it's meaningful. It's meaningful. It's vital to a lot of people. Like you can earn good money wherever you. But at the end of the day, you drive a bus. Like so. That's it.
Yeah, but even the way you said that, at the end of the day, you drive a bus. Wait.
Because when you talk about
tone and delivery. Is exactly what they're saying the issue is.
Because it is what it is, and people are not happy to accept who they are or be like the working class or whatever. It is what it is because I can. It doesn't matter how I said it. The job is where the job is. I could say doctor, surgeon, politician,
and that's
judge,
the thing. It happens
whatnot,
in
and then bus driver. It's not up there with them, so it doesn't matter how I said it or what connotations. Facts is fact.
People know where they are, right, in society in terms of working class, in terms of their role. What I'm saying is, right, so people get onto men and say, oh, you know what, you can say you like a certain type of woman, just don't put down
the
other woman, right?
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, she can say, I wouldn't date a bus driver unless he owns the company, but don't then say a bus driver is a mediocre job, because then that's you putting down bus drivers, is what I'm saying.
It's not putting down bus drivers. People don't like the truth. It is a mediocre job. It is an average level thing job. There's high level, high risk jobs. It is. Driving a bus is an average basic job, bro.
Listen to me.
It doesn't say nothing to the person doing it, but that's what the job is.
Listen to me, right? In life, right, certain things don't need to be said, right? So, for example, if you meet a girl and she tells you what her role is and you believe it's mediocre, you can think that. Because it can be the case, right? She might believe it too. You don't have to tell her that, right? Would you tell a girl you think her job is mediocre?
I'm like that woman. I'm not here suffering for people and feelings
I'm
and
asking you a
shit.
question.
What do you mean you don't need to say? You could say, I don't mind. Yeah, I would.
Fair enough then.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't tell another human being your job is mediocre. I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, I don't mind. But you know, it depends on how you deliver it. And sometimes there's no.
No, it don't depend on how you deliver it.
You don't
need to judge someone's profession. You don't have
no reason to just call someone out and tell them that their job's mediocre. Yeah. Depending on what the line of conversation is or how it comes up. If it comes up in a conversation and it can come up and the information is there to think, you can tell them you're in a mediocre job. You don't have to. If you're going out of your way to be vindictive, why not?
Wait, sorry, before we speak to
why?
So you'd lie. If you came up in conversation and someone asked you for your opinion.
I don't need to pass judgment.
It's not passing a judgment.
Yes, it is passing judgment. So, you know.
Can I say, before we get to the
I don't
know why you're carrying on.
You're right.
Wait. It's saying a judge, is in a higher position, than a bus driver, passing judgment. Or is it just saying the facts? How's it passing judgment?
Do you know what's crazy?
Sometimes I have to fight myself. I understand what conversation I'm in. I'll just.
Do you know what's crazy though? My thing is, sorry, caller, we'll get to you in a second. Sorry, but my thing is, I don't understand people are up in arms about it when this happens in every single industry. A judge will think they're above and the clerk is below them. A nurse, a surgeon will think that there's a hierarchy in every single area. And so
but you don't have to point it out though.
People do that. That's the thing. People, it's
no. Her last point there, I'm with.
So we all know the hierarchy, right? Everyone knows their position. If you work within a company, right, you know you have a boss. You know there's a CEO, there's a chairman, right? You know your position, right?
Yeah.
What I'm saying is this. If you were to parallel this with dating, right? Yeah. Would you agree that if a man says he likes X type of woman, state your preference. Don't say, oh, I don't like others because X, Y, Z, right?
Yeah.
You can. So do you agree that you can think it?
Yeah, you can. Everyone thinks it.
Yeah, just don't say it, right?
Yeah.
So why doesn't this apply here?
But you know what it is? I feel like because of the conversation she was having, she had to make her points.
Okay.
So it's not as if it's like a one-on-one thing where she would have done. I don't feel like.
I hear you. What I'm saying is making her point is fine.
Yeah.
I don't believe that what she done made her argument better. I think it made it worse.
Do you think
because
so?
Now she's validating what people are saying. Remember, what I said before was people were reading into what she was implying.
Yeah.
And now she just confirmed what she was implying, that she believes bus drivers is a mediocre, below average,
But a lot of
subpar job.
What's wrong with that?
Think that
It's the truth.
I'm not, okay, you
But
know
most
what?
people think that though.
Listen to what I'm saying here. I'm not saying that it's not a fact. And I don't believe it's a fact. You can believe it's a fact. I'm not going to sit there and say I believe people's jobs are mediocre. I'm not. That's not my story.
I don't know if there's levels. I'm saying there's levels to everything, innit? So if you want to, because you think it's going to hurt people's feelings, if you want to pretend like being a brain surgeon ain't more than prestige than being a bus driver, then that's up to you. If you just want to hurt people, if you just want to save people's feelings over the truth,
no, but
that's up to you.
If
you want to pretend
no.
All right, okay, well, let's take a pause.
Hear me out.
All right, let's take a pause for the caller.
1 second, right?
Sorry, babes.
Sorry, caller, right? In my day-to-day life, right? I'm being very factual in my argument, right? In my day-to-day life, there's no conversation I've ever had in my entire life where I need to grade someone else's job. It doesn't happen, right? Name me a situation where you've been in your life where you've had to actually tell someone who you're standing across that their job is mediocre or their job is lesser than anything. It doesn't happen. Does that happen to you?
Yeah,
where you've had to tell someone that you know your job is mediocre or your job is lesser than something.
I wouldn't say it like that.
It doesn't happen.
No, my brethren was running around always trying to do work. He was doing he's trying to do driving stuff. He's doing some security stuff. He got in some funny place where there was security things sitting. And I told him, this is you're bigger than this. This is an idiot thing. Loudest.
And that probably spoke to the fact that that's your friend. There's a certain relationship, certain.
Oh, doesn't matter. Now you're moving the goalposts. You told me I'm never going to have a conversation. I've told man their job's meaty before.
I'm talking to someone who's completely different than me. So this is like apples and oranges right now. So it's fair.
Caller, good morning. I hope you've got 3 minutes.
Good morning, how's it going? All good.
What's your name?
I was gonna say Roy.
Rory, okay, nice to meet you.
I was gonna say I agree with you. It's about tact, and I feel like what Ebony was doing and saying was the best deflection tactic ever, because I feel like she was in the wrong and she made everyone change. Look how we're speaking on this now. She made everyone change what Envy was pressing her about instead of actually addressing that she was wrong. Because look at DJ Envy, for example. This guy's a successful DJ. I know he does property and everything. He's doing well for himself. But the fact that he still stood up for the people in working class opportunities, because guess what? I presume he's someone that comes from a background of my parents were working class and made sacrifices so that he could do better. And I think a lot of us come from those type of backgrounds. So I think that's why it can come off disrespectful, because it's just like,
What did she actually say?
What
did she actually say? What did she actually say that got everyone? I don't understand.
I think
that it was
I think her thing was calling it mediocre. I think the issue wasn't the fact that she had a preference. Listen, everyone can have their preferences, but like you were saying, and like you alluded to earlier, Esther, me saying I like black girls is not me putting down other people. So if you as another race are offended by that, then you have to hold that. If I then start going, no, I like black girls because, you know, A, B, and C is this and that, then you're going to look at me like, wow, what made you go with that verse? You get what I'm saying? And I think with her...
I don't understand. So wait 1 second.
Do you not think being a bus driver is a
mediocre job? What are we doing here? Are you just saying that being a bus driver is not a mediocre job?
I'm so confused. I'm saying something right now, yeah? I ain't standing for nothing y'all saying, right? I'll be very honest with you. Don't put down people's jobs.
I agree with you.
I don't care if it's a hurt feelings thing, whatever. Don't say people have mediocre jobs.
It's not putting down people's jobs.
It is. I'm not for this.
You don't need to be for it. I don't care.
Yeah, what do you mean you don't care? I'm telling you what
I'm saying you don't need to be for it. I'm saying I don't care. It doesn't change the fact that there's levels in jobs, bro. It doesn't. There's people that pick fruit.
Cool. I don't care. I'm just stating my position. I don't put down people's jobs and say people jobs are mediocre. That's what I'm saying. So it's cool.
Okay. It's not about the people. It's about the levels of the job. Do you think there's not media industry?
There's levels.
One second. You don't need to pass your opinion.
What I'm saying is,
listen for a second. 1 second, please. You don't need to pass your opinion on people. I'm not talking to you about passing your opinion on people and putting people's down. Yeah, I'm saying you're not prepared.
Drivers probably listen to the show.
I don't care. You're not prepared to acknowledge that there's a different level in jobs.
Of course I do.
In careers. I don't understand why would that get anybody upset?
Do you know in life, right? You know some things go without saying. I'm asking you a question. Am I stupid? No. Answer the question.
No.
So do I know that there's levels in jobs, Mark? I just gave you an example of boss, chairman, CEO, worker, secretary.
So you're saying talking about it is a problem. So you're saying acknowledging it is a problem.
Am I speaking English?
I'm asking you what the problem is. So you know, you just acknowledge that you know what I know. It's talking about it in public the problem.
I'm going to tell you why I interjected. It's not to have a discourse with you. I'm just making my stance very clear. I don't, Yusuf, agree with calling people's jobs mediocre. For example.
That's fine, but there's still meaty jobs out there, bro. It doesn't matter what you like.
Fair. I'm not saying that so we can have a discourse.
I'm not, me neither.
Cool. So what I'm saying is, sitting here, I'm not going to sit and say a bus driver is a mediocre job. And if it's sparing people's feelings, so be it. That's not who I am. So I'm not going to be a part of competition saying, oh yeah, bus drivers is a mediocre. Oh, what, you don't think it's a mediocre job? Don't put people's jobs down. That's my stance.
She just told you the meaning of mediocre is average, you know?
I don't care.
Mediocre and average. This is what she told you.
I don't care.
Exactly. It doesn't matter.
I don't care.
Exactly. And I don't care that that's how you feel. It doesn't change the facts, bro. You're talking about your opinion on something.
You're talking about yours.
And I'm talking about the facts. You're talking about your opinion. You're arguing opinions.
I didn't make my
I'm talking
statement,
about facts.
so me, you can go back and forth.
We don't have to go back and forth.
Right,
then stop talking then.
I don't know why you're
Where's the caller?
I don't know why you're
Listen,
explaining this.
listen, I made a statement.
There's opinions.
I made a statement.
You're talking to me, bro.
There's opinions.
I made a statement. I made a statement.
I roll around with this, you know, cousin.
I made a statement.
I roll with this, bro.
So I can remove myself from what I believe was a degrading conversation. That's it. You don't have to tell me it's facts, whatever. That's my stance, and that's it.
Hello,
That's it.
Yusuf,
That's
you're a
it.
better man than me, you know, bro.
You know, Rich, you know, sometimes, you know, in the moment, sometimes you just lose yourself.
Yeah, no, I hear it, bro.
With.
That's what I've told you about 3 times.
Like, I need to
This guy.
discernment, so I don't come out of character.
You want some walkers?
Let's get back in the car. Let's get back in the car.
Also,
good morning, Roy.
Sorry,
the
cool.
bus drivers listen to the show, you know.
Yeah, but I'm not saying. So what? They know they're bus drivers. I'm not saying nothing bad about them. I've never said nothing bad about these people.
Cooler. What we saying? What we saying?
We have to
No,
go
one
back to
second.
You said their job's mediocre. You said their job's mediocre. That is bad.
What's that got to do with them as a person? Your job don't define you.
Who's talking about that?
Do you think these people's jobs define you as a person? Do you think your job defines you as a person?
We're
You have to wake up to pay your bills to go and get your work.
To talking about a person's characteristics. I'm
but
talking
you
about
know
the
it's
job
I'm
in
saying
isolation.
You're telling me there's bus drivers watching. I do not give a fuck if you drive a bus and you're watching. I'm not talking about you as a person. I'm not talking about you as a person, about what you stand for, about your integrity or nothing. I'm just talking about the level of work. And if that offends you, okay, cool.
Yeah, but the thing is, if me and you're going back and forth and your whole thing is, I don't care, then let's move on then. Because I don't care either. Let's move on. Caller.
All right, let's hear what Roy's got to say.
You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, what you're saying is, I don't care. I'm saying, I don't care.
We're having a conversation about something here, and then you made a big point about your opinion, and I'm saying I don't care about opinions. We're talking about facts.
So you tell me you don't care? It's fine.
No, I care about facts. I care about facts.
All this energy after a bank holiday.
Caller.
Let's hear what Roy's going to say. Go on,
Sorry, Roy.
Sorry.
Hello. Right, I called at the right time. But I was gonna say both things can be right. The fact that Marv is saying, is there hierarchy to roles? Yes. But to add to that, like you said, have tact in how you apply it. Because there are people in this world that make more money than you. Does everyone always need to remind you that? That someone needs to always come into a room that's got a rollie on, like, right, your watch is looking dusty still. You see this new day that I just got? Do you get, no. But what I'm saying is, in regards to her, it was more of the thing of when you put it mediocre, and I think with Envy saying, I'm successful now, but my parents, because I watched that conversation, and I think his thing was, I'm successful now because my parents done working class jobs. So that's why he said he cannot look down on it, because there's certain parents, especially if you come from immigrant background, imagine, your parents come to another country, and remember, there's times when your parents were overqualified for certain roles, but guess what? They didn't have the opportunities to take those high roles. So therefore, you don't know people's circumstances. Some people just have circumstances where you have to make sacrifice, and they might make a sacrifice for a greater good. So then, if you then speak down on something like that, of course, people are going to feel away, because what I think she done was a deflection tactic from the fact that she was rude. But then your deflection tactic made you even more rude, because then you but you spoke down on people that it was unnecessary for you to speak down on. All you needed to say was, it is my preference, and that's why I'm sticking to it. That's all you have to say. But you don't need to say...
Because when she did say it was a preference, people are saying that she's judging. So now she's giving an explanation back in the same way.
That's what you have to stand didn't get her out the whole that the public position was in.
But that's because she was in a hole regardless. So I'm going to tell you, I might as well tell you what I'm thinking.
That's
Because we're all thinking it.
Yeah, but therefore, okay, cool.
No, but I'm saying she should have stood on that, though. She should have stood on the fact that, guess what, you can't tell me what my preference is. That's my preference, that's my preference. That's what you should have stood on. You shouldn't have then went on to attack, or let me not stop saying attack, but you should have gone on to disrespect others. Because at the end of the day, people are going to dislike you for your preference. You might as well stand on that.
Right. You know when millionaires become millionaires and they want to say, oh, I was a cleaner. Is that not looking down on cleaners?
No.
Yeah, but
how not? They become millionaires and they want everyone wants to tell their humble beginning stories. And listen, I used to be a cleaner. You can dream too.
I think you lot don't have the headphones on. You can't hear that he's talking whilst.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Roy.
Just a lot of confusion.
Sorry, babes. Sorry.
No worries. I think the case is the fact that, remember, we're talking about her speaking down on it. If there's someone that's come from the bottom and gone to the top here, they're not speaking down on that. They're saying, this is where I started. This is the hard graft I put in. And now, because of that hard graft, I'm now at the top. There's a difference between saying, I started here and I got here. And then there's, right, that's what you lot are doing down there. Oh, that's dusty.
Okay, right.
You get what I'm saying?
Right, can I ask you a quick question there? Do you feel like it's possible for me to put bus driver or bin man and mediocre in the same sentence, connecting them without it being degrading?
I don't. Yes and no. It's one of them things. It's more about tact. Does it need to be said?
I have a question.
Does it need to be said? If you earn more, go on.
So you see how you said, the example I give about millionaires, and they will say, I start from the bottom to the top. You don't think people who are still at that bottom are going to hear that and feel like, damn, I'm at the bottom? It's the same.
They're going to think that you're giving the same explanation as make it to the top. That now becomes a defeatist mindset. If you see something like that, and then you still say to yourself, damn, I'm at the bottom, that means you are choosing at that point to have that mindset, because it comes down to interpretation. But to speak down on it, there's no...
If it's interpretation, don't you think then her saying mediocre, her seeing a job as mediocre, that's her interpretation? Because I'll be honest with you, saying that I start from the bottom,
it's a word used to speak down. No. You're talking about the difference between a definition of a word and a statement of someone that's made it to the top. Because the definition of the word mediocre is not complimentary or is not average. mediocre is below average. So that's what I'm saying. Someone that starts from the bottom and then goes to the top, that's different. But they're saying, yes, I started here, but guess what? All of us that start here can be something bigger. You get what I'm saying? So the message is there to say you can be something bigger. If you want to misinterpret it in a different way, then fair enough. However, if you just say something is mediocre, there's only so many ways you can interpret it. You get what I'm saying? There's no A, B, and C option.
You know what the thing is, right?
It's just saying that because...
I wouldn't want to spin the word mediocre to mean something good because it is.
No. The thing is this, right?
Mediocre is not as bad as I use it.
Use the word meaty, which is short for mediocre, to describe things.
I use it wrong. I use mediocre as terrible, like it's terrible. And if you read the definition of mediocre, it is not as bad as I use.
Hold on. We've all been alive for a very long time. Let's not sit in this room now and get caught up in the heat of the moment and pretend that we don't see the word mediocre as something that is poor, subpar, and below average. Just not pretend, please.
Okay, all right.
Please.
Watch this.
I'll lose it.
Watch this. But this is why.
Don't get caught in the moment. Just be sensible.
It's not subpar.
What's this?
What's subpar now? So
wait.
I want to watch what he meant.
I use the word. My definition, the way I use the word, and the Oxford Dictionary, the Oxford Dictionary word of mediocre, I use it way worse. I don't use it the same.
And I think most
so you don't see the word how I use it, and that's not how the word is.
That's not correct.
That's the problem.
It's not correct.
You don't see the word mediocre how I use it. That's not how the word is. That's not the word.
Cool story.
So okay,
fine.
I'll give you a line.
What's this?
One line.
Go.
That thing is meaty.
Yeah, and it means mediocre.
That's it.
Like, you know what?
Google mediocre. Put mediocre on the screen, Brent. Brent, put mediocre on the screen, please.
Not used right.
Put mediocre on the screen, please.
Brent about to press.
What's that say?
I was literally about to read that same thing of only average quality.
Yeah, that's not terrible. I use media as terrible. Average is average. There's a basic like average thing. I use meaty as terrible. That's not the same word. That's not the same thing. So mediocre is not subpar.
Cool story.
Actually,
this definition you took me to read says not very good.
Yeah. Of only average quality.
Average is not very good. Average is not very good. So not very good is right because that's average.
And if you look at the
is
synonyms,
not very good, bro.
If you look at
what are you talking about?
If you look at the synonyms are what? Ordinary,
common,
common, ordinary.
For the first time in your life, you want to run to the definition of mediocre.
I'm not running to the definition of it. I'm telling you, slang is street slang.
Is it meaty? It's slang.
No.
Yeah, slang.
This is what Marx is saying. And you failed yourself by saying this, right? You're saying that's now the common thing that you're saying. Meaty now means what you mean it to mean.
No, I don't mean that. I'm saying users are taking it as that.
It doesn't matter what the dictionary means. Everybody hearing you say meaty is going to take it this way.
Yeah, I hate when people
There's negative connotation.
Yeah, but no, that's what I'm talking about. She's talking about jobs. She's talking about jobs.
Where were you on that conversation?
What conversation?
You will take it for what it actually means.
When?
It's a rational thing.
Yeah, I hate when people run.
Wait, go back. You've lost me.
30 plus years of life. Now it's
wait.
One second. Please get me up to speed. You said something that's confused me.
Whatever is.
You know what? Yeah, this is getting entertaining. I want to tune in. I'll see you lot later.
If everybody takes meaty to be bad, negative, that's how it's perceived. It doesn't matter if you then go to the dictionary and said, hey, what I really meant is this, that, and next.
I'm not talking about that. I use it how I use it. I'm talking about her. She don't use meaty like how I use it.
She said.
She didn't say meaty. She said mediocre. She's using the proper word. She ain't talking slang, bro.
When she initially said what she said, and in response to her being asked, would you date this guy? It was never in a positive term. It was never, the connotation was never positive, right? Yeah. Now that she got pressed on it, she flipped it and said, hey, if we just take the definition, this is what I really meant. I haven't seen what you have seen. You are talking up to me about something I haven't seen. At ourselves and raise ourselves up. She did that and she's like, PR. I can't get filled with this one. But use flip it.
Yeah, but what you are talking to, I haven't seen. What you are saying she's done, I haven't seen this. So I don't know what you are talking about.
What Yusuf is saying, is that everybody takes it as this. Sorry, Stacey, wait a minute.
I want to ask you a question, just to prove a point, right? If every time you come to TD and you ask me, Yusuf, what do you think of my outfit? And I say mediocre. How's my hair today? Mediocre. What do you think of my performance today? And I say mediocre. Be honest with me.
It's a good example.
How are you going to feel?
You're not.
Exactly. Why?
Because you're saying dead.
Every
Even if
time
he
you
shows you the
approach
definition in
me,
the dictionary,
and I say,
even if he
Esther,
shows you the definition,
mediocre.
what would you say?
Right? Every time you approach
That's all
me,
that matters.
what do you think of my drip? Mediocre. What do you think of my car? Mediocre. What do you think of my haircut? Mediocre. What do you think of my performance on TDA? Mediocre. You're not walking out feeling like, yeah, I've done my thing.
I did my thing
No,
today.
I'm thinking I was average.
And are you happy with that?
No.
But you know what's mad? That you guys know who you're talking to.
This is what I'm saying. I told man.
I love you, you know, but
left it.
Let's remove his mindset and let's use a general person's mindset. We
got a caller.
Okay, here now.
Oh, now we got a caller.
We don't take the
Saved
word
by the
mediocre
bell,
as a positive. Let's not try
No,
to.
we don't.
No, one ain't saying no. We never said it was a positive. I'm saying it's not as bad.
You're fighting like it's a good word.
No, I'm not. No, I'm saying
He
it's
was
not.
saying it wasn't terrible.
Yeah, it was not terrible.
Yeah. That's probably what I'm saying. I'm not saying it was a positive. It's not positive. It's not a good thing. But I'm saying it's not.
Don't smile at me like you're changing your mind now.
I'm not changing my mind.
To where you're.
I stuck to it. I'm saying the word's not
No,
terrible.
it's not a good thing.
Good night,
Let's
Stacey.
flip it to
Hello,
Mania.
morning.
Mania was going to make a point. Mania, what was your point?
Is Stacey still there?
Now that Marx has said it's not a good thing, what was your point?
That doesn't change anything.
I'm asking you what your point.
Okay, I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you.
the arm squeeze.
I also I want to ask a question in amongst my response here. If everybody in the room takes mediocre to be subpar, right? But you guys, and I'm not trying to add anything onto anything, right? But you guys know I'm from. I went to uni in Oxford University.
Yeah.
These, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I use words the way it's in the dictionary, right?
Yeah.
And you asked me how you dress, and I say mediocre.
Have some tact. Use a different word. Structure your sentence. Make a joke. Use your brain. Like,
Fine. No,
are we not masters of how to speak?
The point is this, right? You have to also look at the person who's using the word.
Yeah.
I don't think it's necessary. Again, I can't defend her. I can't speak to what's in her heart. But I don't think it's fair to necessarily say she didn't mean this because that word is how majority of people use it. It's not right.
To be fair, there is that.
She
You
might
do have
use
to
the
take
word
consideration.
how it's properly used, and that's what she's talking about.
Yeah,
We got a caller still.
I'm not gonna
Might is
lie.
a
When
big word.
people run
Yeah, I think we do,
to read definitions from Google, you're in the mud.
No, not true. Not true.
Stacey,
Not true.
is
In my
Stacey there?
opinion. In my opinion.
Is there a call on the phone?
Mad.
No? Okay.
No, yes, she
about-
was calling, but
The definition of the word is.
Yeah.
See, but like I was trying to say, yeah. Again, I don't know what's in her heart. Innit? Like if you look at the clip, yeah, I definitely see why you guys would say it. Like there's another clip there, right, where she's talking about the mediocre thing, common, this, that, and the third, right. But I personally feel as though if she feels those particular jobs are mediocre, they are average, they're commonplace, right, and she would prefer an owner, right, because to her, she became a lawyer at 23. Her mum was a bus driver before,
it.
and her mum's told her, don't
get
do
it.
this. And we're saying, yeah, I'm at the top of the totem pole. What is that? Like, to me, yeah, I don't personally, again, just to be clear, I'm not
Come on,
speaking
let's
to
get
what's
it.
in her heart, right? But if somebody's at the top, somebody's below the top,
Why am I going to
people
the
need to
bottom?
stop all this emotional stuff. Look, they're ranking to everything in life. And we define everything. If there's an average, the middle point, the median, the mean, whatever type of word you want to call it, right? And there are people below it. That's just what it is. There's an average salary.
I think
there
this
are people
conversation
below
is getting
it.
conflated.
But you know, it goes back
I
to,
think
though,
the
to the whole start from the bottom thing.
But I think the conversation is getting conflated though.
Yeah.
We all know. We don't need to tell people there's a hierarchy in job system. We all know that.
Yes.
But you know what?
To me, this conversation is about having tact, right? And having a way of words when talking to people and addressing people. I don't need to tell you that the job that you know is maybe subpar for you, that your job is mediocre. There's a way to speak to people and have tact and discernment.
Okay.
So we're not like, we don't need to break down job hierarchies. We don't need to have that conversation. We're grown-ups, isn't it? We know there's a hierarchy to jobs. Everyone has a boss, manager, unless you're self-employed, whatever, right? It's about how you speak to people and how you know. It's the same argument I'm saying about giving your preference to your dating. Why is it the narrative is don't put down others when you're talking about dating preferences?
Do you know what I think? Do you know what I think it's weird?
But when it's a job role, it's fine not to have that level of tact, or it's fine not to spare someone's feelings. If it's dating, spare my feelings. If it's my career, you know what? You can tell me that you think my job's mediocre.
Do you know what?
Why is it one for one and not for
Do you know what I think is weird though? For me, that people are not understand. Like, do you know what I think? I think it's weird, yeah, because people in society every day get treated less than because people are not seeing them as valuable and stuff. So it's weird to me that people get treated like this on a normal one. There's no campaigns for how people are treated. But then when you say mediocre, that's when it's like, oh my gosh, spare feelings.
Well, no, I think when people are treated badly, I think it's pointed out. I don't think it's brushed over.
I don't think so.
You don't think
in
so?
every industry, people look down on this person because it's like, oh, you're not as important. Like my role is better than people. It shows like when you're in a company, you got the executive, and then you got the PA, and then you got this person. it shows in the way people are spoken to, in the way they're treated, in the way they're considered. And people do all, even like in public, if people see like a bin man sweeping the floor, whatever, you see people act that way. So saying it, because for me, I don't see how when millionaires sit there and give a speech about how I started from the bottom to the top, I don't see how that's any less condescending than saying someone that's a mediocre job role.
It's because it's easier to police something tangible, right? So if I see or hear someone say, "Oh, I think your job's mediocre," that's something I can directly address. If I see someone walk past a dustbin man and maybe give him a look, I can't assume that you're doing what I'm accusing you of doing. So I can't go and reprimand you for
that's fair. That makes sense.
Something that's intangible.
Okay,
but if it's tangible, then I can reprimand.
The mentality in this day and age, once again, because it's just like, I don't want to use them snowflake words what they say, but it's like people moving soft. Yeah, basically what we're saying is like nobody wants to go out and offend anybody. You know what I'm trying to say? No one ain't looking to go and talk to cool bus drivers or any other job and say your job's media and call people out and put people in hierarchy. That's not what it's about. But if we're having people like what she's, if we've got platforms that people are creating content and having conversations, and people are scared to say what they know to be true just because, why say it if it's going to hurt people's feelings? What are you talking about? We're having a conversation. And in real life, we know the level of this job is, there's levels, there's higher levels. So to say it and you want to, like, why can't you say it?
Do you know what?
You're not going around and offending people. We can't talk. How can you not be able to talk on your platform and say the job's meaty? If the job's meaty, it's meaty. It doesn't mean it doesn't say anything about the person doing it.
Mark, you know what this happened? You're talking. 1 second.
She's been trying for enough long.
1 second. No,
let her go.
She's
been trying for enough long.
Why? Because you got your shit off.
You don't need to respond. I don't care. Come on, man. Go.
No. Don't think you can talk and then you finish talking and you can tell me the news, man.
I actually agree with you, sis. I actually want to hear what he has to say.
I think you're just talking to who you are as a person. Like you don't care about a lot of things. You throw around this emotional things. Listen. Like we all know there's hierarchies in jobs, right? It's not about being on the platform and you're talking to like freedom of speech or why can't we say
it's not freedom of speech?
Wait, why can't we say people's jobs are mediocre, right? For me, it's about having tact, and not looking down on people. And you don't know, everyone's got a different circumstance, innit? So you might have someone who is a bus driver and they may feel bad about their job. They might not be happy in their role. Who are you to tell them your job's mediocre? Like literally, who are you?
No one. Oh, Brent, cut my mic off 1 second.
You know what I'm trying to say? Who are you, bro?
Take me off camera.
Why?
Because I want to say something.
Go. Right? You can put it back on. It was like, you know what it is? We all stand for different things, innit? We all have a different moral compass, we have a different sense of discernment, whatever, right? As a person, right, I don't think it's right to call someone's profession, something they do, we don't know their circumstances and why they're in the role they're in, how they feel about the role. I don't feel like it's in good taste.
To call them out on it?
Hear me out.
Or have a conversation about it?
Hear me out. Who the fuck am I, bruv? Listen.
Have a conversation or call them out.
Listen.
It's matters though.
Listen. If someone comes to me for advice, about their career or their role, their job, and they need something from me, whether it be a motivational talk, whatever, I know how to speak. It's a certain way I'm going to say something to someone, And yes, it's to spare their fucking feelings, bruv. I'm not saying I'm going to be, I'm not going to be truthful about it, But I don't believe no one in this room has the right to call someone's job mediocre. That's how I feel, I don't believe you can.
What about if it's a mediocre job?
Fam, there's certain things you just think you don't have to
say.
No, I'm
just answer the question. I get what you're saying,
But what about? Say it. You know it, but
so you can know it, but just don't say it.
Yeah, because we all know it, but don't say it.
In what circumstance do you reckon it's right to tell someone their job's mediocre? And let me ask you, because you tell anyone. Esther.
When you're trying to make someone better themselves. When you're trying to make someone better themselves. No, that's a simple thing. When you're trying to make someone you care about better themselves.
Esther. In your day-to-day life, with your current friends and family, if you believe that someone's job was mediocre, and maybe you this wasn't where you were being reactive. You were being proactive.
Yeah.
So you wanted to initiate a conversation with them. So maybe you felt like they could do better.
Yeah.
How would you go about that?
I'll just give you a speech about, like, are you happy doing what you're doing?
Yeah.
Do you feel like you could try for this role and go above and blah, blah?
Yeah. You wouldn't say your job's mediocre, or you wouldn't use a degrading word to describe the actual job role.
Nah, if they're happy with it, then it's
exactly.
not. But you know what's mad for me though? Sorry, Stacey.
What's that?
We don't need to do that.
Did you not make Stacey go again?
She's on the phone. She's waiting patiently.
I'm sorry. Wait. I just have one more point, and then Stacey, it's all you, sis. You see what this conversation is about? I don't see any different when millionaires and life coaches and all these people go and do tours selling tickets or whether it's free or free talk or whatever, and they're telling people I started from the bottom, I was a bus driver, I was a cleaner, I was cleaning the streets, all these things, McDonald's, all these things. I don't see any different because you know what it is? It's like 1% that become millionaires, right? And I actually feel like that's worse. I feel like I'd rather someone tell me straight up that my job is mediocre than be giving me a speech, a motivational speech to help raise me up and motivate me to a height that I may never reach. I feel like what it's all come down to really is that we all know the same thing.
Why can't I
you
hear
just
it
can't say it. It's the same way when you talk about people's weight and how people look. We all know, we're all thinking it, but we just won't say it.
How about the
You can't
mediocre
ignore
nurses?
the analogy in that though.
NHS nurses, all mediocre, right?
What do you mean?
NHS nurses, all mediocre, right?
Yeah. Why?
Because
Sorry,
their
Stacey,
salary is
Brendan.
not... Sorry.
What do you mean?
Their salary is not... Sorry.
Are you not talking about the jobs media for salaries? Are you not comparing it, what they earn?
Isn't that what we're talking about?
No.
We're not?
No.
Interesting.
So how would you...
Esther literally, I don't know if it was Esther, so I'm sorry if I'm pointing the finger, but somebody literally just got through saying how there is a hierarchy in everything. And I don't think, I see what you're trying to say, Esther, when you're saying that it can be condescending. There are times where people like that who do get to high places do make it a condescending conversation, but I think most times when they're talking like that, they're using the analogy as in the hierarchy, I started off from the bottom of the hierarchy and I rose my way up to the top, and they're trying to show the longevity or like how they grew from said hierarchy. But let me even get to the point of why I called in the first place, if I can. An analogy to what you guys literally were just talking about, the whole mediocre thing. Let's start there. Funny, small, short, personal story. When my brother and sister were young, my sister was probably like 16, 17. My brother was like 13, 14. They got mad at each other. My sister called my brother useless, right? She forgot that this is the same useless boy who wakes you up for school every morning. So to prove his uselessness, this smart little 13-year-old kid decided, guess who's not going to wake you up for school tomorrow? And guess who missed the bus to school? My sister. Point being, when you call people mediocre and you forget how important they are into the way society works, even up until those who are working their high jobs, every CEO has an assistant. You'd be surprised how impactful that assistant is to making sure said CEO is successful, but you view them as less than. What do you hope to gain from using such rhetoric? And I think someone as intelligent as this Ebony girl who took it upon herself to deflect by using dictionary definitions and not understanding the difference between denotation and connotation is just proving that she's deflecting. Like Yusuf was saying, there's no such thing as using mediocre in a way that's pleasant. Call a spade a spade. And I said this in the chat. One thing I think which is the overarching problem in this, not just with Ebony, but in the way that everyone views standards, the moment that you think something doesn't meet your standards, it is beneath it. Let's call a spade a fucking spade. It is beneath it.
It's beneath what? So Stacey, okay. There's nothing wrong with it.
People just get offended when people say your standards are offensive to me.
Exactly.
That is the truth, but there's nothing wrong in that. So why is it that people always want to say that it's my standards, there shouldn't be a problem with my standards? There's not. But let's just call a spade a spade. You view it as less than that. Yeah. Your standard might be a CEO, but if the trash man comes to you and tries to talk to you, it's less than your standards. Why are you arguing? It is what it is.
Yeah, but Stacey, I don't think she's trying to say it's not less than, you know. I think she's saying it is less than. And that's the issue.
About the whole community. That's talk about black people doing better.
She's getting upset at people telling her about herself as viewing it as less than.
Yeah, because people are taking umbrage with the fact that she's saying it's less than when she has the right to say it's less than and to demand something for herself. She's a millionaire. She's a lawyer.
I'm agreeing with her, but I'm not agreeing with her. I'm agreeing with you, but I'm saying the problem here is her not willing to accept that her standards that she set for herself may be viewed as offensive to other people, and that's okay.
Okay.
And also, sorry, why is it okay? Because I'm going to keep asking this question until I get a proper answer. Why is it okay?
Two truths can exist at the same time.
Yeah.
You can have, we guys talked about it. If my standards come from a place of my personal history, say I came from a home where finances were a problem and it affected certain things in my life where I need to make sure my partner is in a place of financial security, and maybe certain jobs do not meet said financial security, and that's why I'm not looking at them, that's okay. But you in turn view those people who have those jobs as less than. And some people may take offense to that because in their measurement of standards, their personality traits, characteristics, how you handle your day-to-day life is more important than said finances.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they would take that offense. There's nothing wrong with that. Two truths can exist at the same time. And the fact that people are telling her that what she's saying is offensive to some, she's saying it as like nobody should take offense to it. No, people can take offense to it, but that shouldn't change your standard, is what I'm trying to say.
Okay, I get you. So basically, no one's really, she shouldn't have to waste her time defending her position because she has the right to it. And no one really should.
She should defend her position, but she should also understand that there's an element there of people who will take offense.
Yeah.
She's trying to argue that you shouldn't take offense, period.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, so it's like she shouldn't have to like waste her time because at the end of the day, because it's just my opinion and I have a right to my opinion, basically, and my preferences and my standards. Yeah.
But I'm saying the problem here is she's thinking that her opinion is universal and nobody should be offended. That's what the fight is.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm agreeing with you. Yeah, I'm agreeing.
You're calling something mediocre and then you're wondering why people are in uproar about it.
Mm-hmm.
A, be careful of connotation. That's not going to change your standard, but be careful of connotation. And B, even though you might view it that way, that's not going to change your standard, but it's also not going to make people any less offended. So why are you trying to argue it as if it's something that nobody should be offended about? When quite literally you're choosing language that is offensive.
I mean, yeah.
It is what it is.
I hear you. I think for her, though, she just feels like if you use the word correctly, then I don't see what the problem is because it's average is average.
This whole dictionary.
No, I get.
We all know how we use it.
I see why she's saying
deflecting.
And I obviously get what you're trying to say in it about the whole deflecting thing. But yeah.
For y'all. All right, thank you very much, Stacey.
Thanks, Stacey.
Thank you.
Also, quickly, sorry, why is it okay to be this honest and upfront then in regards to careers, but not in regards to anything else then? Because everyone comes on this show and holds their tongue on certain things, but how come it's you lot are so free to say
As I said,
job's mediocre?
I'm going back.
I don't hold my tongue on nothing. Unless it's gonna get Brent in trouble.
So
I don't hold my tongue on nothing.
Why is it that people hold their tongue?
Talk to them, not me.
Okay,
keep me out of this.
Esther. Why is it okay, or why do you?
I won't mix my words.
Hold your tongue in regards to, you might give a preference, but you might not put down other things, right? In giving your preference. Or you might just hold your tongue in certain degrees. How come in this conversation you're free to say that job is mediocre?
Do you know what it is? Because certain conversations, I just can't be bothered.
Okay.
Like I can't be bothered for people to question what I've thought. Like I remember when I talked about how if my husband was sick and he became like a mean person, I'd divorce him and whatever.
Yeah.
And I can't live that down till today. I've just reminded them. So sometimes I can't be bothered. But I think for me, I find the conversation weird. Sorry, babe. I find this conversation interesting, I would say, because it's like everybody thinks it. Everybody has that. Well, not everybody.
But there's a lot of people have
think
that. And not say that.
But that's the thing, and that's what I find funny because it's like everyone knows something, or a lot of people know something, but the person who says it's the monster, but you're not a monster for thinking.
No, but people feel different. Sorry, 1 second, because I've noticed when the man's saying that, I'm seeing the stuff. I'm hearing stuff for users saying. I'm seeing stuff in the chat, and it's like. Users are taking it as you're saying it's being rude just to say someone's job's media. Now because man's acknowledged that they think a job's media or something. Now users are talking about the person, talking about you think they're lesser than and all that, and that because I've said that job's media, that all of, I think a bus driver's lesser than, or talking about they're still putting money. We're still feeding their kids and putting holes. I'm not questioning the color of their money or whether their money works. I'm not saying this is vital. The buses. I've already said bus drivers need people to get to work. The jobs are important. All these stuff, and they've got nothing to do with the person. So, but just. Why can't I say that the job's media and then without you have to take it about me talking about I think the person's lesser than or the person's down or anything bad? I'm not even talking about the person. We're talking about the career, the job.
You got a different mindset, right? So let me ask Rich or Esther, right? So if you're talking about someone's sexuality or someone's appearance, hygiene, whatever, right? You use tact in addressing them, right?
I believe there's a way.
Yeah.
It goes back to my point.
But,
It's
go on.
not what you say, but how you say
exactly. But it feels like in this conversation, you've drawn a line. When it comes to career, I can be as brazen, as upfront as I want. But you'll definitely show the sub. Maybe not you. Maybe Esther. You'll show. You know what? You're right in my line of vision.
I need to change my seat.
Like you would definitely show tact and sensitivity in other areas of life, right? But it feels like today, for some reason, when it comes to this conversation about jobs, it's, you know what, the hats are off today. But when other conversations are happening around other areas, I feel like it's a spade.
I call a spade a spade. And if it's meaty, it's meaty.
Because
we know how you get.
Okay,
but
sorry.
me,
Right,
no, but
going.
you're right. I feel like there's certain conversations I will have where I will be more direct and open.
Yeah.
And some days I can't be bothered. I had a great weekend, and I've got the energy today. Catch me on a Thursday now.
Hello, good morning, caller.
Morning, caller.
Hi, guys. It's been an interesting conversation. So it's Bathroom Diaries. It's just in the comments.
Morning, babes.
And I think you guys had such a good point, like each person. But I think what you lot are missing, and I think the issue is comparing jobs titles to an actual person and dating. So now with Ebony K. Williams, right? She's like an American lawyer. She's 39. So when she was first having that conversation with Ilyana, ultimately, not in a rude way, but she is single. She doesn't have kids. I don't know if she wants kids, but when you get to a certain age, not that your standards have to come down, but it's like the fact that she was already like, I won't date a bus driver, but someone that owns it. Obviously, it says that the type of person she wants to date has to have a certain job title, but we all know that, let's be real, the higher up you are, the probably more corrupt you are. She's probably had problems with guys in higher powers anyway. The word mediocre, it is what it is. It does mean average. A bus driver and all these other jobs, it is average. However, she did use that as deflection. And I think the main point, what kind of annoyed me, was that she does actually fight for our rights as the black community and black people. But she could have just said, look, I have this certain lifestyle and I want a guy to match me at my lifestyle. Boom, simple. But instead, she's like, oh, well, as our black community, we're the lowest paid, we're low, we're so low, we're so low. So basically, what I heard was that we're so low, so she ain't trying to be like that. She's trying to be higher. But just say that then. But why bring other people down? And I think that's the main thing. People are like, wait, so because we have mediocre jobs, that means we're less than, we're not going to be, like, there's more to us than our jobs. So it's like, you can literally find a good guy or a good woman that has a mediocre job, and I feel like she was missing that point. And I think that's where the frustration lied, because she is smart, she is articulate, so she could have literally just said, my lifestyle, this is what I want. And she did deflect in terms of dating the white guy. So what I'm getting from her is that, yes, she does want to date up. She wouldn't mind dating a white guy because she wants her family to prosper, and there's nothing wrong with that. But if you're a person who fights for black people's rights, and then you're telling us, well, you guys are low anyway, and I'm trying to be better than you lot, then of course people are going to be naturally angry.
But Bathroom Diaries, yeah, do you feel like she's saying, like, I'm better than you lot? Because my thing is this,
I
yeah.
feel like she's trying to say, I'm trying to be better than you lot, because you lot have low, like the statistics are so low that I can't date anyone like you guys, so I need to date someone who actually has something or has more than.
Okay, watch this here, watch this. Like, I love black people. I think that's without question, right? And I don't think that if I tell my children, yo, I want you to have the best jobs, the best qualifications, because I don't want you to be like the rest of the world, right? I'm necessarily talking down on every other profession. If I'm saying to them, I want you to be an owner, you know what I'm saying, an entrepreneur, I want you to do all these type of things, right? I don't think that's me saying the rest of the black community is crap. I don't think that.
Sorry.
You know what I'm saying? I just feel it speaks to me wanting more for my family, and hopefully it's more for us as a people. Again, I can't speak to her heart. I really can't speak to her heart. You know what I mean? I don't know it.
Dating to a job. So there's nothing wrong with telling your kids to. Obviously, everyone should have ambition. Everyone should want to, have a great job, great income. But with Ilyana's point, it's more like, well, what about the actual personality? What about his integrity? Because a person that has a mediocre job, you're not in that job forever.
That's the issue,
though. It
though.
doesn't define your personality. And I think dating, I get, obviously, it is okay for her to date a millionaire, because straight away I thought, why would she date a bus driver anyway? Because she's a bloody lawyer. It doesn't make sense. But her response was kind of giving,
I wouldn't date someone lower than me. And I think it's more of her response rather than the reality, because it would make sense for a lawyer to date someone in their field or who owns, the same amount of money. It makes sense. But the way she articulated it was like, that's down there, y'all. Kind of thing. That's how I took it anyway.
But I think thank you very
Thank you very much.
One last question for Esther, right? Sorry, I know you're tired of me.
Yusuf.
When it comes to mediocre jobs, right? Does the earnings and the wage change it for you? So let's just say there's a job that you deem as mediocre.
Yeah.
Right? And you probably got your bullet points to why you define this job as mediocre, right?
Yeah.
If the person earned over a certain amount of money, would that job then be removed from mediocre for you? Or no matter how much this person makes, for example, let's just say someone is a millionaire from being a bus driver.
Yeah.
Even as a millionaire, would you still deem that job mediocre? So what changes the balance for you?
I think depending on if I think of someone I'm dating, I date with intention. So I would someone I'd want to have a family with, all that kind of stuff. Yeah. And if you tell me your job role, I do think will we be able to pay bills and buy a home and stuff like that. Yeah. So your job, if I find out how much you're making, that will change my perception of what your job role is, 100%.
Yeah. So a bus driver who's a millionaire, to you, that job is no longer mediocre. It's only mediocre if you're earning a lower wage.
No, man, he's just successful in a mediocre job.
I'm asking how she defines it.
Do you see the man that sit in them places that do security all night and there's nothing to secure? Yeah. Like there's literally
nothing to secure.
Literally there's nothing there. Like the man them could not be there.
It's just a building.
They're just in the building, bro. Yeah. Sitting on the chair, got to do the crossword, staying up all night because they're gonna get in trouble if they fall asleep, even though there's no one there to police them. Yeah. Yeah. That's a meaty job, bro. Yeah. 1 second, stop. Like this Donny could be earning £20,000 a year or £150,000 a year. The job's meaty, bro.
Question: how much importance do you put behind the actual functionality of that role and how it actually helps society? For example, let's just say, wait, hear me out.
There's good jobs that are important jobs that are still meaty.
So, if a job is crucial to the way society runs, like when you remove this role, it's the apocalypse. Yeah. Right? Yeah. Even though you might find the actual act of that job mediocre, does its importance in society change anything for you?
No. Again, me calling a person's job mediocre is not me diminishing the importance of it to society or diminishing the person. I'm just talking about the job role. So what I'm trying to say, I think street sweeper and dustbin things, I think that's meaty. So let them disappear for 2 weeks and don't clear up the rubbish and see what happens to our streets. They're vital.
We're done, mate.
So
we're finished.
That's what I'm trying to ascertain. That for you, regardless of the importance of the role, and its place in society and how much society will change without it, for you, regardless of that importance, it's still mediocre.
Yeah, because if I've got my son now, and I'm raising my son up here, there's certain jobs that if my son fell into, it will be because he got old and he needed to get some money and he needed to pay his bills paid, and that's how he fell into bus driver. When I'm raising up this king and setting him up for life, I'm not making this kid to be no bus driver, bro.
I don't disagree with you. I was just trying to find out.
We get to go to school as well,
No, I'm trying to find out for you. If any, that's why I asked Esther the first question first. I want to see for her, does anything change when it comes to mediocre job? Because I understand.
I just think saying it's not calling people out. We're not saying anything about the people.
Remember, for me, what I said initially when we first started the conversation. For me, it's not about the money. It's about the role. It's about whether or not the job satisfies me. Whether or not I find challenging. Like for example, if someone paid me lots of money to be the security guy you mentioned to do the crosswords, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it.
Because you're saying it's a meaty job.
It's not. It's stimulating for me. It's stimulating for me.
No, say what it is. What is it though? You couldn't do it because
it's not meaty. Listen, everyone has a place and a role in society. I'm not going to call anyone's job meaty. Even if I won't do it, I'm not going to call him. That's just not me.
Yeah, you think it though.
That's just not me. I don't. No, I'll be honest with you. I don't.
That's good.
No, I don't. I don't think it's meaty.
They're like, your mentality is where a lot of people are roadmen because you don't respect the graft.
I don't give a shit. Who don't respect the graft? Me.
Yeah, I don't think it's meaty.
You can pass your opinion.
This man works like a donkey.
Okay, you know what I mean? You can think whatever you want, and your opinions of me don't change. My opinions don't mean anything. That's what I say. Me saying the job's meaty doesn't matter. Anybody doing your meaty jobs.
The only job I will call meaty is like drug dealing, being a criminal. Okay. That I'll happily call you out on.
Now you're offending the criminals.
Guess what? I don't give a shit.
Can I just conclude on this?
There's many good people. many good people in bad situations. You know what I'm trying to say? So now,
so now,
now you're trying to punch down on people.
Look at him.
We see where we're going here. I see where I'm going.
Listen, I'm not saying I've never committed a criminal act before. I looked at my plan about myself and I've done it. But why?
You did that yourself.
Wait. So if I commit a criminal act, am I proud of this act? Am I happy that I've done it?
You got away with it.
I don't think anyone that's been a criminal is proud to be a criminal.
So okay, Christian. So as a criminal, do you feel like you're doing your thing?
Well, I don't think anyone feels like
Exactly.
that. You might be out there for survival reasons.
So for example, if I have to commit criminal acts.
1 second. Why do people keep saying let's start calling podcasters meaty then? Do I think I give a fuck?
I'm looking at myself.
Call them meaty then.
Rich.
All them podcasts are meaty anyway. You are sick. It doesn't make it. You could all say podcasters is bottom of the barrel. It wouldn't make a difference to me or any of the podcasters. So say it if that's what you want to say.
They already said that you are low-level entertainment.
No, but they already say it.
Right then, low-level entertainment.
You know, they already say that.
They've been saying it.
I've been saying it. Yeah. You fund podcasters, whatever.
And nobody's crying.
And no one's crying. We're still podding.
What I'm saying is, if I was a criminal, I would look down. I wouldn't think good of myself.
Nah,
why?
Criminals don't think like that.
Some people do though.
Criminals don't think like that.
No, because I wouldn't want to be a criminal.
You're committing.
I'm doing it as a means to an end.
Exactly.
I would ideally not want to be a criminal,
100%.
but my life has brought me to this path,
I think
right?
you guys are projecting.
Survive.
You guys are projecting on criminals. Some people are proud to be criminals because
you reckon?
Yeah, absolutely.
They don't wake up and be like, yeah,
it's a bragging right.
badass criminal looking in the mirror and all that.
Do you reckon that if you give a criminal a choice to make the same amount of money, doing a legit job, or the same amount of money doing a criminal job with the risk of death, prison, and all that, you reckon they're going to choose being a criminal? Same money.
No, they won't.
Probably not. But people like the thrill though. That's the thing.
You reckon?
I'm not gonna lie. If you love the thrill, that's your prerogative. I'm not gonna down the hill of you. If you love the thrill of
it's exciting.
Of the police, and then that's you.
Let me just conclude. I'm so sorry.
That's you.
I just think that as a society, we need to stop saying because a woman says she wants a man who's well off or whatever, that automatically means that he's a bad guy. And people talk about you should look for a guy with integrity and look at his character. I'm looking at all of them, sis. I'm checking all the boxes. That's what I've got to say.
Good people do bad things, man.
And there's rich, good men.
You're talking about these criminals, but you want to work with someone in the huh?
Go.
Yeah, no, you don't be chatting shit about criminals. You want to be fucking. You want to be worried about.
Wait, hold on.
You should have pulled that card time ago.
Okay, cool. Why are you offended by criminals? And
why are you offended by meaty bus drivers?
I'm not offended by meaty bus drivers.
You are. You've just been chatting shit about them for so long. When people call in bus drivers meaty,
I've been chatting shit about them for so long.
Man calling bus drivers mediocre, you got offended about it. It's the same thing.
Yeah, and I told you why, and I'm asking you why you find criminals.
You never told me. You told me because you got tact and you don't like to offend people.
I told you why. It's because I don't believe that anyone in this room has the right to call someone's job mediocre. I think it's hear me out.
Call them out on it.
I think it's looking down on someone. But criminals, right? That's something I believe I can call out, especially if you're okay. Cool. If someone steals from me, what am I supposed to do? Clap for them.
So if people are being forced and oppressed and held down bad and they can't afford to eat and they steal a loaf of bread, that criminal, that's the person that you're talking about.
Okay, cool. So
this is what you're talking about.
Question.
This is what you're talking about.
In society,
people's situations lead them down certain roads. So when you're talking about criminals, you're talking about criminals across the board.
This
is
my last statement. I'm not a saint. I've committed crimes in my past, right? So I'm not.
Allegedly.
Oh, sorry.
Allegedly.
This is for entertainment purposes only, guys.
So I'm not acting like I'm a saint, right? But what I'm saying is, so it seems like you put criminals above bus drivers.
What do you mean?
As in, you look at them as better members of society.
What?
No, but you remember the job is different to
the job is different from the person.
I'm asking you a question.
There's criminals that are better members of society than bus drivers.
You're fighting for your life for criminals. But for bus drivers, you wasn't. So what I'm asking
it depends on what the crime is. It depends on what the crime is. I'm not defending.
Do you put criminals above bus drivers, road sweepers?
I'm not defending criminals all across the board because there's crimes that are done.
I know. We're not talking about what you're thinking. I'm talking about street crime, drugs, and all that stuff.
Yeah, but now see, then again, you're talking to the person. Your profession does not define you. It does nobody. So me saying something about bus drivers, I'm not saying anything about the people that's driving the buses.
My point is this.
These criminals, you're not talking about these criminals like their person. Selling drugs or whatever it may be or whatever you got to get by, hook or by crook, does not define you as a person. So you're talking about who these people are. Bus drivers, criminals, Sweet
I
strippers,
didn't
they
talk
could
about
all
who
be the
they
same
are.
shit.
And you
there's
felt
no one
something in your heart.
What I'm saying is,
'Cause
there's
I
no
didn't
one.
mention about
There's
no
no
one's
one.
character.
No, what I'm saying is,
or
there's no
nothing.
one. There's no one
For
above.
For some reason, you felt it here.
There's no one above anybody. The weed, the drug, the bus driver's not. The bus.
Sorry, not
The bus driver's
Marks,
not any better than a
Marks,
weed dealer.
Marks, listen. I didn't mention a drug dealer's character, sense of discernment, morality. Yeah, you, for whatever reason, took issue with the criminal stuff. Now you're just fighting for your life. I didn't say any of that.
What do you mean?
I didn't say anything about the person, who the person is as a person. Da, 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 da. I didn't say any of that. I said the only job.
I done the same thing to you that you did to me, bro. When I said, one second,
I
stop.
said the only job I would happily call mediocre was a criminal. Is that what I said?
Yes.
Thank you.
Let's just, okay, cool. Let's just
All right, do you know what? Let's
one
talk about
second.
it.
We can just get back in the car and calm down, yeah? Because I just done the same thing, yeah? Like, I done the same thing that you did. When I said the bus driver was media, I didn't speak about the person or do anything, and you jumped them up. We done the same thing, bro.
No. But you're saying that I'm talking about the person. I didn't know. But you wasn't addressing me, though.
We done the same thing,
you wasn't
bro.
addressing me. You was addressing the chat when you were saying that. Because I wasn't saying that clearly.
No, but I'm saying we just done the same thing, bro. Like, literally, it's just like you're saying, you didn't talk about...
Two wrongs.
Just like when you're saying, I'm defending criminals, and you didn't talk about the persons, yeah? I didn't speak about the people when I was saying...
I didn't say you was. I didn't say you was.
You're saying
No,
it's
I didn't.
offended.
No, I
You was,
didn't.
you're saying
Okay,
it's
do you know what?
offended.
Yeah,
Two
I
wrongs don't make
want
right. Word on
to talk
roads.
about exactly. I want to talk about someone who's a true liar,
And I
an
wanna hear
emotional
it.
criminal, and I want to hear it. Let's go.
One second.
What? What?
No, I don't care. That's fine. No.
Yes, we can do a part two. We can do a part two.
No, but what I'm closing statement, right, is that when
He's gonna have a closing statement too.
I forget.
Freddie Gibs. Let's talk about Freddie. Thank you.
Yeah, we're not gonna listen to that.
Nothing of the sort. All right, so my first word on road for you guys. Hold on, threw me off. Freddie Gibs. I actually don't know who Freddie Gibs is.
The artist.
Yeah, I didn't have a clue who this man was. But basically, he was going out with this girl who was a porn star. I'm not sure if she still is. I'm trying to find
I think she's a former.
She's a former porn star.
Before she got with him.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, thank you.
Entertainer.
What's that?
She's an adult entertainer.
Yeah, that's it.
In that under strippers.
Political.
I think they're all part of the same union.
I was no, the union.
It's a union, yeah. All right.
All right, thank you very much. So, basically, she called out, her name's Destiny, and she basically called him out for his weight. So they were in a relationship, right? It's a long thread. Very interesting, though. Very good tea. They were in a relationship and whatever. They met in 2020. Cool. He slid in her DMs. He knew that she did porn. He didn't mind. He was supportive of her, whatever. She talked about the blogs, knowing that they did all of that, whatever. So he was very, very sweet with his words. He was wooing her and saying all the right things and whispering the sweetest things in her ears, talking about Allah gave him his dream woman. I'm reading texts that he actually said to her. She put everything out. He said better than any accolade or award that he could have ever gotten in his life. And they always talked about, wanting to have children. He always said how he can't wait to have children. So he's got other kids, by the way. So this would have been his first kid. But he says he's looking forward to another child with her. He says he loves her so much. He says that he's ugly without her. So the way men talk here when they really like a girl, sometimes it's just like, calm down. But anyway, he said he's ugly without her. He ain't shit without her. And he's going to make her proud. He said all these sweet things. She even got in a fight for him. I'll be damned the day I do that. But they went to New York, and obviously I think he's got ops in New York or whatever, and they basically got rushed. She didn't know he had ops in New York. He knew he had ops in New York and had put her in danger. Personally, I think that's a red flag. Any man that puts you in danger like that, I think that's a red flag. So she even put a screenshot of when they were fighting and where she was, she's the one in the orange, and where she was, tussling for her man. Really boxing up a man.
She got her arms out like
she's ready to go.
Give someone a jab.
Ready to go. So basically, she then said, the relationship was beautiful. Bonnie and Clyde, they were really beautiful, in a very beautiful place. It was all great, right? Until she basically, after the fight, she had to be put on prescription medical. I think she developed anxiety and stuff like that. So she was on prescription medication, whatever. And he was checking on her. He knew that it was difficult for her. He was checking on her, whatever. And then she said, whilst the relationship was still going on after the whole fight, one of his baby mums then entered her DM. So she had actually sent her a message saying that, let me read what she said actually. Because she said, hold on, where's the message? Oh crap, I can't find it. I can't find it. But basically, the baby mum was basically saying how he's a manipulative person and how he speaks down on all his other baby mothers when really he's the problem. So kind of like a be careful, like don't be too trusting. But then it quickly switched because after the New York fight, Sis sent her like 6 minutes worth of voice notes in Instagram DM. And she didn't even use the minute capacity. It was like 10 seconds here, 30 seconds here, 45 seconds here. And the whole time she's talking about, I don't care. I don't care. But here we are for 6 minutes. And she's basically just cussing her out and saying how because I don't know why women love this thing about, he's not with me, I gave him to you. Okay, all right.
Wow.
You know they love that whole, he's not with me, you're welcome, I gave him to you, it was all that kind of that talk, whatever. But basically, she got pregnant. Remember, he was talking about, wanting to have babies with her and start a family and it's going to be the best thing ever in the world. She got pregnant and that's basically where things went left. He basically was just... He kind of ghosted her for a few days. But because he was out on tour and apparently he tours a lot or whatever. So he was basically saying how it was difficult for him. So he was saying how it was a lot for him to process. I don't understand that because you've been telling me you want to have my babies or you want me to have your babies, and we've been having unprotected sex, and now I'm pregnant. You're confused. I'm talking about it was just a lot. It was like the news was a bit hard hitting, blah blah blah, whatever. Then she said, okay, she's going to go ahead and get an abortion. He didn't check in on her before the abortion or anything like that. She said she's going to get an abortion. The day came, she went there. But basically, she did not realize how far gone she was. So when she went for the abortion, she could actually hear the baby's heartbeat and all that kind of stuff. So obviously, she's like, now it's different because I really thought it was really early where I guess the baby was a seed. I don't know what babies look like before. I ain't really in that position yet. But do you get me? Like, so she was like, now everything just changed for her. So she was like, it wasn't a thing where she couldn't do it, basically, because it was too far gone for her to do it. But it's a thing where he didn't check in on her after that. He knew the date she was meant to do the abortion and everything. He didn't check in or anything like that. And then, so she basically she said his tone changed with her. And she basically I think they were together for like 8 months. So she got pregnant when they were 8 months into whatever they were doing. And she said she just was basically calling him out to let him know that she's reached out to him, she reached out to his manager, his assistant, and she said no one will respond to her, and she feels that she's done her part, she's going to keep it real. And she said, that, I guess he's just an absent father, and he just hasn't, I don't know if the baby's here yet. Actually, the baby would be here. 2020, 8 months, baby will be here now. So I guess he's just an absent father.
Did you say 2020?
Yeah, they started dating in 2020.
Oh, I thought you said she was pregnant in 2020. I thought, of course it's here.
Yeah, that's how I was working out. So I guess, the baby's here now, but he's not in baby's life at all. And I guess he's not acknowledging anything to do with the child or anything like that. He's just not caring. So that happened.
Oh, is that what academics is posting her?
Yeah.
Yeah, he offered her 10K to name the baby.
Academics?
Yeah.
What? Really?
Yeah.
Nobody doing that.
She's going to accept it.
Why?
No, she's not. Is she really?
No,
yeah,
she's not.
And Benny is giving her back the chain.
Benny the Butcher?
Oh, the chain is still from him?
Yeah.
Apparently they took that off her now. That's what she said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's mad.
Yeah. So the baby isn't here yet.
Baby isn't here yet. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations to her because she will be having a baby.
So wait,
But
academics
what
is
killed me,
gonna name the kid, or
No, she's gonna name the kid Academics.
Academics.
Yeah.
For 10K.
No, I don't think he's going to name the kid Academics. He could choose the name.
That's
Oh,
not
okay.
easy.
Oh, okay.
Come on, man.
You got to
Like,
for more.
what are you
For 10K.
It's
what
100.
Would you ask for more?
No, but what
Ask
you
for
get?
more.
Yeah, ask for more. But what are you getting out of that though?
You'd ask for more?
He's got beef with Freddie Gibs.
It's
Okay, cool.
Academics have beef for Freddie Gibbs.
Cool.
I'm
Fair
asking
enough.
for more. 10K.
Yeah, I'm asking for more.
If
What
you really want it, you can do better than that.
This is an ultimate
Yeah.
spite
But what?
crime.
Do you know what got
That's
me
it for
there?
Egypt thing. Like what?
Do you know what got me
You
there?
ask for another man to name your child.
Another man.
Why'd you say
Wait,
that?
why'd you say it like that? Yeah.
You just
what?
said that you would take.
No, if I
10K
was
for
her,
another
yeah, if
man.
I was her, I'd ask for more money. 100%.
How much would you
I don't
ask
know.
for?
I don't know.
I'm asking you now, sir.
50 racks maybe.
Yeah, 50?
Maybe.
50?
Yeah, but
what
if it's a basic name? Then what's the whole point?
Rachel.
Mitchell.
Ugh.
Derek.
Are you asking him because you can't think of a name, or like?
No, I'm just saying.
Like, why would that even be a transaction?
I don't
If you're
know.
offering, I'll take it.
I think that's wild in general. Just even if you got dramas with my man, go. If you really got dramas with him, go handle that. Innit? I was gonna name the The baby, like, what kind of, like, it's a psychological warfare. It's the Egypt thing.
But do you know what got me though? Freddie Gibbs just tweeted. He said, first of all, who killed Jeffrey Epstein? I said, you know what? Fair enough. He ain't trying to address nothing. He does not care. And there's nothing you can do. But what I didn't like though is basically she was getting a lot of like heat. People were saying, he's got all these baby mothers. Why did you think he'd be different? And obviously people brought the whole race thing into it. I guess she's half black, but I guess some people didn't know she was half black. And like, oh, here goes a non-black woman thinking she's going to get special treatment, whatever. But I don't know if it sounds wild, but for me, yeah, if a guy has like other children, say he had previous relationships that hasn't worked out, and he comes to me and he is telling me like good things, but not just telling me, he is showing me that he's a good person. I don't think it's wild for me to believe that. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah. Start again?
Yeah.
So
people are cussing her.
Yeah, no, start getting about your last little spiel.
So basically, if I met a guy,
yeah,
and he's got like previous relationships that didn't work out,
yeah,
whether they've got his kids or whatever,
yeah,
and he's with me now,
yeah,
and he's saying to me, I'm good, I'm this and this, that. He's changed, yes, he's changed, but the way he treats me lets me know that this is a kind and good person.
Yeah,
I don't think it's wild for me to trust that.
No, it's not wild for you to trust it, but just have a little bit of unagi about you.
Awareness,
I mean, just in case, because history does repeat itself sometimes. And
yeah, but then
sometimes the leopard can't change the spots, especially when there's
a leopard does not change the spots.
That the
yeah,
because when you said can't, he said does not.
Thank you.
It's true though, but you know what I mean?
when there's too much of an example, like for example, Future has how many baby mothers?
A few.
50-11.
For him to now tell you you won't be number 13, it's like, but there's 12 other examples that I will be number 13.
That's crazy.
So even though you might want to take his word for it, sometimes use what's actually happened as your,
Because when I was looking at the text that he was sending her, sorry, I don't see how sis could have had her guard up. This guy was sweet with the words, and he's also treating her really well. Talking about, because basically she hasn't got a family, so she comes from like a very not a good home, basically, like not a lot of love, like abandonment, that kind of stuff. And he was like, I'm going to introduce you to my mum and my sister. And like, he was like, my family is your family. Like, I don't ever want you to be in this world and feel like you have nobody. You got my sister, you got my mum. A guy is telling me all that stuff, and you think I'm going to really be like, well, the other two baby mums. Do you know what I mean? I just feel like, I don't like the fact that people were getting onto her. I feel like it was, I don't know, I just felt there was not much grace. And I'm like, some of you right now are being taken for idiot. You guys forget that. You go online and be criticizing people. But anyway, that happened. And then also, are you okay?
Not crying.
Wait, feel sad for the girl. Look at you, feminist. I love it. And then also, Drake.
I saw that.
Listen, Drake put out a thing of his dad, Mr. Dennis Graham.
Oh, that's funny.
And Drake's dad is 30% Nigerian.
And about 100% other, about 12 million other things.
You know what I mean?
But I'll be honest with you, I'm expecting some kind of Ashake featuring Drake situation. I feel like he's already on it, because he said, this is my dad's results. Does this mean I'm a Nigerian man finally?
He's
been dying for it. He's been dying for it.
Finally,
He's been dying for it. But basically, his dad is 30% Nigerian. He's from Cameroon, Congo, and Western Bantu peoples, 28%. See how we didn't do that one? It's 2% difference though. Ivory Coast and Ghana, 11%. England and Northwestern Europe, 8%. Scotland is 7%. Mali looks about 5%. Benin and Togo is 4%.
That's a lot of different countries.
I don't believe this stuff when I hear all these different percentages.
Yeah,
how is this possible, bro?
I don't know.
A lot of traveling going on, bro.
15 countries in one person.
Yeah. But, yeah.
You saying you're going to have one country in it?
No, you got more than one.
No, I'm saying you.
Max 3.
Oh, I have one.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, Nigeria.
As far as I know, I don't know if there's any...
I can't see myself. I can't see it going anywhere other...
Well, people said that it might be, though. It might be like 95% Nigerian, then 0.2 Ghanaian, 1.2...
Who knows? My great son might not be from Nigeria. It might be from Uganda or something. Who knows?
Maybe.
With the history of the world and human migration, like, you think users are going to have one thing?
No, not one. I'm saying I could have others,
You say you don't think you're definitely going to have others?
I probably do. But I don't think I have as many as...
Yeah, not
not like that.
Can you imagine when the list gets to his son? Oh, funny. That's a list.
I did mine,
Yeah.
Did you?
How many did you have?
I need to double check.
95% Ghanaian.
It was like I'm pretty sure like 90-something% Yoruba.
Yeah, see?
Look at that. That's a big percentage.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I can't
And then
see.
something try to put me in the like Middle East.
He needs to bring receipts.
It is receipts. I'm a big man. I'm like 90% Ghanaian.
I said it was like 97% Euro, but
No,
And do you know what's mad?
right.
Do you know what's mad?
Yeah, right.
You know we need receipts because it doesn't come up with Yoruba. We say Nigerian. So I
say
need
Nigerian.
receipts.
We need
Same
receipts for
thing.
you.
We need
'cause
receipts.
you're
Sorry.
cooking.
No, I'm gonna find
That's
You're
not a
cooking.
fact.
You're cooking the books over there.
You're cooking the numbers. Bro.
Definitely.
You're not gonna make it on
Tampering the numbers,
camera.
you know.
Come back and be like, here you go.
Tampering the numbers.
But yeah, so in Real Housewives of Atlanta news, Kim Zolciak is basically she has filed for divorce from her husband, Croy. They're actually a really beautiful couple. But yeah, so she's filed for divorce from him, and it's because they're going through financial issues. 2 sources exclusively spoke to People. I don't know how people have these sources that be telling the tea. But anyway, they basically said that she's been planning her divorce from her husband. They've basically been together for 12 years. And apparently she's been planning divorce for a while now, for a long time. And she didn't tell anyone. She didn't tell family. She just basically kept it a secret to herself. And also, she's filed under irretrievable... What's that thing?
Reconcilable.
That's it. That. They can't make up again, basically, that. And apparently, so basically they're currently going through financial issues. And they had a foreclosure on their mansion in Atlanta. And also, they owe the IRS over $1 million.
Damn.
Damn, indeed.
Someone might go to the can.
Mate, do you know what's mad though? It's people, they're funny. I like the publication and whatever, but imagine they try to reach out to the IRS for a statement over someone else's business because you're a blog. Don't be silly. But basically, then the IRS said to them that federal law prevents the IRS from confirming or denying correspondence with any taxpayer or case, nor the IRS comment. I was saying to Marks earlier that I understand why Americans are always in pickles about paying their taxes because they've actually got to do it. I wouldn't. Do you know what I mean? Like, obviously, mine gets taken out unprovoked. Hypothetically, if there was a way for me to avoid all of that, I would.
There is.
I really would. All right, we took after this. But you know what I mean? It's crazy. So imagine like being a celebrity, making millions, and you have to go and give the millions back. And they even pay for healthcare.
And remember, you're relying on accountants. And remember, I think, I spoke about this on the show. I was watching like some Montel Jordan interview, and he was talking about how most people who you hear like have got like $1 million thing that they owe to the IRS, it's because typically they've left out something. Let's just say like a 10K something to declare.
Yeah.
But the IRS doesn't tell you, and so they just put interest on it, and the interest is like something crazy like 13% every day.
Mad.
Yeah,
so by the
so
time you find out, it's
crazy,
millions now for 10K.
So he had a 50K. I think it was like 50K. Something that it wasn't declared by his accountant. That turned into over $1 million that he had to pay back.
Wild.
Can you sue the accountant? I'm suing you. You're the brains. I hired you to do this.
Right. But at the end of the day, it still says your responsibility, isn't it?
You have to trust
It
your
will,
accountant
because
as
I remember
well.
there was a...
This is why people get more than one accountant sometimes.
Yeah, because I remember the Real Housewives of Potomac, one of the green-eyed bandits.
Green-eyed bandits.
What's her name? I can't remember her name. But she's the one who's... Oh, anyway, she was... What's her name? Robin. That's it, Robin. Basically, they had an accountant, You know the accountant was stealing their money and they're broke. This was the girl who was with the guy who they went to... He was a basketball player. They were no longer together, but they were a couple who just lived together because they couldn't afford not to be together. But they were broken up. They were separated. But the accountant robbed them dry. And the accountant was their friend.
That happens all the time.
It was their friends. How
All the
we...
time.
Nah, man. This is where revenge killing allegedly would have been a solution. But yeah, man, Kim is getting divorced. It's a shame because I really liked Real Housewives of Atlanta, but there's so much tea happening that isn't going to be on the show, and I just think it's just dead. Like, what's her name? Yeah, it's all a mess, man. But I hope everything works out for her and her kids and all that stuff. Who else is that? Oh, Chris Brown. So basically, it was Chris Brown's birthday last week. I do remember the date. I remember the last time you guys called me when I said I knew Chris Brown's birthday, so I didn't say nothing, even though we were recording. So, yeah. It's 5th of May. But anyway, thank you, Shitty. But basically, it was his birthday, and Usher planned a party for him over the weekend. And it's basically everyone was there. Bow Wow was, like, everybody was there. Everybody was basically there. Summer, everybody was there. But basically, allegedly, Hollywood Unlocked, which we know, Jason Lee, the one who knew the Queen died 3-5 months before she actually did, he basically reported that there was an alleged fight. And apparently it was because Chris Brown was talking to Teyana Taylor, and apparently there was a whole disagreement about something. Usher came and said, you should be, like, don't talk to her like that. Kind of like trying to de-escalate the situation or whatever. Then I guess Chris was belligerent and was disrespecting Usher because he's inserted himself into the argument or whatever. And so that happened. And so allegedly what happened was when they're trying to leave the party or whatever, Chris Brown's boys, his crew, jumped Usher. The Usher Raymond. Okay. So obviously that went viral, but obviously because it's Chris Brown and his track record or whatever, people were like, oh, it makes sense, whatever. And then there was this clip that went out that leaked because someone was there recording whatever. And it's like a 10-second clip at most. And all you see is Chris Brown talking to Tiana Taylor, but it doesn't look aggressive. It just looks like we're in a roller skating party and the music is loud and you can't hear. So you can't see that she looks uncomfortable. You can't see that she's trying to walk away. You just see him turn around and Usher says something to him. And people are like, oh, this must have been how we started or whatever. And then obviously, what was that event called again? The festival?
Lovers and Friends.
Yeah, Lovers and Friends happened the day after the party, right? And obviously Chris Brown was meant to be there and he was there. And you can see Tiana Taylor bumping along, singing one of his songs when Usher was performing or whatever. Like, everyone was there. And then allegedly, there was another thing where I think, what was it? Hold on, I've got it here. It was another fight. They said how there was a footage that showed Chris Brown involved in another heated conversation, basically. But then Chris Brown actually responded to it. He said, y'all been geeked all weekend. You're dragging it now. It was mad people backstage and security. He said it was mad. It was mad. People backstage and security was trying to clear everyone off the stage. People started pushing back. I intervened to let them know my child was back there. So y'all can keep that narrative. So essentially he's denying everything. He's denying that he was fighting up and down the place all through the weekend. And then they basically claimed that Usher had a black eye. But then at Lovers and Friends the next day, Usher looked as beautiful as he always does. Not one lick of Pax melanin in one area or anything like that. So I don't know, man. All of that happened. And then my last bit, so much happened over the weekend. Gosh. Tiwa Savage obviously performed at the Coronation concert on Sunday. And she performed Keys to the Kingdom, which is a song of the Beyonce album. You know when Beyonce had the Lion King album? It was on there. So basically, people were saying how when it was announced that she was going to be performing, some people already had an issue with it. They were like, here you go, performing and dancing for the colonizer. That's wild because people stole from Africa, they robbed and they did this and that. How could you want to be part of that history? How could you do that? I'm going to address that in a bit. So that happened. So she was already getting backlash. Then obviously when she then came to perform, she's obviously... the song that she performed, was only one song, was Keys to the Kingdom, which is on that Beyonce album. Pause. She, during the NSAS protests, called out Beyonce and a lot of, I guess, other... She called out Beyonce. Let me just say Beyonce. Called out Beyonce for not speaking out against the whole in support of the protesters during the NSAS thing. And she kind of alluded to the fact that you were happy to do an African album and get people from Ghana and get from South Africa, get everybody. But now that we're actually being killed, people are dying, you cannot use your platform and this social justice you apparently allegedly fight for, you can't use that to even speak out, put out a tweet or say something. I have my thoughts about people calling out people to speak out about stuff, but that's what it is, isn't it? So she did that. So obviously, for, I guess, the Beehive and other people to think that you called out this woman for not speaking out about something, but here you go performing for the white man, using and then singing songs about they've got keys to the kingdom. Now that is so tone deaf and stuff like that. Personally, I watched the performance, obviously, and I absolutely enjoyed it. I like the fact that she did what she did. I think it's sick. She was introduced as the Queen of Afrobeat, and that she is. I don't get the backlash personally. I get why people are saying that, but my thing is that I feel like people love to have a backlash. People love to criticize stuff all the time and say, "Oh, she's basically saying she's a sellout and she did all of this for a bag." But in people's daily lives, I'm seeing people sell out for less, much less. So you're telling me if you have no integrity, where the bag ain't that big, you're going to deny or you're going to reject a bigger bag. If you don't stand for something at your lower level, air quotes, I'm not looking down on nobody, your lower level, you're trying to tell me, you want me to believe that if the monarchy called you to perform and do a podcast episode or do an ad, you're gonna stand that down, and that's what I don't like. I think that's why I don't appreciate about all the backlash she's getting. But big up her, man. I think it was a great performance. She looked amazing, as she always does, and I thought it was nice creating history. And of course, I've seen some hateration tweets from other African nations saying that certain artists would have done a better job. Well, they didn't get the call, so you've got to wait till the next king. I mean, they might get it next. But all that being said, that is all from me. And let's get into People's Journal.
Nope.
Headlines.
Asking for a friend, sorry.
Yeah, pardon me. Oh.
So, hi guys, love you all. Quick one. My friend's girl is always flirting with other men. He's thinking about proposing, but isn't quite sure he can stomach her having flirting as a character trait as a wife. What do you guys think about a partner flirting with other men? And could you stomach your marital partner doing it? And what should he do? Should he get married to her? Thanks, guys, and love you all. Thoughts?
Why are you flirting?
It's fun.
You a flirt?
Gets people going.
You a flirt, huh?
You a flirt, huh?
You a flirt. No.
Are you asking me?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
As in you're fine with your partner.
Of course not. Let me see.
Being a flirt.
No, I thought you meant, am I a flirt?
Oh, are you a flirt?
I flirt here and there.
Do you flirt in a relationship?
No.
Okay.
No, I wouldn't in a relationship.
Okay. Would you deem your husband or partner flirting as cheating?
It's not cheating, but it's disrespectful.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's her question? What's her one?
Basically,
question?
should the guy propose? He wants to propose, but she's out here flirting and he doesn't know if he
How
can
long they've been
handle
together?
that. Didn't say. But he doesn't know if he can handle that as a character trait. I feel like if you got to the stage of proposing, you've been alright with it. Chin up.
Yeah, but again, I don't know how long they've been together.
Yeah.
Don't want to say that.
I'm not proposing to a woman if I have an issue with her.
Yeah,
flirting, exactly.
Because then there's doubt in your mind.
Interacts with men because I might just know about the flirting. There might be more happening
that you don't know.
I don't know. Yeah. And why are you flirting with men? What's wrong with you?
I feel like if you're single, it's something fun to do. I mean, I act shocked when they want something.
If you're single,
I'm like, I didn't know we were doing that. I was just joking.
If you're single, spread your wings. But if you're in a relationship,
I think flirting in a relationship, but people do that though. They lean on the whole like, oh, it's just my nature. I'm a natural flirt. Okay.
What about flirting to
Stupid.
get your way in different scenarios, whether it be
there's a lot of people that
work,
do that.
whether it be retail, like just using your even your
goods to get what you want.
Yeah,
your goods.
So you're flirting, but you're flirting for purpose. You're not flirting because you're interested in the man. You're flirting because you want to get somewhere in
free
this
dinner.
In this, no, not free dinner.
No, I'm joking. You know, those girls get man to pay for dinners. Hey, Charlie, come on now.
I feel like if say the police stop me,
yeah,
and I see he's peeping the kid,
yeah,
and I can flirt my way out of a ticket,
yeah,
I'm flirting my way out of a ticket,
yeah,
and I bet my partner will be happy about that.
Rachel, would you be happy with your woman at every opportunity? She flirts her way
every
out,
opportunity.
out of
You
situations.
didn't add that to me.
Every opportunity.
Like she flirts her way out of things. She flirts her way into things. Like she always uses
into things as well.
Into things.
No, not into anything untoward.
Out of
Like
things.
okay, cool. She might flirt her way into a promotion. She might flirt her way into getting the free sweet chili dip at McD's. Like,
oh, that's pathetic.
She just she always uses her pretty privilege to get her way in life.
At least get them spicy.
That's a bit too much, man. Yeah, man. Because then, like, what else are you doing?
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
It's
like,
like
there's no boundaries for you. McD's, come on, man.
For a sweet sandwich.
McD's, you could have just paid the money
for 30p sweet chili.
Oh, the 30p. I thought it was a pound.
Nah, a pound.
Stop the foolishness, man.
It can't have gone to a pound. That's
No,
ridiculous.
I'm talking about the ones you get with the chicken
red
select.
dippers.
The chicken select.
Oh, yeah, it's 30p.
So you got to pay for
Listen,
them.
they've been charged.
No, I'm saying I've paid for this.
Okay, 30p.
But
Yeah,
I'm saying
30p.
I thought it's 30p. Oh.
Yeah, it used to be 20. Inflation.
Regardless, come on, man. You're doing way too much over there, man. Have some like decorum, some etiquette. Do you know what I mean? I can get flirting to get into a couple places or get out of situations and all that. Might be dire to you, but not everything and anything.
Some people flirt in front of their partner.
That's rude.
Oh!
I've seen that.
I think that's so disrespectful.
I think she probably does though. That's probably why it's an issue for him like that.
I'm sorry that she doesn't respect you. You don't want to propose to her. If I can flirt in front of my man,
yeah, casually,
I'm the man in this.
that's
you my
dangerous.
bitch.
I'm in trouble.
Seen girls do that, man. That's dangerous. Seen girls do that in front of their guys, or
That's wild.
The guy's looking this way. Now the girl's looking this way at the mandem, and you're like, "Whoa, you trying to get in trouble here, man?" Because the mandem will pounce like a burglar.
That's how people get killed, you know, unprovoked. Yeah, personally, I think the best thing to do is determine if you're comfortable with it.
Yeah.
If you're not, then it's not by fault. Just marry somebody else.
Yeah. Have a conversation, at least.
You can't be marrying someone with doubt in your mind, though.
You'd be surprised how many people do that.
A lot of people do. A lot of people get married to people they don't even love.
It's wild.
Yeah.
That's long.
Yeah.
With doubt, though, and someone you don't even... That whole word love, anyway.
But remember, the love and desire to marry them might override the doubt. The doubt might be like
that's
5%.
the easiest thing. Wait, you say that again?
I mean,
The love?
You might have 5% doubt, but 95% assurance.
Oof.
So then do you call off a whole wedding based on 5% doubt?
Yeah, because
it's
there for a
able
reason.
to get
Doubt
over.
is there for a reason, though. It's like planting the seed, and eventually
Actually,
the seed will grow.
It's true. You may be able to get over it. It
Yeah,
depends
you
what
have
the
to get
doubt
over
is
it.
about.
Yeah. Remember, I don't want to end the proposal now, wedding now, based on something I may be able to get over later.
But what if you don't get over it?
That's a risk you got willing to take.
The gamble.
It's a risk, isn't it?
Yeah. Death deals part in it.
Yeah.
Not me, boy.
So what advice have you given him?
I do a spot. I think he should have a conversation, like you said.
He
I
has
think
to
have a
ask some
conversation with her.
questions.
Yeah, have a conversation. Just let
I
her know how
think,
you feel.
I think have a conversation and just say, you know, it makes me uncomfortable when you do this. Can you stop? But don't propose yet. You got to give her a trial period. Don't let her know you're testing her or you're watching her or let her be under
No,
assessment.
you can't tell her that you're testing her, though.
That's what I'm saying. Don't tell her.
Okay.
Just have a conversation with her and be like, do you know what? I don't like the way you did it. I don't like the way you carry yourself. I'd
See what
appreciate
she
you doing it.
does
Makes me
from there,
uncomfortable.
innit?
Yeah, see? You mean watch her for like 3 months. Put her in situations. Go on more dates.
So bring her out with the man.
Bring her out. See what she's like and see if she can control herself. And then determine that. See if you can
She's
deal
either
with
gonna
that.
sink or swim, boy. And
Mate.
if she sinks, you're gonna be upset because it might be a horrible situation. It might be horrible. Man.
Is there a thin line though between being like very friendly and flirting?
Yes.
I think so.
Because sometimes as well, it's not about what you've said, it's how the other person's received it. So you're out here making bitches blush. You're not even that funny. Stop it.
I'm just being friendly, babes.
Nah, man.
Huh?
I'm hearing guys say that.
Some
to me.
girls
I'm
say
being friendly. Shut
some
up.
girls say that to guys. You're not even that funny. Why is she laughing?
I say that. But I know you're funny because that's how you got me. But I don't want you to know people jokes. This is in-house jokes. But I do think there is a thin line. I think when it's called out, because I think it's the same way like if a guy was talking to me, guys would know what his intention is. So in the same way as a woman, I know that you might just be having a casual conversation, but I'm peeping how she's looking at it, I'm peeping how she's responding or whatever. And I know that for her, she's interpreting this as flirting. So you might not be flirting, but it's how she is. But I think when I then alert you to that, that's something for you to bear in mind moving forward. Also have a conversation, man. Conversations help everything. Have a conversation and see what it's like. And if you're uncomfortable with it, I don't think it's worth going ahead and getting in a whole ass marriage because of that. But,
Yeah, I agree, man. I hear it.
all right, well, let's get into the reaction.
It doesn't matter.
The reaction, boy.
Get into the reaction. Big games over the weekend.
There's a lot of react to, isn't it?
There was hella goals this weekend. 8-goal thriller, 7-goal thriller, 6-goal thriller. Fulham beat Leicester 5-3. Nottingham Forest beat Southampton 4-3. And I guess maybe the
Everton and Forest
shock of the
results were
weekend.
huge.
Yeah, Everton beat Brighton 5-1, which was quite surprising. United,
Terrible.
they lost again, second loss in a row, you know. 1-0 to West Ham.
Trying to throw away top four, man.
Rich, who are you? Arsenal, Man United?
I'm Man United.
United?
Yeah.
For some reason, I thought you were Arsenal fan.
That's crazy that you think that.
No, I was sitting there thinking, once we get to the reaction, what's going to be the conversation? I thought you were Arsenal fan.
No, I don't.
United fan?
I don't get one now.
What's your thoughts, man, on United right now?
I feel like we're trying to throw away top four, man.
Because Liverpool are right.
Yeah, they're right there.
They're right there, you know.
I saw on the way in. I was looking at the what's it called?
Yeah.
The league, and I was like, oh my god.
Who was the match before this again?
It was Brighton, no?
Brighton. Brighton. We drew. Who did we drew?
No, we drew before the Brighton game.
We drew Spurs. We lost. We
should have won.
We was up at Spurs. We drew that, and then we lost Brighton. Lost West Ham.
That's ridiculous. Come on, man. Like that's that free. You take them. That's 9 points.
Listen, it's a lot of points,
9
man.
points, you know.
Mark, how you feeling, man? Are you still confident that top 4 places secure? Or?
Yeah, man. I'm super confident, man. If we don't do it, they don't get it done. They don't deserve it. So
yeah,
fuck it.
You're just gonna throw it away. If you don't get it done, then all that stuff you were doing earlier in the season.
Well, they say we need three wins. Is it still 3 wins? I thought we won one.
Remember, Liverpool played more games than us.
Yeah, we still need 3 wins. We've got 4 games left, and 3 of them are at home. 3 of them are at home, and the away games against Bournemouth. I know they're playing for something, but They've already.
Nah, Bournemouth are safe now.
Oh, they're safe now, innit?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, if we, I don't even care.
You've got a game in hand on Liverpool.
And we're 2 points behind Newcastle.
You're 2 points behind Newcastle, yeah, but Liverpool are 1 point behind you though. So it's squeaky bum time for true stuff.
Squeaky bum time.
Who is it? Wolves at home, Fulham at home.
That's what?
Wolves at home, Fulham at home. Chelsea at home, innit?
Never heard. What
Let me have a look.
Oh.
Yeah, I think it's Wolves, Fulham, Chelsea.
Yeah, Wolves. No, it's Wolves, Bournemouth.
Bournemouth's away.
Chelsea, Fulham.
Yeah, well, maybe the Chelsea one. Chelsea can't keep being so bad. You get me?
No, they've already won the other day, though.
But still, they're gonna. There's just one day. They can't keep being so bad. So maybe they could. It'll be something there. But them.
Wait, who's Liverpool's last games?
Let me have a look.
I'm talking about Liverpool won their last 6. Unless Liverpool got a big boys.
Liverpool.
They'll probably finish.
Liverpool got Leicester, Aston Villa,
beat them.
then Southampton.
Aston Villa.
No, man. They ain't got nothing to worry about. I'm not saying they can't.
Aston Villa will give them a game, but
if they drop them, don't expect it. Like
1, 2, 3, 4.
You get me? They ain't got nothing to worry about. If they drop points, that's just the beauty of the league.
Oh, they've actually won 6 on the bounce.
Yeah.
And then Arsenal.
Before that 6 games, they was 12 points behind.
Before the 6 points, there was the draw to us. That was the game after that was the start of the run.
Oh yeah. So when they drew with you, they was like 12 points off top 4. Yeah, they're gone for it, man.
You say you man gonna win the league?
Hell no. So Arsenal, we managed to get I guess some might say is an unlikely win against Newcastle at St James's Park.
I thought Newcastle would give them a better game.
After the first few minutes, Newcastle were all over us.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Newcastle played well.
Yeah. No, but I thought they would get more.
Get
something out of the game.
They did play well.
No, they didn't.
They
didn't play terrible.
They played well.
They didn't play
well.
They started all right. They did not play well for that 90 minutes. You're proper one of them fans.
He said, I thought Newcastle would have given him a better game.
Yeah.
Did you see how they started?
You're forgetting their chances.
They started. When you talk about the first 10 minutes, the football game is 90 minutes, bro.
Did you see how they started?
I watched the whole game, bro.
And we weathered that, and then we turned it on.
10, 15 minutes
The
over the course. Over the course.
Once again.
Yeah, and over the course of 90 minutes, yeah.
They had more possession than us.
First possession, they didn't play well, bro.
That
That was a very good performance. Yeah, very good performance from you, yeah. Great result and all that. That's about it. But they didn't. Don't make out like it was some.
I think he's
don't make out like it was some game.
Leicester
you're saying they
win
were
by saying that
You're saying they were meaty.
Nope, you are doing. You are
doing
it again.
I just thought Newcastle would do more at home.
You are doing it again. Yeah, there was a very good win. It was an exceptional win, and it was a very, very, very good performance to go there, to go to St James's Park and do that to them. And I'm not trying to take nothing away from them. I watched that game. I watched Newcastle play all the time. They did not play well. They started good, like, all right, 10 minutes. For the 90 minutes for the course of the game, they did not play well.
Jorginho turned up.
Regardless
but
of
if you nullified them, how did they play well then?
If
you nullified, you did. I don't understand. You did, yes.
Good.
Listen,
I don't understand what you're saying.
Regardless of the
great performance.
narrative,
I even wanted United to win.
Man said, yeah. That was a great result from Arsenal and a great performance. He's over there smiling, going, "You're a hater. You're a hater." What the fuck are you talking about? Great performance. Listen to these words. Great performance from Arsenal. Great result.
He said Newcastle played poorly.
They didn't play well, bro. They did not play well. That
They
was not a
played
good. No, they didn't.
I've seen Newcastle play better.
Okay, forget it then.
I've seen Newcastle play better.
Did they play well?
All right.
Did they play well?
I expected them to get something out of the game.
They played well because it was your expectations. Yes.
I just thought they would do because I had them play. No, my expectations are because I had them been playing recently.
Some are saying that was Arsenal's best performance of the season.
What?
It was a good performance.
Some are saying, right?
Bro,
some are saying
of the season.
Don't underplay. Do not underplay that performance. I've been talking shit about you going into St James's Park all season, bro.
Yeah, you have been.
Do not play down that performance. It was a dope performance.
Wait, who's your next game?
Wolves or Brighton?
You should, Wolves.
I believe.
Don't know, Brighton.
But like I said last week, it's too little, too late.
It Wolves? Ain't Wolves our next one?
I can't remember.
Brighton's a
But
hard
Arsenal got to keep winning just in case, right? But it's too little, too late, man. It's too little, too late.
Those 3 draws.
Those 3 draws. I went back there.
Those 3
Rich,
draws.
Yes, I went back and I looked at it. I thought,
yeah,
I'm disgusted, bro. Those 3 draws.
Those 3 draws
killed us, man.
100%. Yeah, obviously you never know what's gonna happen in the next.
You
few
never
weeks,
know.
But
realistically, City have to do what? They have to lose 1 and draw 1 or lose 2.
They got a couple. They got Brighton after the Real Madrid game.
They have Everton, who just put on a performance against Brighton, but hopefully they didn't bust their load too soon and they can do something. They can do something similar against City. They got Brighton, who were on the receiving end of that battering, who might now have something a point to prove. So that it could go either way.
Football, innit?
But so our next game is Brighton,
and then Everton's still got what's it called?
Brighton's
gonna be hard. Is that home or away?
But we got to pay Brighton off of the back of that 5-1 battering.
Brighton and Brentford are the last 2 games of the season. The league could be locked
games.
up by that point. Don't matter.
That's 2 hard games.
Like I said last week, we're gonna lose this league and it's gonna be by like 1 or 2 points, and we're gonna kick ourselves. We're gonna kick ourselves.
The draws, man.
Yeah, we're gonna kick ourselves, man.
Especially at this part of the season.
I don't want Liverpool to pip you guys to 4th. Do you think
I don't want Liverpool to get. I don't want to hear nothing from Liverpool fans. I just don't want them to make top 4.
Yeah. I want you guys to make top 4, but you're not doing very well.
No, we're not doing well at all, man. I don't know what's.
You need to do better, man. Ten Hag, man. What's he doing?
No, don't blame Ten Hag. Ten Hag's done. Listen, Ten Hag's done all right, man. You can't be losing in the 90-something minute to flipping Brighton, losing to West Ham that are fighting relegation. You look at all the losses that we've had. Forget that the 2 losses start the season. Look at some of the losses we've had. Even the draws at Tottenham. You're 2-0 up at half time. Like, come on, man.
Some people said that him picking Weghorst to start the game was not the best way forward.
He trusts Weghorst for some reason. I don't know why. Whatever. Like, yeah.
How about the other Man United correspondents in the room?
What
about Weghorst?
What about him? Pick up Weggy, man. I wanted them to sign him, but I don't think they're signing him anymore.
If they sign him, they still need to sign another striker anyway, because he's good for morale and team. And
yeah,
100%. He's a player that good for the squad.
How many goals he scored?
2 goals, 2 assists, or 2.
Depends.
But
it depends what you want.
Have you ever played football?
Yes.
Okay, so you can't underestimate how good morale is for the team, or just a player that wants to put himself about, especially for the fans.
This doesn't sound like a Man United.
What do you mean?
No, it is.
To be honest.
It's not about traits.
Rich.
If I'm a fan and I see a player running around, I know he's working for the team.
I hear you, yeah, but I don't want my morale guy to be my striker.
No, I hear that, but what the plan is?
My morale guy to be maybe a midfielder or a defender.
But the plan is to bring in another striker anyway, so he's not going to be first choice. I would always say sign him, and then we're going to sign another striker. Can't rely on Martial. As much as I love Martial, the ability, he's been there nearly 10 years.
Martial's actually been there for a minute, you know.
Just what I'm saying. So, and how much good seasons he had? 1.5?
Yeah, that's tough.
So we need another striker anyway, regardless.
So sign him to keep the spirits high, basically.
Sign him because you know he's going to work hard for the team. And he's an option off the bench, like a big man. We haven't had a big man since Zlatan. Or you could say Cavani. Cavani's not really a big man. Do you know what I mean? So I'd rather have an option off the bench. Go long if you need to. When we need to go long, we take him off. What's the point?
Yeah, what's the point?
So I'm tired of United, man.
Yeah, man. It's the end of the road, Brent, man. It's May.
This guy's just smiling, you know. This is just smiling, you know.
Because I actually watch United games now because of Mags, right? Like, he's got me onto it. I even said the other day, I like how Shaw plays. Like, he's good. But whenever it is that they lose and we happen to win, like, he just shuts off.
Bruv, it's 12 o'clock. I don't want to. I'm done. So I'm not developing this conversation any more than I have to. I ain't said nothing since like 11:30. I've been trying to get out of it from 12. So, and I was thinking they're gonna try and drag the reaction out. So I'm not helping. But what do you want to know about United? I can ask you if you engage. No. Yeah.
Brent's on banter. Brent's on banter, man. I don't know. Man. We'll wait and see. Let's see where you man are next season anyway as well. Because obviously you're gonna have to bolster your squad.
Which we will.
And Champions League football, as well as the Prem, as well as everything else, we all know is is a juggle.
Yeah, you're thinking Arsenal used to be in Champions League every year.
Used to be.
Yeah.
How long ago was that?
About 6 years ago.
Exactly. So now it's going to be Arteta's. Obviously, not forget Europa, because you weaken your squad for that.
Yeah.
You can't weaken your squad for Champions League.
Yeah, but I don't believe we're going into the next season with the same mentality. I reckon we're going to buy much better players. We're going to have a deeper squad, huh?
Like
who?
Well,
I can talk about the rumours out here. I'm hearing, obviously, Declan Rice. I'm hearing Casado. Zubimendi, I think his name is, from Real Sociedad. Those are the main 3 that I've heard about so far. But we'll see.
We'll see, man.
We'll see, man.
What happens summertime, man.
I see West Ham said today that
120
going to cost 120.
You man are not paying 120 for him.
Listen,
maybe 80 in
no
a player.
one's going to pay 120.
At one point or the other, Arsenal will have to break their current record, which is Pepe, whatever it is, right?
Was it 80 or 70?
Something like that.
Is he going to be down to his 2 years left on it?
Who's that?
Rice.
Oh, his contract now? Is he down? Is it 2 years?
I don't know. I don't know.
Did he sign it? Did he sign one recently or something?
Can't remember.
I don't know. But if he's got two, I don't think no one's going to pay. No one's going to pay. No one's going to pay the 120.
Guess who will pay 120? Chelsea.
Well, for Rice,
you think
they don't need him though.
They just rule them.
Have you seen what Chelsea just done?
Yeah, but they don't need him.
Yeah, but remember, there's going to be an exodus in this summer for Chelsea, right? I'm not saying Rice wants to go to Chelsea.
They're saying Kovacic might go
because they're in Champions League, right? But are you telling me that Todd Bowley won't pay 120 for Declan Rice?
He probably would, but they don't need him. They don't need him.
No, I'm not saying they need him, but that man will buy Declan Rice for 120 million.
He wouldn't. He must have learned his lesson by now, man.
You'd think so, innit? 600.
I don't believe. I believe he would pay 120. And Declan Rice used to play for Chelsea as well. So there's that pool. Yeah.
I think he's messed up his value a little bit. I think like 80, 90, I think he'll probably go for.
Maybe, yeah. I can see that.
That sounds about right. They're going to try and go high, innit? They're posturing.
Yeah, obviously, in business, you have to start at your highest point.
I can see Chelsea giving maybe West Ham a player. And
we'll swap.
Yeah, and that piece.
Loftus-Cheek.
Yeah,
some piece.
maybe a Loftus-Cheek. So, I mean, that would make sense. Remember, they got pure players they need to get off their books.
Pure players.
This man spent a lot of money, and they got Lukaku coming back as well.
Yeah.
So if Poch can get hold of him, maybe he might stay.
Yeah, Poch is going to be there, isn't it?
I don't know, man. There'll be a lot of moving going on in the summer.
A lot. All right, then.
We got that.
Oh. I thought we were going to get on to Out Ere.
Oh. All right, then. Let's get into Out Ere.
We never seem to cover the stuff that man keeps putting on there.
What, on the dock?
Football.
Well, then you just cover it then. I was going to go toilet. Cover it.
Boxing. I'll just read this very quickly. Basically, I'm not too sure if you guys watched the fight, but Canelo...
Which one?
Canelo beat John Ryder.
I didn't see it.
Yeah, he was fighting in Guadalajara in his hometown. 50,000 people there. Wow, I didn't watch it, but from the highlights, it seemed like a good fight. Ryder, obviously, he's a what's the word, man? He's a rugged type of boxer, man.
Oh.
So like, he's not one of those like
not technical, more of a brute.
Yeah, exactly. So he got dropped like once, and he got a broken nose and everything, but he still made it through like to points decision. But like the points were like really wide in it. Like,
yeah, but as soon as you get dropped, that's a
oh yeah, 100%.
That's a big points
100%
deficit.
Yeah, man. But two judges scored about 118 to 109, and the other judge 120 to 107. Yeah,
that's a lot.
To Canelo.
So what's my man doing? Just steaming. I might have to go back and watch that. Just steaming in and just.
But like the points don't really. It doesn't really tell the story.
They don't reflect the
fight.
Oh, okay,
not really. I think Ryder like did a good job.
Yeah.
Like some people are actually saying like his stock probably went up after this fight.
Do you reckon?
Yeah.
Oh, good accounting of himself, basically.
So, but yeah, and the other fight, British fight, Joshua Buatsi, he fought as well. People weren't really rating the fight, but he got the win anyway.
Was it that bad?
Yeah, it was kind of like a dead fight, according to people. I haven't seen it though.
Imagine being a boxer, you win, and people say your fight is dead. It's rough, you know?
Yeah.
Taking bangs in the face and all that. You got the W, and they're still saying it was meaty.
Yeah,
meaty.
Man. And that was his first fight in like 350 days. So he hasn't fought since May of last year. But yeah, he still maintained his unbeaten record. And he's looking for like a big all-British fight with Anthony Yarde.
What's his record?
What is it? 17 wins, I believe. Yeah, something like that. Yeah. Yeah, 17 fights.
Anthony Yarde. He wants to get him with Anthony Yarde.
Yeah. I think that would be a good fight though. Be a very good fight. Because Buatsi's a good fighter. Like when he's on point and he's fighting properly, and obviously he gets rid of the ring rust and everything, he's a good fighter. So yeah, it's not going to be one of those where he's just going to go in there like trading with Anthony Yarde. It's not going to do that. You know what I'm saying? He's going to force Anthony Yarde to actually box.
Yeah, Yarde's a good
or at least
boxer,
try
man.
to anyway. But yeah, man, that's it.
Quick little 2-second NBA.
You been taken in, yeah?
Yeah, a little bit. Lakers are up 3-1.
Yeah,
against Golden State.
Yeah, they won last night.
Phoenix clawed it back 2-2 now. They were 2-0 down. So now it's 2-2 against Nuggets. Heat are up 3-1 against Knicks, and Philly and Boston's 2-2.
2-2. Who do you think's going through?
I think Lakers are going through. I think Lakers will win. I think Golden State will win next one. Then Lakers will win 4-2. Suns and Phoenix. I was calling Nuggets before because I thought there's no way they're coming back from 2-0 down. But I'm gonna.
Oh, they did. Who had home court?
I'm not sure. You know, I didn't check that.
You don't know?
No, I don't know. I don't know.
Why would you think they wouldn't have come back down? And they didn't steal 2 games, did they?
Because
they won the home games. Everybody won their home games, didn't it?
Because Chris Paul's out.
Ah,
yes.
That game, the game 3 was it?
No, it was 2. No,
when did he get injured? Game 3 or game 3, right?
Yeah, I think.
No. They won game 3, innit?
Yeah, no. Suns won game 2. I'm sure CP went out in game 2.
Game 2, yeah. So, game 2, it looked like they was gonna win that game.
Yeah, when CP went out, I thought, yeah, it's over. But they're back 2-0. I mean 2-2. I'm gonna maybe the momentum might be with the Suns. You know, I'm gonna say fuck it. I'm gonna say Suns and Lakers in the Eastern. Basically, yesterday I thought to myself, you know what? If LeBron wins a ring, he's gonna have to go through Steph and KD. Right.
Boy, them Warriors been in trouble, man. Them Warriors been in trouble because LeBron and that are cooking. AD's going to turn up. Obviously, in the second, he had a dope first game.
AD's
second game.
AD's very up and down.
Dope third game. I'm trying to break it down to man the other day. If AD plays like what gives them 20, 25s and 15s and that, they're not. I don't care what Golden State do. I don't think they can stop. I don't think they can stop them. No. You get me? And you know what LeBron's like when he's got a crew. You get me? He's got a bench. He's got scoring. He's got shooting. He's got defense. If AD's gonna cook, there's nothing they can do. And then now they have to do the 3-1 thing, and that's not gonna happen. It's not happening. It's not happening. They're cooked.
Golden State are done, and then over to the East. I'm gonna say Miami probably gonna go through, and then Philly and I'm gonna call Philly.
It depends, man. It's like the with the AD thing. If when Harden's turning up, and Embiid's cooking like that, then they're a lot to do. You get me? Like Maxi's there and that.
Yeah. And also,
I like Tatum and that though, man. The Celtics are a good team. Do you think that's gonna go 7?
It could do. I think if any of these series go 7, well, to be fair, I reckon the Nuggets and Suns or Philly and Boston could go 7.
I think I want to go. I want to pick Celtics slyly. That's probably just because I probably prefer them to the 76ers.
I'm picking Philly because I prefer Philly. I think if you've just been named MVP, you got to show up. You got to show up.
It was tough. Was the last game that they won the overtime one as well?
I believe so. Yeah.
The overtime one. What was that? 1 point in that as well.
Check. I think so.
Yeah, it was overtime with 1 point. It's James Harden heroics. That was at home and that as well. Yeah. Nah, man, it's gonna be tough, man. I don't know if they can do it, man. And Harden ain't gonna give you that every game either. You know he's flaky in the playoffs, man.
No, he is. But
I think Celtics are a better team. Overall, I think Celtics are a better team. I think in the series they'll do it.
It was 116, 115. Last game overtime.
My man hit the shot as well, you know.
Yeah.
No, Smart hit the shot.
No, to win. What do you mean?
Smart hit the shot to win. It was like.
Oh, you mean he missed?
It was like no, he hit it. It was like point
to win,
brother. He hit the shot. There was like.
Oh, you mean he got
just
it
went off the
timer.
Like it just went like 100th of a. You know what I'm trying to say? He just missed it. He hit it like so. That's what I'm saying. That went to the wire. That weren't like no comprehensive victory. You get me? Like that's gonna be tough for them. That's gonna be a tough series for them. Again, I'm being a bit biased because I think I prefer Tatum and that. Yeah, but I think Celtics will edge it.
All right. We'll see. See how it unfolds. Who've you got taking it all though?
Taking it all,
yeah.
I think it's gonna be some from the West. I think if LeBron gets, if LeBron gets to that, either one of them. I think if LeBron gets to that finals,
I think LeBron gets to the finals, he's beating Celtics or he's beating whoever, whether it be Heat, Celtics or Philly. And I don't think LeBron's letting. I think this is LeBron's last legit chance of winning the ring. He's not letting it slip. In my opinion.
And KD's gone through too much over the last couple of years, man. And he gets cooked up all the time. If KD gets to that final as well, I don't know. I think I think we'll just have to just do a madness.
Yeah, no,
they ain't got a lot of scoring on that team, you know. It's literally just KD and Booker.
Yeah,
it's literally just KD and Booker. So that's probably what that's what the problem is. Like, they ain't got no scoring off the bench. There's not a lot of help there.
Yeah,
but if anyone can do it, it's KD. I think the winner will come from the West. I'm saying Suns or Lakers, man.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, I think I agree. All right, should we get to done out here?
All right, coming in. Let's go. We finally made it to the end of the show, people. We've got a... Oh, where did that come from?
Okay. Oh, I was pointing in for like the rest of the weekend.
Okay, then.
Yeah, so you don't have to... Thingy.
I didn't even have a chance to review these. There was only one there when I was looking earlier. So we'll get into it. I know there's a trigger warning here somewhere. I just don't know what it's for. There's a drunk driver who his name is Shane Bovey, 41. We need to put him on blast, to get me. I know, like, I've spoke about drink driving and stuff before. It's not something good. It's not something sensible. It's not something people need to do. We all need to be better. Anybody that does partake in it needs to be better. This guy's gone on a day drinking session, got absolutely burst. He's doing 80 in a 30-mile zone. And this, what a sad story, man. This fucking idiot, has hit three generations of family in one swoop. He hit the grandmother, and he killed the grandmother, and then he's hit the daughter. Daughter's gone flying 98 feet, This was a few months ago. She's still down bad in hospital, and I think she's gonna live, but I think she's got like long-term injuries. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, so she's gonna have to like brain issues for her whole life. And then, he had a grandson as well, an 11-month-old. So he's hit the mum, he's hit the grandmum, he's hit her daughter, and then her daughter's 11-month-old baby. 3 generations of family in one go. And he's hit them because he's flying. Like I said, he was doing 80 and a 30. I think he was doing some...
In a 30?
Yeah, he was doing some day boozing. Yeah, and then he's gone mad. And what's funny is that I think the woman who's passed away, I think her husband was one of the first people on the scene or something like that. And he was there, he see the crash. And I think he's gone to help the guy who's crashed until he's realised that he's hit his family. No, he's realised, I think he didn't know. I think he's gone to like see if my man's all right, boom, boom, boom. And then in the kerfuffle, he's clocked, it's his people them.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Then he's had to go and help his people them and all that. And then my man's come around, because I think he was knocked unconscious. My man's come around and done a runner. He legged it. But they caught back up with him.
Of course they did.
Yeah, they caught
Is
back up.
Is it even up for debate? I don't understand. Really intrigued.
Nah, he pleaded guilty to what is the charge he's pleaded
manslaughter?
Guilty to? No, it's not manslaughter.
Reckless driving.
Endangering
lives.
Causing serious injury by dangerous driving, and an offence of aggravated vehicle taking. Oh, did he steal that one as well? This guy's serious though. He's got 44 previous convictions.
For what?
I don't know, 85 different offences, so he's outside. But he just got 14 years.
Yeah, you can't complain.
Yeah, you can't complain. You can't complain.
Took multiple
That's
lives.
very good.
No, he only took one life. He hurt the daughter, and the baby was all right. The baby cracked his skull as well.
Oh, I thought you said he damaged... I thought you said he wiped out 3 generations.
No, not wiped them out. I said he hit them at
one
point.
Okay.
He got them in one swoop. You get me? But the mother and the baby are alive still. I'm guessing they're recovering and doing well. Yeah, man, this guy's gone, man. 14 years. Some would say it's not long enough. But yeah, why did he look so smug in that picture?
I know. Maybe he was drunk when they took it. He was in there just for...
Listen, in the space of in the space of minutes, your life can change, man. Do you know what I mean? Just by stupid decisions. And that's what's sad as well. It's like, 14 years, in about 5 years, you'll sit back and like, I really shouldn't have done that. Do you know what I mean?
About a month.
Sometimes that's all you need, boy.
Yeah, sometimes it takes a while to kick in, man. I mean, life is short and it's precious.
Well, with that being said, man, the moral of the story is do not drink and drive, people, man. But yeah, man, let's get into our outro, man.
Well, that's
It does it on purpose, right?
yeah, I feel like it does.
Are we back? What's wrong with me?
I wasn't looking at the screen.
Sorry. All right, people. Thank you for tuning in, as you always do. If you stayed all the way from the beginning to this point, you might be realer than we are. Okay, but thank you. Like the video, subscribe to the channel.
There ain't enough likes. So it's good.
There's not enough likes.
Likes.
People are very stingy. Like, what is it? Do they charge people for liking videos?
I think so.
They want to translate the mediocre likes and.
Like, not mediocre likes. Guys, like the video. Thank you very much. It helps us grow, and I know you want to see us grow. Okay, guys, we're talking about a live show. Sorry, what's good on here?
Sorry.
Right the mic.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Yeah.
Is this do me or
no?
Oh, okay. I like it's a silly question. You interrupted me. Yeah, you guys keep asking about live show. Like the comments, and we might consider it. Okay. But yeah, like the comments, like the video, subscribe to the channel, share it, all that great stuff, and follow us on our social media platforms. The Day After TNB on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. And if you want to send your dilemmas in, because we're really good at giving advice, the number is 075 64841 If you would like to email our team, you want to feature on the show, or you want to inquire about the show, the email address is thedayafter@thenewblack.com. We will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.
Peace.